wasn't ready for it.
There it is.
Hey, there it is. There we go. So, how's it going? Yeah, not bad, thank you. You?
Yeah,
Never mind, we'll get to the stream now. Welcome to another Nifty and D stream. As always, I'm Dan. I'll be DMing this wonderful session. These wonderful people through the Pirates of Kal'Himaar. We'll start with introductions, as we always do. You'll notice we're one down currently, but Annie is on her way and will probably tag out with Tom as he shoots off to a gig, as he likes the gig more than his friends around the table.
Correct.
We'll start, as always, with the wonderful man on my left.
Hello, I'm Callum. I haven't prepared an intro. I'm going to be playing Cyathus Jinzerameth. He's a level 6 druid, he's an archaeologist, he's played by Callum. He's a Triton, he's lawful neutral, he's got shitloads of XP. He can cast Revivify now, which is fucking sick. Thanks, Unearthed Arcana. Cheers, bye.
Hello. You know what time it is? It's 6. No, it's not. It's almost 6. It's 1 minute to 6 on the 17th of November 2019, which is the most Tomderful time of the year.
I'm glad you're leaving now, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I'm Tom. I'm playing Mistella. He's small.
Done?
Yeah.
Character traits summarised. Hi, as per usual, I'm referring to the internet for how to introduce myself because I'm socially inept. After the site I was using before didn't work too well, I decided to go scientific with it. So here we have 11 scientific ways to introduce yourself. This one suggests practicing good hygiene. So apparently this should be common sense. There's science that supports that being clean is a solid skill when you're networking. And a study actually suggested that members of the opposite sex, so hello ladies in the audience, prefer for you to be as hygienic as possible, and that both sexes prefer subjects with healthy dentition. So I've brushed my teeth and got my housemates to give me a bath in bleach, which is apparently a great skin peel as well. I will be playing River Kiss Row, a Tabaxi paladin, hellbent on revenge. She was missing last session, so I've got a bit of catching up to do. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Hello, I'm Jamie. Someone at this table will kill me, and bless them, they're all really trying for it. I am playing Fawaro. He is the captain of the vessel. He is a rogue Aarakocra of questionable alignment. We think it's chaotic neutral, but no one's sure. And I'm here to do some aerial combat, which I'm fucking hyped for.
Hey, I nearly kissed you then.
I really, my heart's going, man.
Hey, it's me, it's Elliot. As per usual, on this stream, I'm going to be playing Galvin Seris Utvar, the Goliath Barbarian, who is not a nice being at all, really. He's somewhat evil, you might say, and I'm playing him. And that's me.
Cool. So we'll do a recap, I guess. So last time you guys awoke in the cavern in Tomb of Winter, where you guys had felled an illusory dragon as well as the Nothic that was creating it. You went through the loot, got some gold, got some gems. Gar found a necklace that he had promised to his old crewmate, and you guys set off for the main island in the Midas waters / territory. You split the crew up a little bit, bringing Zane, Wisp, and Mischief with you ashore, leaving everyone else on the beach. Something I forgot to mention is that Rain also would have departed at this time, headed towards Port Royal. And you sent Zane, Wisp, and Mischief over to the outpost for you guys, so they could scout it out and get a lay of the land for you. While in the meantime, you guys...
Who's Rain?
His brother.
Okay, cool.
Cam, could you just move the thing?
I mean, I will eventually, Jamie.
So yeah, you on the beach found a corpse of a young black dragon that had been mauled to death seemingly by a larger acidic dragon, and pressed on through the woods towards Garv's very first giant trial with a hill giant tribe. You got past a few undead on the way and encountered this hill giant tribe, who were a bit barbaric to say the least. They lived in filth, cared to eat, and they did not care what they ate at all, including halflings, which Garv took.
Nothing happened. And this is why we wait until we realise on this side of the table.
With Marcella being upset by this, Marcella went off into the woods on his own. Some of the party going with him, while other members went and scouted out the mountain that they had to climb, and Garv just got pissed with the giants. Managed to beat one in an arm wrestle, and then made his way back to the crew who were sleeping in this grove that Cyathus has just infused with this plant-like energy. Mastella slept alone for the night with, unbeknownst to him, Fuaro, but in the trees above, watching over him. So, morning
every night.
rolls around. Garv, you've got a little bit of a hangover, but not so much, thanks to Cyathus' restorative abilities that he cast on you the night previous. The sun's rising, you can see it's a fairly clear day, there's a couple of clouds in the sky, and you wake up in this fairly lush grove that Cyathus has created by casting plant growth. Where once the trees had been splintered across in these huge kind of recesses in the ground where the hill giant kind of stomped its way through, leading you to its camp. Now fresh vegetation and plant life has all grown in these footprints, as well as on the fallen trees that have been splintered around. Marcella, you wake up, nothing seems to happen in the night, you're maybe a bit dirtied from sleeping on the ground. Would you still be there?
Yeah, I'm still hanging around.
Make a perception check, make a stealth check, I guess, if you're trying to be hidden.
Ooh, it's not great. 13.
My perception is trash, so 9.
Yeah, you wake up, you see as you're up in one of the trees, you see as Mastella kind of, I guess, gets up, you kind of see the burnt out fire there, you kind of dust yourself off.
We didn't change the light.
We'll do it in a break.
That's fine. I will just I'll sit there for a few minutes and then what sort of time is it in the morning?
It seems to be make a navigation check.
What's my navigation? What do I add for navigation?
In and proficiency.
In and proficiency.
So that's 7 for you, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 20 non-natural.
So you kind of like look up, some of the canopies kind of blocking the way, but you estimate it's around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Sweet. I'm assuming the others will probably be up soonish, if not already. So yeah, I'll start heading back.
Cool. You kind of, how far out would you have gone from them?
Not that far, to be honest. I wouldn't want to stray so far that I'm in any sort of immediate danger.
Cool. So far you see as Marcella kind of gets up and dusts herself off, looks up at the sky, does an equation, and then begins heading back towards the group.
Cool. I will, seeing he's heading that way, I'll fly off and see if I can get there ahead of him.
Cool. So yeah, you quite easily with you trying with you, I guess, just casually walking kind of through the brush and between the trees. You guys will eventually see as Mastella kind of, as far kind of breaks the tree line as
He's
you guys
coming
are
back.
rousing.
Did I sleep with the giants or with these guys?
That's your choice.
I went back after I came and visited these guys, so I probably would have ended up just like passed out like
So yeah,
by the giants.
you're asleep with the hill giant. So yeah, you're all there apart from Gav. You've seen 4 hours bust through the tree line.
It was sick.
It sounded it.
Yeah.
I get back and Fuara's there just like, oh hi Mastella.
Oh, Stella, I didn't know. You're coming back. Oh,
How are you feeling?
bit more one else actually, but
I couldn't care less about you.
Oh, how
Mastella,
dare you?
Fine, why do you ask?
because you seemed not very fine yesterday.
No, it's okay. I'm good. It's a new day. It is approximately 7:30 in the morning, which I believe is dump time in this area. So,
Looks at camera.
I wish I had tiny things to throw at you.
Fair enough. If you're okay, we're okay. Let's go do something.
of course.
Oh yeah, Garv's got to go and
Let's go.
Meet up
We're
with
gonna go
bird.
climb a mountain.
Let's go trial this bird.
Let's go get him. I'm sure he feels like shit.
Oh yeah, I'll sweep on over to
Cool.
Garv.
So you guys all kind of begin heading over towards the camp that the hill giants stay at. Garv, you wake up to the smell of rancid food, as is common here in the hill giant camp. You see a couple of them already up, kind of walking around, kind of eating morning snacks, kind of eating these discarded carcasses, drinking still these 4 barrels of ale that they're just ripping the tops off of. You kind of come to, none of them really pay you any mind.
I bolt up. I'm like, let's get this fucking egg. I like start doing some like mild stretches and kind of like maybe a bit kind of like in a kind of meditative yoga-esque kind of like way. Just kind of like doing the morning stretches, getting myself ready for this task.
Cool. As you start getting ready, you kind of hear the coming from behind
Mastella.
you. Yeah, from behind you. You see as the chiefess of this clan, the very large, rotund, as wide as girthy as she is tall hill giant, known as Gum, kind of comes over to you. Kind of this big like discarded tree as has a kind of walking staff. Various trinkets of bones of larger animals kind of draped around her, and like random bits of like cloth that she seems to have stuck to herself. You ready for trial?
Always. I was born ready for this.
She kind of looks over to the side and you see as the party kind of breaks through the tree line, kind of about 100 feet away.
Well, I'll if there's nothing else here, I'll be off then.
One more. She kind of places like this branch down next to you. She kind of pulls out to the side and grabs what's, for a hill giant, a fairly nice looking large water skin. You feel like a whole person could fit in this. You maybe could if you were like bundled up.
Cool.
But it's quite nice. It's made a lot nicer than the rest of the garb that they seem to wear or the kind of clothing that they have on their backs. She kind of like picks it up, kind of uncorks it and kind of then lifts you up, kind of in her hand gently. You see as she kind of like
Oh, what the fuck?
pours this very clear kind of like water across your like face. She waterboards you.
Tell me where he is.
I don't know. It's Flara's fault.
She then kind of puts it to the side and then takes her thumb and gently wipes your face, wiping off the war paint, leaving you fresh and clean. You see as she says, "You do this trial." Puts you down, kind of still dripping wet. As Dvergjoten, you win paint and charm of Grolantor, he says, looking down at his notes.
It looks at scrawled writing on hand.
Yeah.
Grolantor.
Grolantor.
Thank
You
you.
look at it, it's just like a line. I'll make it up.
You bring egg, no food, no drink. Go, come.
Gotcha. Thank you for your place stay.
You welcome. You good, we eat feast. You bad,
I bet I good.
He good. He good.
she kind of like taps her chest and kind of like respect almost. Go, mountain. Or I guess you'd say go hill for her.
Small
Go
step.
hill.
Wow, transition.
I'll just like crawl out of her hand.
She put you back down.
Okay.
Crawling anyway.
Sitting on the edge of her hand like it's like a fucking bed or something.
You know, like people on like a ski lift, I just kind of like jump off as it goes.
She's not that big compared to you. She's about 16 feet tall, so you're about up to like her midsection.
Okay. So it's more like a baby.
Yeah, it's more like she
kinda
picked you up in one hand, you were like across, essentially.
Okay.
Like a cat, just all
Yeah.
just down. Like, ah!
I did not like that. I get it now.
Well, how long is it going to take us to walk to this here, mountain?
I've not really done any research, honestly.
Floro and how long has it been?
We gauge about 3 to 4 days. Max.
To walk
Oh,
to
that's
the
great.
mountain.
Oh, to the mountain. The mountain's right there. We're on it.
Oh, to get to the base of the mountain and like get like to proper like the climbing part of it, it'd probably take you about a day-ish, less if you're quick. Depends on what travel pace you
Oh,
want
we're
to go at.
further away than I thought.
We're quite. I mean,
I'm gonna be fucking hungry.
well, I mean,
Do we know how they're testing how you've not eaten?
I don't want to risk it.
Okay, that's fair.
It's probably to do with that water. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it.
Let's go.
Here, just have some owls.
Oh.
How much help are you allowed?
They
We're
didn't
allowed.
say they couldn't. That you guys couldn't help. So
Apparently,
Do you have some
some,
owls?
yeah, the other one had help.
Yeah,
Was
we're-
there the other week.
They had
sounds
help.
like it. Yeah.
We're allowed to eat. We can do what we want. It's just him who's.
As long as I can't. As long as I don't eat and I get the egg.
Anyway,
then-
No, we've packed sandwiches.
I've got some owls now.
oh fuck you.
They're quite big. I'm just
big
going to
enough
get the
to-
owls to start picking everyone up.
Cool.
Unless I know they can fly.
Second time today.
Those two.
Don't like it.
And we're just going to start flying towards the mountain.
How long does it last?
It lasts for an hour. And then
Cool.
I'll recast. So we'll get 3 hours worth of flight. And then.
Cool. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen.
Don't we want to do that once we get to the mountain then? Because like they'll be able to fly us up.
No.
We're just going
'Cause I've
up
already done
horizontally for now. Oh.
So as they kind of like pick up each of you, Flora, you kind of
Don't
use
use
it
all
as
of
you
it,
fly
yes.
through the sky. As you fly and like see the brush kind of like moving underneath you, you see other patches of these
You
where
think
there's these
Scythe
clearings
understands
that,
mountains?
that giants have like moved past,
Mhm.
and you see these similar figures that you had like manage to stealth past the first time, kind of surrounding various carcasses, kind of like picking off the scraps of the hill giants.
Oh, shitting on one.
We can see ghouls from like up here.
It depends on how high you're flying. I assume you're just like above the canopy.
Yeah, just above the
no,
tree line.
just-
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, where there's like
Creepy.
it's places where there's like clearings where like giants have passed through, so it's easier visibility. You
Okay.
can't see through the actual tree line, but
Yeah.
there are these distinct breaks every now and again where clearly a hill giant has passed through there.
Yeah,
That's fucking creepy.
I'll poop on one as I fly over here.
Yeah, you does it kind of like that. Carries on eating.
He's still wearing booty shorts, like just shit out of your shorts.
Just pull onto one side.
Why?
Poirot shits himself while he's flying.
Did not need that image ever.
But it's weirdly like a human poo.
Oh, so much
I
worse.
got a half dragon form.
Yeah, with dragon booze.
I have to know. That's my job.
Oh no.
He's the DM, he decides. And they do like people, apparently.
So I'd say with
now.
make 3 athletics checks for your group. Just 3 separate ones. This would be like each set of owls.
9, natural 20, 3.
Cool. Good balance then. So they go at a steady pace. There are a few moments where like they kind of like have to flat down a little bit, rest on the treetop, and then kind of take off and carry on going.
Thank fuck for that nat 20.
There's one like hour-long period where they're just like they're nailing it. They don't even stop for rest. I'd say with the 3 hours, they would land you at a place where you're only maybe about a 2-hour walk from the
Foot of the mountain.
from the foot of the mountain.
Très bien.
Right. So how long does that take? 3 hours.
I
That's
think
taking
so.
3 hours. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So 3 hours deep now. Right, let's get moving then, I guess.
Get
Have you
moving.
got a time limit?
No, but I just want to keep track of how long I've not eaten for.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, let's crack on then.
Cool. What's your marching order?
Flying above the heads, just keeping an
Cool.
eye on the track.
How high above?
I'd kind of like be swooping between like canopy and above and below.
Okay, cool. So just like various treetops, just kind of.
Yeah, just seeing how if we're in the right direction and then checking below to see if there's anything upcoming.
Cool.
As
Make
you
a-
come down, I'll basically just like follow the trail of like the bits where I
Debris
see like
of
yeah.
just chaos
Yeah.
I leave in my wake.
Just to like further try and reduce the amount of energy that you're expending, I'm going to be a giant, I think it's a brown bear is the larger of the two,
Yes.
and then you just get on.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll just hop on that MFer.
Yeah, so that's 3 hours of bear.
You want a bear?
I am a
Just
bear.
riding this bear.
Oh man, I'm gonna summon my giant
So
bat.
far, this is great, honestly.
Am I just falling behind, just constantly like?
Can a bat fit me and him on?
Yeah.
Giant bat. Yeah, you want to come and get my bat?
I mean, don't we want to save it until we're actually needing
The
to
bat doesn't-
fly
The bat
upwards?
lasts as long as I want it to.
Oh,
until it
okay.
dies.
Bats
I guess,
forever.
yeah, the bat's
Batman
forever.
Cool.
forever.
Owls
Yeah.
are for an hour, bats are forever.
I conjure up my giant celestial bat and then climb on.
What spell is this?
Find
Find
Steve.
Find Steed.
It's
Oh,
what
thanks,
it's what
Valgrim.
Valgrim used when he did the sick maneuver and jumped off a bat and killed like
Yeah,
8 people.
no, I
It's
remember
also
that.
how I got my chromatic horse.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, that's such a good phrase.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
that's
Yeah,
good.
we'll swoop on. Kind of following in for Warrior's wake, I guess.
Cool. So perception check, and I guess perception check for you as well if you're
So
heading like that.
y'all are flying.
Nem's flying, I guess.
Nem's
as
flying.
well.
So it's me and you on the floor.
Yeah, just chilling.
That's fine. It never goes wrong when it's me
17.
and another player on the floor.
9, yeah.
It's like, we're the tanks, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of like going from branch to branch, and you're kind of aware of this as well, so I have to do a passive perception.
Oh, that's
The
it.
stench of kind of death and decay seems to have gone. You've specifically picked this up with your bear senses,
Nice.
and you two don't seem to spot any other kind of clusters of ghouls. It seems to be that they're kind of localized in a perimeter near the hill giants.
Nice.
And it seems to be pretty clear. You do see like other kind of woodland creatures kind of like just scurrying around, kind of the life of the woodlands, kind of just.
Are they still talking Draconic?
Every now and again, you will catch draconic phrases
Sounds
being
like
said.
accents.
No solid conversations though, but they are certainly kind of
Able to.
yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
You go in and you push on for the further 2 hours, and the tree line suddenly begins to thin. There's maybe trees every 40, 50 feet or so.
While we're sort of in the radius of the dragon speak,
Yes.
I'll go and I'll stop some birds.
You see as they're kind of flying.
Hello, friends.
Hi.
You haven't been up the mountain?
What's the matter?
The big tall thing there, the big rock.
No.
Oh, there's a big thing up there. Know much about it?
big thing.
Big bird. Big bird ass.
There's a bird my size up there.
Oh.
This isn't on the stream.
Okay, thanks.
Can I go now?
Yeah.
That was brilliant and terrible on camera. On camera, it's just your shoulders doing this.
I was flapping my wings for anyone who
Yeah,
didn't see.
no, Scopes is going to tell you exactly what you were doing. I can assure you.
She's not. She's going to be disappeared from the chat for a while. Well, after she clips that.
Disgusting, but also true.
I've already clipped it in my mind.
Yeah, after about 2 hours, you come to a section where the tree's thin, and you can see it turns from this kind of soft grass and dirt into this kind of rocky, gravelly kind of path. That you can see it's not a carved path, but there certainly is ways that you can kind of like begin walking up this mountain. You can see this large mountain range. The first one that is right in front of you is the southernmost mountain in this peak, and you can see this long ridge just stretching north past the horizon as you stand at the foot of Gilligan's Run.
Is Madame Zeruthi around? We've got to carry her up the river.
Yeah.
Zeroni.
No.
Madame Zerukia.
I got
Riensing NPC.
I got the general gist.
Madam Z.
It's a word.
Is it-
doesn't make sense.
Are we at a stage where it's more like a climby or a walky situation?
At the minute, you could probably get away with a bit of walking, but you can certainly see there's probably areas where you may need to climb.
I've
Cool.
got a climb speed at the moment. So
As a bear?
yeah,
Oh, sweet.
that's why I'm a bear.
Keep riding the bear.
Yeah, mate. We got
I'm riding the bear, man.
Cool. And you guys are flying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Staying above.
When aren't I?
Sticking around these guys. Yeah.
I will just intermittently like swoop forward ahead and just check, see if there's anything nasty coming up, and then come
might
back
be
and
worth
report.
having a look to see because it's been some 4 or 5 hours
5
now.
hours now,
5
yeah.
hours. If we can start looking further ahead for where we could be taking shelter.
I can do.
Also, like, yeah, I guess
Well, what time is it?
up the mountain. So we
It's
left.
gonna be
What
about-
time
we
roughly
left
in
at
the
about
day would you?
I'd say, yeah, you left at about like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. It's
So
been what,
one-
5 hours?
yeah,
5 hours
So
now.
it's about 1 in the afternoon now. But
Cool.
depending on how long it takes us to get up the mountain, it could take us another.
It is a tall mountain that you can
Yeah,
see.
it's going to take a few days, but yeah, I'll do that. I'll scout ahead for. Yeah, I'll just scout for danger for a while, and then when it gets to sort of like
We can
sun setting time, then I'll start setting up camp.
I was going to say, we can circle danger when you go out as well.
How many more bear hours we got?
How many of this initial one?
One for this initial one,
And then 3 more.
then 3 more.
So just another hour riding the bear for now, I
Yeah,
guess.
and
up
then
front.
we'll see how we're doing.
Yeah, so you managed to kind of begin winding way up Mountain Forest. Do you make a, I guess, stealth and perception if you're trying to like stealth ahead and then
Can do. My stealth is fine with a 19.
Cool.
And my perception is not great with a 10.
so you manage to break away every now and again. You see that for the majority of this lower section, it does seem to be kind of like natural passes that kind of move and kind of go up the mountain. The most kind of struggle you get at this level is maybe like a steep slope made of gravel that wouldn't require any checks, but certainly takes a bit more effort to get up than it normally would.
Then I would see if there's a way around it that wouldn't like be too much of a detour.
Yeah, it's either that or like basically climbing rock faces.
But
So they're not like steep inclines, but it's just the sort of path gets a little bit more. It'd be considered difficult terrain, essentially.
Okay.
But it's easy enough to kind of get up, and you guys kind of begin winding your way up, kind of the lower portions of the mountain. Can you make a investigation check for investigation or perception for finding a shelter? for the night
yes,
as well.
not great again. 10.
You kind of begin looking around. You can see there's not really a lot of like caves or ingresses or nooks kind of on the side of this mountain. It seems to be quite flat. There are definitely a few outcroppings here and there where it's big enough to set up camp. And there are a few kind of like higher up if you did want to press on as well. But you don't see any kind of like overhead shelter.
Oh yeah, I'll report that back to the group.
What's the weather like?
Sunny, it's pretty clear. Clear skies.
Nice.
Do we want to go through the night for the first one? Because, like...
How does it work with not eating?
Not eating at the end of every day, you need to make a con save that gets harder the longer you've not eaten for. If you
Cool.
fail, you gain a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, and how long can you go until you need to take a long rest, basically?
Same thing where basically if you go through the night, you make a constitution save.
Cool.
If you fail, you get a point of exhaustion. If you pass, you press on, and then if you try to not sleep again the next night, the DC goes up. So it kind of mirrors.
Okay, cool.
So if you weren't to sleep, if on the first night you weren't to sleep or eat, that'd be 2 con saves, and you could potentially gain 2 points of exhaustion.
Cool.
But you wouldn't get back until you've had a full long rest with eating, sleeping, everything.
Ooh. My con is pretty good.
Is it con save or a con check?
Save.
Okay.
Does anyone have the bless spell?
No.
Nah.
Bless.
Because that would be useful, because that does do saves.
Give me 2 secs. I do. I just dropped it on the floor.
Fair enough. Well, for now, we're still at what, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I'd say like in a time that Forrest's going to be scouting back and forth, you guys have been walking up the mountain, you come to like the end of the next hour where Scythus kind of
Reverse
shifts out of there and then
Squash him a
shifts
little
back
bit
into
at
it.
first.
Ow.
Sorry.
No, it's my fault. I should have told you to get off. Right, well,
Really awkward, like, just tangled up, like,
there's just you move. I'll be still. Get off.
I roll off.
Thank you. Right. Where the bloody hell are we?
On a mountain, I think. Fuado! Ah! Where are we?
Yeah, we're on the mountain.
Nice.
Okay,
Okay.
how far up do we appear to be?
I'd say you'd be like, I don't know, like
About an hour in.
Somewhere.
We look down and we're like a metre off the ground.
One boulder. Mostella's like, yeah.
Gum's just there watching us. You've barely travelled. It's been 5 hours.
I can still see you from here.
yeah, you just see a waving above the tree line. No, I'd say you'd be like nearing on like 100 feet up. It's not like a clear, just like straight up.
Yeah.
You don't have to like go around and wind. You kind of take longer paths, but
Yeah, about 100 feet off the mountain.
Cool.
Slowly but surely, all that.
Yeah, I guess let's just crack on then.
Yeah, on our way.
I do have bless, by the way.
You do have bless. Cool. At the end of this day, I'd appreciate a bless, but
You're welcome.
it's.
Is it-
I'll do it in character.
I'm shouting.
Is it
for a bat.
around lunchtime
yeah, go around.
ish? Okay. So it's lunchtime and you can't eat, which sucks. But it's kind of like food, but not even at all.
Can I still drink?
No,
No. Oh,
You got
damn.
nothing.
Drinking's the real issue.
But I can give you bear's endurance.
Oh, what does that do?
Gives you advantage on con checks.
Oh,
So it gives you 2d6 temporary hit points.
There's no con checks. There are only con saves.
Oh yeah.
It's nice for flavour, Daniel.
How much temporary hit points?
2.
Nice. Better than 0.
True that.
Cool. And
And it just means that he can enjoy. He doesn't
Pixel art
have the
still
tummy
looks like a
rumbles.
speck on the screen.
yeah.
I love it.
I'll at this time hand out some of my sandwich rations to the group at large.
What sandwiches are they?
Mainly vegetarian.
Oh,
A bit of fish.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
So like jam.
Yeah, there's a jam sandwich.
Jam and fish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jam and fish. There's a BLF in there. Like,
Bacon, lettuce and fish.
yeah.
Where's the bacon from?
Oh, I got one of those half.
One of those long pigs.
or not so long.
Yeah, it's a small long pig. It's a weird
Short pig.
a Dachshund-sized pig.
We out here for our short pigs.
So you just continue pressing up the mountain.
Yep.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Another 3 hours of beastie time.
So you begin.
Yep.
Or we.
I want to save something.
Let's save it then. Let's just go climbing.
Hi,
Yeah.
glitter in between the pages. You haven't missed too much. We're just starting to climb a mountain.
Oh, hey, Millie.
Could I get a d20 roll, please, from someone?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah! Oh, sorry, you said go.
No, it's okay.
No, don't. You do it. You said yes.
Too late.
And you're leaving.
5.
Oh.
Amazing.
So this posture travel seems to go undisturbed as you kind of soldier on again for the next kind of 3 hours going into the afternoon. You get to a few
I'll be
points.
doing the same thing again.
Yeah, you manage taking the previous roll to kind of scout ahead, and you don't seem to see many things. You do see maybe about a couple 100 feet up. There seems to be like a small kind of like cave entrance, but you can see that's far away. It's possibly a good place.
Can I start looking out
Yeah.
for any signs of other climbers, like the people who would have come up here before? Any signs that they've been here and left something behind?
Make a perception check. I would say.
Frozen guys. Like,
It's just weird because we're on like a tropical island, not that
14?
high up the mountain.
So you kind of look out for it as you go. You don't see anything at the moment, but I'll keep that in mind as you kind of go forward through the
Yeah.
climbing.
Like
Yeah,
that
I
speed.
guess.
Passively.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, you see this kind of like cave entrance, like kind of quite a ways up, but yeah, it's quite prominent, I'd say.
So it's about 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Cool.
While we're 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You guys
It's
have
4
just-
p.m. in the morning.
You guys have just been walking and walking and walking and walking. You can see over the next day or so, it looks like the mountain's going to get a bit more
Steep.
vertical in the point where you're going to need to either fly, climb, or do something to kind of get your way up places.
While we're up on the bat,
You've lost those
River never,
temporary
like,
hit points
turns
now
to you.
because the spell ended.
River never like
It
turns
was nice
to
for
you,
flavour.
but as
It's
we're
cool.
like riding along, she's like, "So, do you want to talk about anything?"
What do you mean? Like, sort of, if I was stranded on an island, what wed would I take?
I was thinking more. Are you alright?
Yes, why wouldn't I be alright?
Well, yesterday was a bit harrowing, maybe, and you disappeared for a while. So.
I don't know what you're talking about. I went into the woods to look at rocks.
I really wish I had Zone of Truth prepared.
I go into the mountain to look for some rocks now.
It was for research.
That was an insight of 14.
You ain't here.
Yeah, they're up in the
How,
sky.
how far away are you?
Oh, far enough.
Oh,
No, I don't know.
I thought we were all walking.
All right.
No, we're on a bat.
Yeah, they,
Nice.
It's just you two who are walking.
yeah,
Okay, sick.
they're fucking chumps.
If, I don't know if you realise it was about more than rocks, then you can shout to me if you like.
I don't think there will be a realization of this kind because I was merely looking at rocks.
There's a lot
Rocks
here.
and plants. Is that
I'm really
what
glad I brought you on my bat.
Well, I mean, we can talk about something else. I mean, if you were stranded on a desert island, what bread would you take?
Oh, what bread?
Yes.
Unleavened.
Okay.
Goes off style.
Mm.
Doesn't go stale.
Yeah, fair.
Do you ever get the feeling that sometimes God's not watching over you?
No.
No.
I feel like we could do anything in this moment.
I shoot them out. I blow it up. They make it small.
I get the egg. No, don't tell
That's
him.
unfortunate.
Caught down while you were gone. We got the egg.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, that was great.
But you rolled for
It
it.
was horrible. Nem died, and then I revived her. That's fine, I revived her.
Nem can't die because I'm too afraid of what will happen.
That's fucking accurate.
You think the barrier of death will stop them?
No, that's what I'm worried about.
She's at her funeral, like putting the dirt on top of the coffin, like.
It was a weak form.
She kills me in game. So yeah, you guys are carrying on, kind of going, man. You can see over the next day or two, yeah, it's probably going to get a bit more climby, a bit more vertical than it has been. But you managed to come to the end of the adventuring day, you managed to find a nice kind of outcropping that Foro spied, and you managed to set up camp for the night as well. Is there
Can I can I try and gauge?
Are we
what
gonna go
lives
through
in
the
this
night?
cave?
I am happy to do so.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to.
Oh, actually, that would just be worse for all of you. So.
I can help. Well, I can help 3 of us.
If we go through the night, all of us can get exhausted. If we sleep now, one of us could get
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah, it's better. It's better that way if we rest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll at least when camp set up again fly super fast ahead and see what's sort of upcoming.
Cool. So yeah, stealth and perception again.
Stealth. 16.
Cool.
Perception. God, I keep rolling 10s. 11 for that one.
So you
My vision is so average today.
going through as the sun's kind of starting to set, you kind of scout ahead, see a couple of paths, and you can see that there's a few winding ones, but they all kind of lead to near enough the same location. You see you've got a couple of options essentially.
Cool.
You can see paths that are kind of a bit more climby, and then a few paths that also kind of go in through kind of like small kind of cave systems and then come back out higher up. So you can see there are multiple routes you could possibly take, if not just flying straight up the mountain. But you kind of take the time to do this. As you return, you can see everyone's kind of set up camp. Over the night, who's taking watches? Anything you guys want to do during the night as well?
I
I'll
just
take-
go to bed super
Yeah.
early.
I'll happily take a watch. I want to work out if anything lives in this cave.
Hello.
It's Annie.
Oh my
Hey,
God,
friend.
hey.
Nice hat.
Hi.
What's up?
Yeah, not much, guys, not much. How is everyone? We're going to
Good,
bed, I
Very
hear.
good.
Yes.
Yeah. You
Sweet.
tuned in for the most exciting time.
Excellent. And I'm just going to wake up like, what?
Where am I?
What have I missed?
I'm up a mountain.
Yeah, you've flown up a mountain. That's.
Did I?
Yeah,
That sounds like
that's basically
something I'd do, to be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take watch, and I want to try and work out if anything considers this cave home.
Cool. You're not in a cave currently.
Just like on the plateau.
Faro just saw that there was caves kind of in the next.
Oh,
like,
well,
portion
well,
of travel.
wherever what we are in, where we are.
Yep, you made a
Make
fucking
a-
meal of that one.
Make
I have.
make a survival check.
wherever what we are in, wherever we are. You ever have those dreams?
Do you ever think sometimes that you just are Big Billy? 23.
23. You kind of like look around. You can see that lower down. You see signs of smaller critters. Maybe some that kind of either live on the side of the mountain or come up to the mountain for some reason. You don't see signs of any kind of larger creatures. Certainly no signs of rocks. You feel like the lower down portion. This is if anything does live on this mountain, it's probably higher up.
Cool.
So yeah, you kind of judge it's probably a safe place to bed down.
Is Gizmo speaking Draconic still at
Yeah.
this point?
He can still speak Draconic.
Concerning.
Gross.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that would stop.
What's the view of the stars like from on this lovely mountain?
It's idyllic. What watches are you guys taking? So just so who's up?
I'll take first.
I'll take. No, I won't. Yeah, I'll take last one.
Cool. Just 3 watches in the night.
Yeah, I'll take the middle one.
Cool.
You
can
would be
double
up with a blessed night's sleep.
No, it's actually apparently it's a sprinkle of holy water.
Ah,
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, if you make
Make sure none of it gets in his mouth!
oh, that could have been better.
What it could
I
have
don't
been
know.
is worse.
I don't know what the DC
24
It's only
for
a
my
first
perception check.
Hang on, I'm just gonna work out what that is before I decide whether or not. Yeah, fuck it. I'll use my point of inspiration. It's bad. It's bad. That's so much
So
better.
much better.
That is 25.
So as you kind of like bed down from like kind of
Yeah,
getting an
it's
early
just
night
always
for once rather than
available.
being the one who's kind of like up on watch or working through the night as you usually do on the ship.
Harking
You,
back to the first episode.
Feel the hunger pangs start to set in as you kind of smell the party kind of cooking food and you just kind of roll over.
Jam
and
sandwiches.
Yeah, dude,
cry
I just-
into your pillow.
I packed a lot of sandwiches. What bread was your choice?
Oh no, it was just if I had one
Yeah.
bread, it'd be unleavened. That's not
Yeah, you managed to-
that'd be
okay.
awful.
You manage to kind of like force your will through
tiger
hunger
bread.
and exhaustion does not
Yeah.
take you. You
Oh,
manage to
hello.
find a
Yeah.
restful night's sleep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought I was just not skipping out on sandwiches.
tiger bread. I'm a tiger.
Yeah.
Oh, the hangover's coming back. Oh no, I'm good. I'm good.
So yeah, is anyone else doing anything throughout the night?
I'm just gonna have a little bit of a stargaze if that's chill with the gang.
We have a nightmare, I guess.
No
Them
cash.
choosers to have
Yeah.
nightmares.
She eats so much cheese before bed.
You have the same dream as you've had every single night.
Right.
First vision.
Is it about a dog?
Yes.
Sweet, dog nightmare.
No.
Anyone else?
No, that's
No,
it.
cool.
Just
Perception
stay
checks from the others that are doing a watch, please.
I'm doing a watch. Oh my god. I've rolled 9, 10 and 11 for all of my perception.
I just need to keep asking you to roll perception. Eventually, you'll get a 20.
Yeah, 12.
Cool. And River. Huh?
It's a crit fail.
So you
I shut my eyes for the whole
Yeah.
watch.
I just said so. At that
River
point,
was sleeping.
you see as kind of you two, your watch goes by, no issue. You kind of swap over with River and kind of get bed down for the night. Mastella, you're still kind of up, seeing as the stars are coming out. And you see as tonight is actually a night that you would want to look at the stars more often than not because you see there's a couple of shooting stars just.
Oh yeah.
And this kind of catches your eye as well, both of you kind of being members of the saloon, this happening around the time of your watch, you kind of both, you just find yourself lost kind of in the stars. You see as one kind of looks a bit closer than the others, you see as one kind of goes, and you can see as this bright burning white light just screams over the mountain ridge and misses the mountain ridge by about 300, 400 feet or so,
Wow.
and just scatters off over the horizon. And over the horizon, kind of off to the west a little bit, you just see a little.
Concerning. I'm gonna.
That was not good.
I'm gonna note that down.
It went, by the looks of it went far away.
We're here.
Yeah, by the
We're
look-
underneath the wheelie bin.
by the looks of it, actually,
No,
it would've been, sorry, it
we're
wouldn't have
here.
been like 400 feet above the mountain ridge. It probably would have been much higher than that, like thousands of feet above. But
And it went
but
west?
but close in terms. Yeah, it went this way.
Towards.
Oh,
You can make I suppose actually you can make a navigation check to see if you can
figure out where it landed.
figure out roughly
yeah.
where it went.
Because if it landed in Port Royal, bad news. Well, I mean, possibly good news. Apart from my family and friends who live there.
No problem.
Fuck
All,
up the tower,
all the
though.
innocents that live
You
there.
would know just with your base legends it went a lot further than that.
Okay, 23.
23. You can estimate that it's probably like
It
went straight across and went probably somewhere on the main continent in the middle. It had to,
main continent.
and it had to have hit something big for you to be able to still see it from here without it being beyond the
So like
fully beyond the horizon.
on this big
Like
chapter.
you saw maybe like a dot of light from when it hit.
Dirt towards you.
Yeah,
As
you
in,
guys.
get it out of the camera.
Yeah, it made maybe like a dot of light as it kind of hit, but just enough for you guys to
think
kind of
it's
notice as you're intently watching the stars, and you both just kind of see this and feel this. Well, whatever you want to feel
It's
like.
kind of Tortuga-ish.
Yeah,
Like,
Tortuga adjacent.
not ideal
That's concerning.
for them folks.
I've never seen anything like that before.
I mean, you've seen shooting stars and the like, but you've
Yeah.
never seen something land from the sky. And you literally saw this bright white light just kind of scream across and just. Anyone with a high passive perception, so Garv and Cyphus, you both probably would have heard this and also kind of seen the light as you kind of like were either just bedding down or waking up from
Oh,
it.
bloody.
Oh, sandwiches up.
Miss Stella, what did you do?
It wasn't me, quite obviously, but I'm not sure what it was. Can I maybe roll to see if I could find out?
Yeah, make a intelligence check.
Okay.
Roll where?
Can I do the same as I'm checking?
Well,
Down
crit
the
fail
map.
for whether or not I believed him.
20 non-natural.
Cool.
12.
You know what that was. You've read about these kind of things. You've studied them. You've never seen one. When you were reading astrology books and the like, kind of playing with orreries, just learning about the cosmos in your youth, or in your previous youth. That's a comet. That's an asteroid or a meteor or something of the like. That fell from space and has landed somewhere.
I'm gonna try and explain that to everyone then, based on like, you know when I do the thing where I take the dust and toss it up and it spirals around me on fire?
I'm following you so far.
Okay, so those things, they are magical beings, obviously, but they are based on real things that come from the sky, and they come from space, and they come down and they land on the plane as we know it, and that was one of them. It's a big ball of fire or rock or perhaps just something else falling from the sky, maybe a star, I'm not sure. Probably not a star, those are quite big.
Sounds a little dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds a bit concerning, that's one way.
You didn't see that them was still up in the shadows.
Oh shit!
What was that?
From the top of the cave.
Yes, it looked like it landed around this sort of Tortuga area, perhaps.
So,
I mean, it may not have done so much. I mean, judging from how far away it was and how
Yeah.
how big did it look? Did it look like it could flatten a city?
Not that big, no. It looked like it was big. Maybe
I mean,
like
one that big can flatten a city. Like, meteors are
True,
terrifying.
yeah. The rock was maybe like double the size of a hill giant and still kind of breaking up as it was kind of moving across. But yeah, you literally just saw it for about a second or two, if that, just screamed overhead and off into the distance.
Is it bad?
Did I get any sort of glimpse as to what sort of material it could have been? Like, would I recognise if it was made of metal or something like that?
Make
from this distance?
make a
Like an ore?
hefty perception check as you
Sees the
it's
glint
on,
of gold.
it's on fire and just
That's not great. 13?
you weren't sure. It's
Yeah,
typically
that's
they're
right.
made of like some kind of rock or stone, but it's not unheard of to have them made of metal. But it went by like a flash.
Yeah, that's-
so if
It's
I'm
like-
trying to understand you correctly, right?
Yes.
You've got the normal level of existence,
Yes.
and then you got where you guys live,
Yes.
and then you got the sky,
inspiration.
and then you got whatever's above the
Yes,
sky.
but the sky isn't.
And every
really so
now and
much-
then above the sky, something's come through the sky and comes down and hits where you guys normally live.
I mean,
That's
I,
fucked up.
I suppose that is a.
What have
similar-
you guys done to piss off the gods so
Yes.
much
I
that they
suppose-
start throwing things at you?
Do you want the list?
That's-
Where it says, like, from his knapsack, just like in the corner.
What? I did not hear what you said.
What? Do you want the list of what we've done?
Yeah.
Also be quiet.
It is not
Clapped
so
a
much
lot
that the
today.
sky is a layer and there are things above it. It's more just you got the ocean and then you have the land and then above that the sky is just it's there. It is big. It goes on. And
I
so
am looking.
things.
I can see.
Yeah, so things that are very far away, those stars up there, those dots, they are massive, big balls of fire that are Very, 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 very
Hold
far
person.
away.
Make a wisdom.
Well, it's not a good one. Whiz.
Yeah.
As the in-party fighting started.
8.
Garb gets up.
Are we doing this? Before
I mean,
Zab comes out, just
I thank you for the lesson. It was really interesting, but that's already far too much for me for this evening. So I'm gonna go back to sleep.
We haven't even got
And
started
I
on,
assume
like,
that
the
when I
metaphysical
sleep,
realms.
No.
Like,
You'll be able to move again.
Okay.
Did you just say that?
yes.
After about a minute, you.
What did Garb say?
Oh, we haven't even started to consider like the metaphysical realms, like the astral sea and the elemental chaos and things like that. Where do they relate in your diagram?
in the warp.
If you
Don't
go
get me
far
started.
enough outwards, upwards, then you get to somewhere else.
Also, the Underdark,
Whereas that's if you go far
if
enough
that
down.
exists.
Yeah, I assume.
I
it's
hear
not something-
rumours.
It's not a flat.
Sciathus just very heavily considers the teleportation bottle. This is fucked up. And puts it away.
It's okay, everybody.
Looks like Sarth's going to drink something.
So,
Uh,
Are you okay with that?
No.
It's news time.
So yeah, your night passes. You kind of rest, kind of ruminating on what that could be, but you're kind of wondering if it's a sign from Saloon or whether it's just a meteor or whatever it could be. But morning comes, you're awakened by not the sound of bird song, but birds
Yes, you are.
screaming in Draconic.
Like most mornings, you are awoken by Fawaro singing as he gets up. It's never in tune. It's terrible.
You kind of wake
Your
up.
hole.
You all hear a loud. This guy kind of comes out the tent, his stomach kind of letting forth this thunderous roar before him.
boy.
Gav's got a bit like mania in his eyes now as well. Like he's like, come on, let's go.
He's
Let's-
hangry.
Let's do this.
Oh, it's only been one day.
When was the last time you didn't eat for a day?
Yeah, no good point.
I mean, probably when you were making those rings for them.
Oh yeah.
You were fucking haggard after that.
Yeah, and then also that time in the library where I just stayed there for 8 hours.
Yeah. 8 hours is different to
To be
24.
fair, if there's
yeah.
anyone who knows more about what you're going through right now, it's probably him.
I'm hangry, man. I'm hangry.
I am a bit hungry as
Fulmar,
well.
hold me back.
This is a bolt of lightning, like links both his arms to the floor for a second.
What was the name of that Hill Giant game?
Stuff.
Yeah, just whisper that to Garv.
No.
Right, let's get flying.
Not you.
Fine.
Just a joke.
So you begin travelling ahead.
Just as people are packing up again, I'll scout ahead, see if there's anything of note.
Cool. Go ahead and make a same again, stealth and perception. See if you-
Stealth is 16, perception. There we go, that 20.
Oh yeah.
So you're flying up and you can scanning the area, looking at the past, kind of double checking the stuff you had seen the night before. You do manage to see some like what you didn't notice before. There's like the way that went through more kind of like capey systems, and there was the ones that was a sheer climb. You do see kind of glowing bits of metal every now and again on the climbing way.
Ooh.
You kind of like narrow your eyes, have a look at them. You can see that these are pitons that were previously used. There's no rope hanging from them anymore, but you can see that they are wedged into the rock, seeing as someone has previously climbed here. You kind of like spot those from a while out, kind of like these just small glints every so often. They don't perfectly take you directly up, but they'd certainly aid you in certain sections.
Right.
Yeah, you managed to spot that on your quick fly out while everyone's kind of packing down for the morning.
Well, you got ropes, so.
Yeah, there you go, Flo, that's
We
good.
got
Right,
loads.
I've spotted we've got some pitons knocked into a cliffside nearby. Would help us get up. We could also go through some caves, which is always fun.
I mean, why don't we just fly? You can fly, you can fly, you two can go in the back, and then we'll
You got the owls.
fly.
Right, go ahead, let's do that then. I'm glad I wasted that 20.
How far away?
Well, no, I mean, it was useful. Like, I'm just wondering how far away that was to what you saw, because we can fly us there, and then we can climb up.
Yeah.
It's about, like, you think to walk there it would be about half a day, but if you were flying you could also get a decent way up the mountain.
Should we do an hour of flying, see where we get to?
Let's walk until we need to climb.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. So you guys walk, kind of pressing on. You can I get another 2 more d20 rolls as well, please?
5.
Cool. One more from someone.
2.
Cool. Seems to be a clear day again. You notice there's more kind of cloud covers coming in. It's still sunny, but there's a few more kind of white clouds in the sky. As you're walking through, again going up these steep inclines, you walk for about 6 hours or so, narrowly going through different passages, kind of avoiding a few kind of rock tumbles here and there. As you begin approaching, you can see the area that you spotted. You can see like this cave off to one side, as well as this kind of like steep kind of rocky incline, and then climbing section where these pitons are. Maybe about a good 300 feet away from you as you're kind of approaching it. And one of you, Mustela, you kind of walk along, and you just and just start giggling out of nowhere.
Oh, what's so funny?
Oh, I told a great joke. He found it really funny.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe you for a second.
Inside joke.
So just moments later, Fuaro, the same. You just this uncontrollable laughter. It's not nothing that's like throwing you to the ground like Tasha's hideous laughter would, but it's just like giggling. You just can't help yourself. The situation's so funny.
Gonna start having a look to see where, if anything's casting something on us.
Make a perception check. You kind of like quickly turn the camera around.
Yeah.
20. Not
Nice.
that.
You look around, begin scanning. There's no one around. There's no one you really see. You kind of like trace up the wall where the pitons are. Kind of do a brief look in the entryway of the caves. But no, there doesn't seem to be anything.
Could I do an Arcana check to see if I can tell the source of what's making me laugh?
I don't know why.
14.
14. You're not too sure. It's definitely not natural from what you can tell.
Good.
Well, this is peculiar.
See his Nem as well begins to just kind of like
Oh,
giggle.
no, this is
that's-
now. This is
That's scary.
No, I want none of this.
Get on my back, fly away.
Yeah. If we all start laughing now, then we won't know when it's hit us. This must be really fun. Let's go.
I'm dying.
Where,
I'm very perturbed.
Eventually, like
I've never been more afraid in my life.
eventually passes and dies down on each of you, but every now and again, every couple of minutes or so, one of you will just kind of randomly, just, will not help, just burst into laughter. As you carry on going, you get to that 300 feet, and you see now the rock face with the pitons on it, and then like the kind of path that leads around to the right side of the mountain with these kind of like caves and arches. And
Is it the altitude? Is that a thing?
I think it might be proximate.
It might be.
I reckon it's possibly something to do with the same sort of magic that's making the animals speak Draconic.
I don't know. I've never heard of dragons making people laugh.
Their standard routines are awful.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
sorry.
really don't like this.
Is that's just my normal laugh. What are you talking about?
We've just never heard it. We've never been funny enough.
No. That thing has just been so downtrodden the whole time.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh.
That's how much I laugh.
I'm kind of glad now. This
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah, no,
Like, I
I'm
felt bad. I
yeah.
started to feel bad.
They're never laughing again now.
Ray, how far are we away from the climbing wall? Or
You're now approaching it. You started laughing at about 300 feet away, but you guys have kind of like closed the distance.
How long have we been walking for today?
About 6 hours.
6 hours.
Bloody
Yeah, it's been a long, fairly quiet day. You've not seen many other things. You've maybe seen some like mountainous critters and like a few larger birds. But
I would have been scouting ahead at times if
Yeah.
that comes
yeah,
into
take that into account as well. Same thing.
Yeah.
You
If it's just us two that
encounter
need to,
rolls.
if it's just us two that need to get up, then just got a pair
Well,
of
that'd
giant
be rolls,
eagles.
Oh no, I said you guys did well on your random encounter roll, so yeah, you've not spotted anything.
Giant eagles.
Giant
Two of
owls,
them
yeah.
appear. Eagles.
Are they eagles,
Eagles
now?
now.
Oh, sweet. The eagles are coming.
Owls
I mean-
are for the night.
Yeah, I only need two of them
I'm sorry,
Oh,
when
yeah.
did you get eagles?
when I got conjure animals.
Sick.
I know, right?
That's rather good.
That is rather cool.
He's got a giant
Yeah,
bat.
River rides a giant bat now.
Yeah.
Spells,
I missed
man.
20 minutes
Spells.
of the stream. Literally.
Don't rub out the spell, Callum. That's going to undo some
No, you
magic.
can't use it again now.
It's not the end of a long rest. I can't change anything.
Ferris pointed out it might be the fucking the clowns we've brought. They're just nearby and casting their dark magics on us.
Oh dear.
No.
Why?
Yeah, so the giant eagles just take us up to
So you're just
the
flying
top
up
of
this portion, or are you flying up a larger chunk of the mountain?
We'll fly for an hour.
As far as we can get an hour, I guess, yeah.
Cool. During this hour, you, as you're kind of like flying up, kind of like go from outcropping to outcropping just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Scythus, you spot with your keen eyes about
Eagle eyes.
with this, because you're flying up and you're going up quite quickly, you see about 500, 400 feet up the mountain from you. You see there's various kind of like outcroppings that come out from the mountain, and you see as one kind of begins to shake a little bit, and you see his two talons kind of perch on the end. You see this large wingspan kind of unfurl and shoot out like it's stretching, and you see as like this kind of large bird kind of looks out overhead, kind of looks out, kind of takes in the
When we're saying
horizon.
large, how big?
Its wingspan looks at about 100 feet tip to tip.
That's
pretty
disgusting.
Kind of looks around and lets out a
Nice.
That's good.
looks around. You guys kind of see this. What you
I recommend hide very quickly. Let's not be in line of sight with that, and
Yeah.
I'd
Where is there to hide?
go into a dive.
You can like press to the side of the mountain,
Yeah.
or you could like
Yeah,
basically
that's
find
a good
it.
grip.
How
Eagle,
far
hide
away?
us.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you could all make stealth checks included for the animals.
I need to check what that's.
Fuck it.
Fuck it all.
I'm going to use my inspiration,
Oh,
which I
that's
apparently have.
Oh, mine's good.
I've got rubber.
That's a bad miss.
What checks on stealth?
Okay, you're a bad dice. Stop that.
Oh, good.
You're a slightly
Yeah,
better
mine's
dice. Still not great.
Plus 3, so
Okay, it's pretty
that's
good.
Jamie, your impression.
13 for one eagle,
Yeah.
15 for another.
No!
No.
Oh, I can re-roll them. I'm lucky.
10,
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah,
Wish I was
pretty
lucky.
good.
my bad.
and 13 for my stealth.
I can do perception checks. I get advantage.
So much better.
It's almost 16 points better. Hey, that's
11.
my shit.
11,
17.
17,
21 for me and
Cool.
19 for the mat.
cool,
19.
19.
Is that
5.
your order when
Cool.
you get to above?
Oh.
I have 21 for me and 19 for the back.
Do you know what the dex of a flying monkey is?
Oh, is Gizmo with you?
Gizmo is with us.
It's +2, I believe.
Then 11 for Gizmo.
Cool. And then,
Gizmo, you to blow our cover.
cool. I'm gonna leave that down to a perception check. You guys, your group got as many fails as successes.
Ah, shit.
Jesus.
Cool.
Ah, fuck.
You see as this bird kind of like perches on the end, kind of like hunkers down a little bit, kind of looks around, looks down the mountain a bit, kind of casts its gaze kind of like over where you are, kind of looks past, looks off in the distance, and you can see it kind of like hones in on something. You see as it whoosh, leaps off and goes into this faster than anything you've seen, just dive bomb, wings tucked in as it whoosh, rockets down towards the ground before whoosh, letting out its wings and just swooping over the forest and the canopy, kind of doing this wide circle. You see
I
as
don't
this
like any
giant
dex.
bird gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but it's still terrifying by size comparison. You see it just.
100 feet.
Right, let's go.
wingspan. Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
How far away from where it took off are we?
You're about 500, 400 feet below it, kind of flying bit to bit. Because yeah, the flying up the mountain that has kind of saved you guys a lot of
Yeah.
time and hassle. I'm glad I prepared for such an occasion.
Okay, quick
I'll-
idea. We fly all the way up there, we get the egg, and then to get down quickly, we all jump, and I cast Feather Fall, and we don't have to worry about it.
Would we be able to jump far enough away from the mountain that we wouldn't just be stepping on the rocks?
Could you abseil with Feather Fall?
No, you could go like at an angle,
Yeah.
but I mean the mountain is.
If
quite
we're all
a-
still flying at that point, we could just like
Fly
fly over the forest and then
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah,
This
let's do
can
that.
only end well. How many
Yeah.
people can you cast that on?
Oh, 5.
I can still
Oh,
remain.
And
these
myself.
two can still fly,
Yeah.
so
5
as
and
can you.
five
yeah,
and
that's
myself.
fine.
Yeah, unless I kill my bat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that.
It sounds ridiculous.
I mean, we could just fly down, it might be.
Let's see how it goes. If we need to make a swift exit.
How long have we got left on the giant eagles?
What do they last, like an
It's
hour?
an hour.
Like probably like 20 minutes left.
Okay, cool. So we can get to where that thing was
Yeah.
and see if that's where it's next to be.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Cool.
So
Let's
you-
go there.
Seeing it just leave, you'll quickly kind of begin kind of flying up and up and up and up and up. You're about 1,000 plus feet.
I had a horrible thought. Could we gauge if that thing was like fully grown? Was that an adult?
Make a nature check.
I'm assuming not.
Good.
I hope it was alone as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
19.
Cool. In the time that you've kind of like studied various animals and you being a druid, you have read about rocks despite being from underwater just because they are legendary
They're disgusting.
in their status. Looking at that, kind of assessing it, that's pretty much fully grown. It's also a matron as well.
What does that mean?
It means it's just
mummy bird.
it's the female of the species, and it's at about the age where they sire eggs. So yeah, that's about as fully grown as
That's
it's gonna
definitely an egg dispenser.
Sweet.
Okay.
The giants didn't mention there was more than one as well, so hopefully we'll be alright.
Yeah,
Let's
they
just
just
go
said
find it in the end. Squeeze it real hard until it makes
Yeah.
another one.
It's probably
That's how this works.
As a beard, I have very little understanding of the beard reproductive process.
I didn't want to bring it up. Have you had the chat?
Watch out.
Okay, later on. When we're not on the mountain and I'm not starving to death.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the story of the Dragonborn and the Pelican.
Oh god.
The less said about that story, the better.
Story about justice parents.
Do you really think a story that makes this is going to be a good one?
No.
It is chaotic.
So you manage to kind of get your way up there. You land on one of these outcroppings. You see there are some kind of lower down, but this is kind of the highest one without going right to the peak.
Mhm.
You see this large cave entrance kind of arcing before you, about 20 feet across. And it goes down into like a nice curve. Recesses in about 80 feet or so, and you can see very plainly what looks to be a bird's nest, but a gargantuan bird's nest. Rather than twigs and various branches and leaves, you see ship masts, portions of boats.
Cool.
This is a building, whole trees that have kind of been crushed down and impacted in a way to create this very large nest that you can't see into. You can just see the edge that's facing you currently. Also across the way, you can also see smatterings of bone, as well as off to the right hand side a not so decayed corpse. It's kind of slumped. You need to get closer to see, but it's about 60 feet in.
Might I suggest that me and my eagles stay here by the entrance to this, and we scream bloody murder if that thing's coming back. Somebody stands about 40 feet away from me, so if I'm screaming bloody murder, I can scream it quicker, they can hear, they can let you know. Just so we can get out quickly, because I'd like to be gone quick.
Yeah, no
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I'll be out here. Bye.
I can fly back into the cave, so I can be the one that's waiting 40 feet away, and then if something cracks off, I will
Fabulous.
into you guys.
I'd like you with me if we're going to do this. A featherfall thing.
Oh yeah, okay, this is fine.
River,
What are we doing?
game of rock, paper, scissors while we wait for them to do whatever they're doing.
Sure.
Sweet.
Oh god!
Cool. So you guys
Just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
guys
Can
outside
you
as
see
well.
in the dark?
No.
No.
There's sunlight coming in. Like, it'd be considered dim
Excellent.
in there.
Okay.
But yeah, your visibility would be slightly impaired.
Do I have a torch on me?
Yeah, you can say
I'd light one up.
Oh God.
climbing up as the four of you kind of wait outside and you two begin kind of going in. Are you going stealthily or are you just kind of like walking up?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
go stealthily, I reckon.
I figured it would just be me waiting like properly outside. The rest of you can go in because it might be dangerous. I'm just here as this is bigger danger coming. Everybody run from what you're doing.
I can get in there real quick if needs be.
Yeah, so can I.
Yeah.
Feeling
Oh, we could be- I could be stealthy.
He lied.
Well, if
It says
everybody's
it's
waiting
stop.
outside, I'm coming in.
I can't even see you. Where are you, Garv? Where has he gone?
Well, if everybody's waiting outside, then I'm going in
You're
with
in his
him.
pocket.
Yeah, you make a good point. I'm going in as well.
Are we all just going in?
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm not staying in a
I'm fucking not. No.
So you see as Nem waits outside and now all of you go in?
No, wait,
No, I'll stay outside. Okay.
Cool, so you three.
Yeah.
Cool, so roll stealth checks for me, please.
What's that? Is she coming in?
Well, yeah, I thought the plan was just one person waits outside.
Ooh. God damn.
My back has
me.
That's not great.
That's the same again. 5.
11.
18.
So
Malik's chicks.
as you're kind of walking, every now and again you're stepping like like a
Tummy
bone
just
crack.
keeps rumbling.
Your stomach just keeps rumbling and echoing through this cave.
Sorry.
You
Garv's
kind of-
just like, shh.
You walk past kind of like the corpse, you can see it's one that's been picked at places and is missing its lower torso. As it's just kind of strewed across. It's a smaller corpse, you can see it seems to be a dwarf kind of like face down with this blood streak just going from where the legs would be.
I'll flip him over in the toe.
You flip him out, you kind of like kind of kick him over. You see a gentleman kind of very pale skin, white kind of beard that's down and braided. This is someone you recognise, someone you've not seen for a very, very long time. This is this is someone from the tribe. One of the dwarf, because there were so few dwarves kind of in your clan.
Yeah.
They kind of stuck out whenever you guys would either take over another clan or some would kind of like find their way to yours.
Yeah.
This guy is older than you, and most notably you kind of remember him growing up with your sister.
Yeah, that pretty much confirms it.
He
Right.
wakes up and like grabs you and is like, "You could have saved us."
Right. I'll just sheath through his pockets.
They're kind of gone.
He's been picked clean.
Ah.
On his upper torso, definitely.
Put him back round the way he was.
That's not a very happy dwarf, is it?
No, not at all.
Hey, we're getting an egg or what?
Well, let's do this. How tall is the edge of the nest?
The lip's probably about 12 feet tall, so
Cool.
you can jump and like.
I'll just put my Stella up like this. Anything in there?
Make a perception or investigation check.
I'll make one of them.
How tall is this cave?
The cave's probably about 30-ish feet tall. It's quite a large, like a swap one.
Giant eagle
Do I
can
have
fly
advantage in my
comfortably.
investigation? I do.
Yeah, it could certainly like hover and like go up and down. Like,
Oh, sweet, I'll just get in the back of my eagle and start going over the nest.
It's not
20 non-natural, my
the other
friend.
guy, is
Cool.
it?
as you
Yeah,
scan
kind
in the
of
nest, you pick a couple of things. So you can see the portions of ship that kind of this nest has been made out of. You see a few scraps of smaller food. You also notice that in this large, maybe 80-foot round circular nest, to one side there is a rotting corpse of a whale that has just been picked out, strips of flesh that have just been taken from it.
Oh, I love Death Stranding.
And then over to the other side, you see a small collection of 3 eggs. But these eggs are large. All of these eggs are bigger than you.
It's not
They,
hard.
for a regular human, they would be carrying it kind of out like this. These are very large. These kind of dark blue and speckled, kind of purplish eggs.
Okay, Garv, is there a whale in there? I'm not sure.
To
what I
one
told
side
you
as well. You
Huh?
see, kind of like being a bit disturbed, waking up from the noise of you guys coming in, of Garv's belly rumbling. You see as a smaller but still large bird, kind of is resting and waking up.
Okay, Garv,
I mean, I'm still flying up.
but we got to be very careful here.
Here is it kind of.
There's a baby. Well, I mean, there you go.
Let it cry out for its mother.
There's a baby in there.
Do you have silence?
No, I don't.
Fuck.
There's 3 eggs.
The 3 of you hit it, kind of like moving from inside, like crunching of wood as it begins to kind of shift and move.
Okay, let's kill this thing.
No, we can't. We should just grab a second go.
Perception.
Waking up.
From outside their cave, you hear for
You begin.
Hey, River, I've not shown you my new really loud thing the gun can do.
With that, you begin hearing a.
Kill it.
Okay,
I'll toss you into the nest.
You guys hear this as well as it's kind of like echoing down the cave. Are you allowing this?
I mean, I don't have a lot of choice.
I toss him in and I
Yeah.
scramble over the edge as
Yeah,
well.
I'm flying in. I'm also just throwing food, like any vegetable. Oh, fucking Gizmo's gonna go for it. Well,
You
I
talk to him now.
yeah, I commit. I can't. I don't speak Draconic.
Oh shit.
Fuck it, just food at the big bird.
As Garv tosses
Roll
me
a-
in.
I'm going to grab Gizmo by the fucking tail.
Roll a wisdom check for Gizmo. I believe his wisdom is -1.
That makes sense.
It's 11.
You see, as he kind of goes to go for it, and then notices the much bigger
Yeah.
bird
I
of prey.
just grab his
And
tail.
his common like animal sense kind of he comes back and kind of clings to you.
Yeah, fucking right.
As Garv tosses me in, as I like sort of flip over the edge, can I this is in slow mo in my mind, so be prepared to make me roll for it and I'll completely fuck it up. But as I go over the edge of the wall of the nest, can I skid, grab a few things, toss them up in the air, and then have them burst into flame and spin around?
Make an acrobatics check.
Sick.
And Garth, you make an athletics check to climb on up.
I so want you to succeed on this.
Yeah, me too. Athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
Athletics or
So
acrobatics?
acrobatics. You.
Acrobatics
12.
is 16.
12. So as you climb up, you manage to climb in, but as you kind of lean on a ship mast, it kind of goes down, creates a bit of an opening. So you're like, fuck it. Begin pulling some of the wood apart, kind of creating this ruckus as you're going in. You manage to go up, kind of skid along. You do tumble a little bit, but you manage to, not as gracefully as you wanted, but you still manage to do it. Grab some and kind of toss it up as they flash it into meet you. As this small bird is now just You see as it kind of like goes forward. It
Food,
it looks
food.
injured almost, like kind of limp as it goes. Then you see this thing's about
Yep.
the size of Garv at this point.
Get what you need and get out.
Yeah.
Okay, I land with my meteors going around me. I'm not going to send any of them off just yet.
Can you three-
Jamie, watch the fucking cabinet.
Can you three make perception checks for me, please? The team that's outside.
Perception checks,
Yes.
Yes.
Please win.
Oh, I'm going to
Thanks,
inspire
fuck,
myself
fella.
with that one.
Perception.
Yeah.
No, not 20.
Wow.
Cool.
Is that a legendary fail?
No, there was a 1 and a 2, so it's a 3.
Cool.
12.
Cool. So as you two are kind of like conversing, you're kind of like showing off the new gun that you've got, and these sounds are coming from there. And then you are kind of like looking out, kind of like keeping watch, and you just see this speck break up from the tree line and just begins getting bigger
Yep.
and bigger
Yep.
and bigger as these large wings are just whoosh, flapping, and it's moving towards you at a ungodly speed.
Christ. Okay, so I'm gonna like be a raven straight away and book it into the cave to try and warn the guys.
As you're like showing the gun, you see as Nem just turns into a raven and flies into the cave.
Oh, what's
Both of us together, like, look, this is the bird.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
what's wrong with them?
So anyway, I was saying.
Okay. As Nem gets in, I'm gonna leave and get to the edge, and I wanna start holding spells.
Cool. I'm gonna just see how far this thing can get because this thing can fly.
As you come out. Hey, Silas, I was just telling River.
Yeah.
Funny story, right? It's going to take a while. Sit down.
With a 28 athletics check.
What?
Oh,
Fuck!
oh! I
see-
need that to die.
You see, as you're like going in, you come out. You guys are like, oh no, Nem's gone. And you just begin to hear. You kind of look, hear this deafening flap of wings as this rock just is screaming towards you and is about 100 feet away, if that. It looks like it's going to be with you in the next round. Can everyone roll initiative? This is about as the time you get out and kind of see this thing.
Okay.
That's
Well.
about it for me, folks. I've
Yes.
got to run.
No!
Oh wow.
Oh no!
Work in timing.
Do you want to roll your own initiative?
Yeah, I'll do that. Good. 3.
Is there another pen in there? Because this one is running out.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
At least one, maybe 2.
I love
Oh,
you.
I'll try not to
Bye,
kill you.
Sam.
Have fun.
Bye.
Thank you.
What did you get for initiative?
3.
Cool. That's almost as bad as mine.
Fantastic.
That's time to work out what he can do.
Cool. Cythus.
22.
22 for Cythus. Nem.
16.
10.
10 for River.
8.
Hmm?
8.
8. That was
I thought that was
was
it, but I wasn't sure. So
Go.
me taking the throw
5.
orange peel in the bin.
Oh, sorry, 7.
7.
Sorry, I forgot my hand.
Oh, you
What the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
The eagles go on your turn.
Yeah, they do now.
Cool.
Cool.
So up first is Scythe. You've just come outside on the giant eagle and you see this rock getting close.
Earthbind, please.
What kind of save is that?
does work.
Probably not the one that I want it to be. I think it's strength. I'm almost certain it's strength.
I'm not sure what best practice is at this stage.
Just don't die.
Standard.
Half-hearted to fucking fly on out of there. This is not my fight.
Yeah, it's a strength saving throw.
Cool. What's your DC?
15.
Cool. With a 16 it passes.
You fucking fuck.
7 plus 9 on its strength. So as you kind of like will it to kind of like bind it to the ground, you see as this monstrosity of nature just carries on hurling towards you guys.
Oh, bonus action on a giant constrictor snake.
Wow.
Plop down to the ground as this eagle kind of like
Yep.
can't hold the weight.
Cool. This is. Well, this is.
Is anyone
not the
getting
way
like
I
King
want-
Kong vibes?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't the way that I wanted any of this to go.
No.
If only Garth could large at this point.
If only.
God.
If that. Oh, that's so annoying. Right, yeah, cool, I'm on my right page. I've got no movement, so I'm just gonna hold here, I guess. Try and look
Cool.
like a snake.
The two eagles, what are they doing?
Oh yeah, sick. They can just go and attack and try and blind the thing.
What's their movement speed?
That's a fucking good question, Dan. I think it is a flight speed of 80 feet.
Cool.
So they will fly 80 feet and then hold their action for the next millisecond until the rock is there, and then they'll try and attack its face.
Cool.
Don't forget
I
to
heard
meet
you, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. See you
Have
later.
fun, B.
Bye.
Love you.
Cool.
Oh, they're both on the same page.
Up next,
Nice.
Nem. You're now in the 80 feet in the cave. You've just seen the side of this like nest collapse in. You see this baby rock there, kind of like eating up these scraps of food, and Garth Mastella and just Garth Mastella there. You're kind of like floating in your raven form.
Oh, fuck. Because it's an action to turn back to normal now, isn't it?
Believe so. It should
Yeah.
say on your.
It is, yeah.
So holding an action, multi-attack, is
Yep.
that an action? Cool.
Yeah, I guess I've got to turn back into me now, haven't I? And then
So you guys see, you and Mastella see as Nem just kind of appears
Pop
just
back
outside.
Oh, shit.
hello. And then I guess
Hey!
Oh,
Thank you very
my
much,
God.
Sciathus.
For
Yes.
some.
Natural 20.
You got
Oh,
that.
sweet.
Come on,
Hell
yes.
yeah.
I
Thank you
assume
very
that's for a
much.
natural 20. You can say if it's for a natural 1, but
Please no. Who did we see who it was?
It's between the
Glitter.
pages.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
That's a nat 20 from Millie. Cheers.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much.
Millie.
that's one minute.
Nice.
Thank you, friend.
Nem is going to turn back into a human form, and then I suppose run like deeper into the cave so that I'm closer to these guys, like by the nest,
Yeah,
but
so you-
not like in it.
Cool. So you can get like about to where the break that Garth has made, and kind of like get to that kind of
Yeah,
precipice.
I'll get in there. I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Here and there, you see these 3 large giant eggs, this dead whale, and this young bird just kind of like picking up scraps.
Well, this is a fine mess you've gotten us into.
I would. Yeah, I'll take full responsibility for this. Honestly, yeah, this is all me.
River.
Like making little machine gun noises.
It's just quite
I
stressful.
thought it was the
I'm not
helicopter
the most
noise and she's a mile away, just flown off. See ya.
Okay. I'm sure what else she can do. Like the bat's ready to go. Obviously, she's with Yeah. her bat. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go for an obdure enemy. I think.
Cool. What's the range on that?
That's what I'm just checking if I can do it.
Yeah, it's about 100 feet away.
Yeah, it's 100 feet.
Cool. So what save?
Oh no, wait, 120. Sorry. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. What save is that?
Oh, hang on. Actually. What save is that? Whiz save.
Wisdom. Cool. DC 15. Not great.
I didn't have
Oh,
fun.
thank you.
Fight out for this nat 20.
Oh God! Don't give us.
Everyone roll a d20 who gets the highest.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yep. Agreed.
Not me.
Not me.
No.
No, 5.
5.
Callum gets it again.
Yeah.
Two
I
natural
got two.
Callum.
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Millie.
What a
Yeah.
legend.
Thank you very much. It's very
Thank
kind
you,
of you. We very
Star.
much appreciate it.
Thank God you say roll 20 when you did, because I was about to shoot River.
If it fails, so what does that do?
Oh yeah, let me get all the things up. This should be buy some time was the plan.
One of those will be an attack. One of those will be
Okay.
for any sort of
The
dex
creature
save.
is frightened for 1 minute. While frightened, the creature's speed is 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. And yeah, it's frightened me.
Cool. So you see as it's like
I like
really
get on
good.
just to for colour. I get on the back of the back, so I have to present my holy symbol,
Yeah.
which is like obviously the thing on my breastplate.
nice.
So I get on the back and just like get within 100 feet of it, and then just
oh,
like
look
spread
at
my
my
arms so
titties.
the light of the sun shines off my chest.
As
and
the bat
then just, like,
hovers
cast
up,
stuff.
you kind of extend your arms. You see as the light of Saloon, the same light that seems to be around the asteroid almost, seems to glow from your breastplate. You see as this thing is hurtling towards you, and as it goes after you as well, you see as it just whoosh, 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 stops and just begins hovering there in midair, menacingly, just kind of like locking eyes with
How's
you.
its momentum, Dan?
Yeah, alright, I guess it'll make a strength save.
Oh, thanks. It gets close.
With a non-natural 20, yeah, big beast knows how to kind of control its wings, its momentum. Big
Good.
bird of prey, so it kind of stops, hovers back. I would say it gets to within about like 10 feet away from the eagle, so it is closer to them. But you see as it just stays there, hovering.
Cool.
Up next is Faro, but he's not here.
Eagles held actions.
What's their reach? Have they got 10 feet reach? So
They
might,
don't.
they might do because they're
I held
giant
it for a
eagles.
minute.
Birds are
No, it's
also
only 5 foot
naturally
reach.
afraid of
Of course,
bats.
yeah, they wouldn't be able to
Are
jump.
they?
They wouldn't be able to.
No, the joke is
They
they
had
can.
flown out
Oh.
80 feet though towards it, so they would have had to fly through.
Basically, it couldn't move any closer from where it was. I just did that for kind of like flavour because it couldn't close that 100 feet at all with River because it can't get close
Okay.
to her while frightened. Does it
Right.
make the save at the end of its go as well?
It doesn't say that. Let me double check for you.
Oh, if it doesn't, that's so good.
Sorry, let me just find it. Channel then.
You're up next, Fire.
No, it just says the creature is frightened for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
Jesus. Okay.
Until it takes damage. Okay.
Thank God I came back to him.
No one attack it.
Yeah, so I've held it for a
She's
minute.
there. It's just floating menacingly.
That's
It's Sawara right
clutch as fuck.
Right.
I'm so glad it failed. What did it roll?
14, and it's
Oh,
got a
just
0 to wisdom.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, we've got a minute to get the egg.
Yeah.
Sawara, we've got a minute.
Alright.
Stay like that.
So it's so yeah, assuming no one is attacking it, we can kind of break the initiative a little bit here.
Yeah.
And we'll come back in.
Is the baby actively going for us, or the
No,
young
you
thing?
see that like the scrap, it's getting through the scraps quite quickly, but the scraps seem to have placated it. It seemed to be hungry at the point.
Yeah.
When the
I
food runs
like-
out, it may turn to someone.
I suggest to Mastella Mastella, go to that whale and start throwing bits of it at the baby, and he'll go and do
Oh
that.
yeah, of course. Anything you say, Gav. Runs over, so like
So, why not get that?
Surrounded by flaming wreckage.
his long sword,
Just throwing
he's
bits
terrible,
away.
kind of like chucking it. You see the bird kind of like snap it out of the air.
Like blubber.
Kind of toss it up, yeah.
See-
What
SeaWorld.
flavour of whale was it?
We'll go for. I've got 3 kinds in my head. We'll roll d4. Blue whale.
Oh wow!
Oh, the
Sick.
biggest.
Jeez, it's huge.
Does that count as something that I can now properly? They
Um,
were dead, so I'll take note and not.
Yeah,
Cool,
I mean, you've
undead
already
blue
went through an
whale.
encyclopedia of
Half a
all
blue whale.
Yeah, but
of all animals. So you,
but now I can choose crayon blue whale
Oh,
or undead
for-
blue whale.
yeah, sure.
That's cool.
Nice.
Why not?
Undead blue
I
whale.
will prep the action that the moment it starts moving again to open fire.
Cool.
Both pistols are out. I'm
No.
finally
So you-
dueling.
On the right.
Right.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
the moment it's on the way, just like, oh, don't move
But
ever,
yeah, for the,
please,
for, the
thank
next,
you.
for the next minute, we can kind of break initiative.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
you're there, kind of ready. Yeah,
Just
Go
so
in and
in
out.
case we get back into combat.
Yes.
Does my bat get any combat rounds?
yeah, your back goes on your go.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Well, did they mention anything
Good to know.
about how many eggs they wanted, or just the one?
They just said egg.
Cool. I'm gonna grab one under each arm.
Cool. So it's
just for
you,
safety.
you can carry it. 2 eggs are definitely going to hinder you as you kind of like lift up and we can kind of.
It's fine. I don't need weapons.
I've got your back.
You see a Garv kind of like runs out the cave, kind of egg underneath each arm.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You see as the bird kind of now trains eyes on you with 2 of its eggs. It kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, we're kind of in a pickle.
Bye.
You've got about 45 seconds.
All fly?
We've got what we need.
I'll whistle
away.
for one of the eagles.
I cast Earthbind. The eagles have gone.
Cool.
Oh, shit.
Eagles
No.
disappear. It is going to make its strength save again.
Oh no, as in the
When you-
last time that I cast it, it's a concentration
Oh,
spell, so
right,
the
okay.
eagles would have gone.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the Eagles went there.
Right.
I'm
And
also
in
a
the back,
snake right
can I
now, so I
carry
can't
both of
cast
you?
anything.
It can carry me and Mastella.
Because I can carry Mastella. If the back can carry both of you.
Could I potentially take Scythers on the back?
You could take. Yeah, you probably take Scythus and then with
I'm
Garv
currently
with
in.
2 eggs, the bat's probably going to struggle unless it just.
Can
works.
someone else take one of the other eggs so we split them up?
Oh, yeah.
I
I'll
could
take
turn
it.
back
Okay.
into an eagle, so I back into a back into a raven, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Raven's a bit
Scythers, do you want
small.
me
so
something?
I've got
Scythers.
myself. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Scythers. Does he need to make himself something smaller if I put
I'm
an
a
egg?
giant constrictor snake. In theory, could constrict around the egg.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'd allow that.
Soft touch.
Yeah, soft touch.
Okay. You getting on my egg?
You kind of like partially go around the bat and then around the egg as well.
Cool.
I'm an egg cup.
Me down there?
Yes. Don't obviously go too close to the camp with the egg if it comes to that.
Just to the edge of the forest. We
Yeah.
need there.
Yeah, I was presuming just get out of the tree cover.
Just
right?
get onto cover.
Cool.
Guys, we're presuming it's gonna chase us, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How? Yeah. Right.
Just run. Just go now. Quickly.
Die.
Don't have time.
How-
As you go into a dive and it kind of sees you go down,
How far
it
away?
looks up towards you now
Cool.
the river has moved and starts diving towards you.
Oh shit.
Oh, does it move?
It's afraid of river, it can't get close.
Shit! I didn't think.
Oh
of that.
shit!
So,
Bang bang.
So yeah, both your
Hang
shots
on,
go
I
off.
thought its speed was 0.
Oh, its speed goes to 0. Yes, sorry, no, it doesn't move.
Oh.
That's my bad.
Oh,
Sorry, I thought it was just frightened. So you see as it kind of like almost lunges forward to go towards you, but then kind of hesitates. It is stuck there, kind of hovering. In
I'm sticking with you. What's the plan?
How far out can we get from the mountain on like this precipice or ledge? Are there any like branches or anything?
The furthest point you get will be the furthest peak out and
Where are
closest
we?
to
What's
the
happening?
rock, but still not within
I-
attacking
I've
distance.
just died
You'd be
with
maybe
my
about 30
Just me and
feet
you.
out.
Me, you, and the egg.
Can-
Yeah, okay.
can-
Such a
wait,
bad
You
idea.
guys can both
Right.
breathe underwater, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any sea near us?
No.
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 Miles.
Fuck
Yeah.
it.
You can see the sea like to the south of you, which is
Okay,
to the left
no.
of you guys at the moment. You can see the sea
keep
stretching.
We can,
out.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can like waterboard them.
Where
if
do
you
you
want.
be
You'd be able to see your boats from here.
We just see him in the distance as like a giant tentacle reaches up and pulls one under.
Hey, no fair, I wanted to do that.
You see the boat, you go.
Everything's wrong.
What is it with giants around here? God.
Grabbing
Whoa,
Mostella
that's
now under the
offensive.
free arm,
Yeah.
I'm going to say to him, gonna need to cast Featherfall pretty soon, and I'm just going to run off the edge of the
Nice.
cliff and like go into the skydiving X.
Make an athletics check.
God, that's a
Holding
love-hate
on-
relationship.
You go into the egg, you've got Mostella and the egg.
No!
Athletics.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. That is
Have my inspiration before you say any numbers.
120 feet speed.
Thank you.
Is that a one?
No.
No, but it wasn't good. Oh, no.
It's still a 15.
Nice. So yeah, you managed to run, get a decent jump out. You see this rock kind of like its head kind of tracks you as you go down, and then Mostella whoosh, cast Featherfall, and you begin falling at a slow 60 feet around.
Cool.
I'm following them
Oh,
with
60
my
feet is the
wings.
speed we're moving at as well.
Sweet.
Um,
That's-
Are we not
that's about
dashing?
right.
I mean, yeah, we can, yeah, for sure.
Can you like pull us along? Because we're like floating now at this stage.
I mean, I certainly can.
Oh yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
like I'll
Wait,
grab
you
your
suggest-
feet.
You're holding so many things.
Oh,
I
shit.
just grab your coat.
suggesting that my bat just like grabs you and it's like, whoosh.
Yeah.
Begin going down,
Assisted.
and then
Again, I'll sort of like claw into like his shoulders and like start flapping forwards to like sort of
Yeah, get
give
some
us a bit
traction
more
there.
forward momentum.
you
It's like a jet ski in
yeah,
the air.
you feel as the spell connection drops
Yeah.
after the minute, and you see as the rock immediately just wings in and whoosh, goes into a dive. You get your shots as you
Cool.
kind of like grabbing onto Garv. You kind of realise this.
You
You
shoot
bring the guns
on
around.
either side of my head.
Cool. First attack. It's not great. It's only a 10.
Miss.
Cool. Second attack.
No.
Oh, it's a crit fail.
So-
That gun jams.
As you fire the first gun.
Oh, that was the magic gun. Does that make a difference?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Jams normally. So you fire the first one, the bullet just whoosh, whizzes past it. The second one, gun jams.
Okay. First one, I get a third shot with my bonus anyway.
Cool.
It's not great. It's 15.
Just hits.
Nice.
That's its AC.
I
My
wouldn't get any
spatial
full sneak
awareness
attack.
is shot. What the fuck is
So,
happening?
currently, at the very bottom, we have River, Egg, and Cyathus.
As in bottom, as in we're at the floor now?
Not at the floor, but like in terms
The
of
lowest.
You're
Yeah,
guys.
the
You're
lowest.
the
Okay,
lowest.
but how far away from the floor
And
are
then,
we?
because you guys have been diving for about a round before that, you guys are about, I'd say about 120 feet up.
Okay.
And then you guys,
Yeah.
you can be anywhere in between that, because you left a little bit before. but
Yeah,
obviously-
that's fine. Yeah.
It was 8 damage, by the way.
Cool, 8 damage.
And we're only about
I thought
like.
you said egg damage. I was like, it's the opposite of what.
I fired the egg gun.
And you see it kind of like hits and streaks across its face, but it just still is dive bombing towards you guys. So we go back into initiative where we left off, which was for
Hooray! What does it take to unjam again?
It's a bonus action, I believe, and it's a slight hand check for you.
Cool. So that hand
Yeah.
is okay.
Oh,
16?
you unjam it anyway, but sorry, no, it's a tinkering check, so it's just intelligence for you, but that's
Oh.
more than enough.
Yeah,
So
it's
you-
13.
You kind of look at the new gun, kind of like uncock it. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. First goal, first shot, whatever. Bang, and just fire again.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, 19
One.
plus whatever.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. I wouldn't get a sneak attack for this yet. 11 more damage.
Cool. Is that with the +1 gun as well?
It isn't, so it is, so 12 damage.
Cool.
Thank you for that reminder.
12 damage. As you fire up and it again streaks across it, you see a couple of like lines of its feathers kind of like go out from it, but it is just still dive bombing.
I just, at the start of this turn, I let go of Gar for the sec, like, did 180, grabbed him again, so now I'm backwards flying away and just firing as I go.
God, you're up.
This is chaos, I hate this!
As you're there, egg under one arm, musty under the other, grabbed onto by Poirot, just falling.
Oh, I can't communicate with you. You're too far away.
This is fantastic.
I have an idea, but you're...
What can you do?
Can I just kind of squidge Mostella under the one arm? Just so I'm not really like holding on to him anymore.
He can kind of grab onto you.
Yeah. Can I wield my gun in one hand?
Just like.
You'll have a hefty minus to it because it is built for 2 hands, but sure, why not?
Fair enough. Cool. I'll use one of the normal shots because I think that was what was loaded in there anyway. It is. So that is going to be...
Cool. I say you've got dis on this because as you're
Dis,
kind of like pulling out this 2-handed gun, kind of one-handed, you're falling held onto by Poirot.
Just like blind fire.
I'm eyeballing it.
Yeah, can you point this in the right direction for her?
Can I use a talent to sort of assist, I guess?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately not.
It's
It's
not bad.
Oh.
15 hits.
It's going to be... Yeah, 16.
Yeah, that hit.
Nice.
That's so good.
So what is the regular shots? Round shots, 3d10.
I expected you guys to do something like go around it somehow, but I wasn't expecting we'd get here.
Oh,
that's pretty nice.
Perfect. Max damage.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Not quite.
Not quite. It's 8, 8, and 8.
Could be a 10.
Oh,
So
no,
16.
It's satanic 8.
13. No,
24.
Wait, yeah.
24, damn.
24 bludgeoning damage.
You see as this kind of rings out, kind of like smashes into it. You see as one of its wings kind of goes off kilter for a sec, but it quickly corrects itself and tugs it back in behind it as it carries on dive bombing.
Cool. That's another round gone from there. I need to get some more rounds. And then I will. Yeah, I think that's all I can bullshit. Actually, I will just in case I'll rage. Fulmar, protect me in this ridiculous quest.
Fulmar, look at
Next
me.
is Mustela.
Cool. Yes, I should have had a look at this. He's got the missile. That stuff. Cool. I believe he's on his sheet somewhere.
I believe it's a dex
It
save.
is, yeah. Yeah, 100. They have to be within 120 feet, are they?
Yes.
Yeah, dex save. DC is
Say non-natural 20.
that
It'll
will
be lower than that.
Yeah. So that fucks, and then I will quicken spell, chromatic orb. I believe that's how it works. How many? Do you know how many sorcery points quicken spell is?
2.
2. I'm not still on the pencil.
See the terrible plan. So you think of what I'm thinking? I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Cool. That's just a regular spell attack. So he gets plus. I hate how he's made his spell attack stuff. Where is it?
Who did this plan?
Does anyone know how much he gets plus to his spells?
Oh my
'Cause
God.
So it would be his charisma mod plus his proficiency.
Charisma mod plus his proficiency, so it's +3, +4, so it's going
I'm
to be
just
+7. That's going to be 25 to hit.
It's,
Nice. I'll make that. Is that the one you choose? What it is?
yes, you choose one.
I'll make that.
Ooh,
Fire damage.
Not plus.
We'll say he's in phase of the sun for argument's
Cool.
sake.
Nice.
That's nice. What does Phase of Sun do? Is that the extra damage one?
If then it was
Within.
20 feet of him.
Sweet. That
Are
is
they?
No.
13, 20. 13 and 21 fire damage.
You see this wreath of flame just whoosh, burst up it as it just rolls out of the way of this meteor, still plummeting towards you. You see these burn marks across it, but you see it's largely unfazed by the damage it's taken.
That is all he can do, I believe.
Back to the top, Scythus.
I'm carrying an egg as a snake. What can I do?
Crush it.
Crush it. Yeah, you see this ridiculousness kind of happening above you 120 feet.
Just a very nonplussed snake at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've come to take us out of this.
That's right. I got being far away from that fucking thing is my ideal plan.
Cool.
Okay, just
Cool.
I'll hiss.
Cool, you hiss. Nem, just carry on flying down.
Roll
Yeah,
to
carry on
hiss.
flying down.
Oh, it's a 3 for the
dash
hiss.
double your
I
movements, please.
choke
Yeah,
a bit.
so you
Could
can
I-
use an action to dash.
Could I dash?
Yep, so
Yeah.
you just kind of like go into your own kind of miniature dive bomb as a small raven and plummeting down as well.
It's just us.
River,
Are
you
they
got
close
that.
enough they can hear me?
If you were to shout loud enough, I'd probably make a perception check involved, seeing as you are plummeting and they are kind of going through with this giant screeching bird following them.
Okay, because there's not really a lot I can do. I've got my back, like, dive bombing, so I turn up and I shout as loud as I can to Garv.
Yeah.
Throw the egg to distract it! I've already got one! And then just dive back down.
I'll make a perception check for me.
15?
Yeah. Amidst the whipping of the wind, you manage to hear out these
I hit
words.
egg!
You manage to peel out the
Egg! One!
words from the air.
Cool.
Cool. Is that you? Just carry on dive bombing.
There's not a whole lot. I haven't got anything at that range, so.
Cool.
On a rage.
Up next is the rock that is going to continue dive bombing and closing the distance, and is going to go for Garv, seeing as you are the one clutching its egg. As it just traverses this 100 foot, just skyrockets down towards you, and then it's first going to reach out with its talons towards you.
Here we go.
Hello, gorgeous.
That's a crit fail.
Hey!
You see as it goes to kind of reach out, we'll say that this is the time where Marcella kind of hits it with the chromatic orb and you kind of like ring off your shots at it as well for Arrow. and it kind of like throws it off, kind of like off kilter, goes to reach you, but just stops like a few feet from your head. It's these large talons just right in front of your face. It stops in place, keeping like a pace with you guys, and it's going to lash at you with its beak as well.
Fair enough, honestly.
Which is a hit with 25.
Ooh.
Hits.
Just block its attacks with the egg.
Cripes.
Where's the shell? Where's the fucking hook horror
Yeah,
shell?
where's your shell?
I think we left it on the ship.
That's 30 points of piercing damage.
Cool.
After 15.
I'm going to use my Stone's Endurance, because why not? So that is a D12 plus my Con modifier. That could have been better. That's an extra 7 damage taken off of that.
Cool. So it's 8 points of damage total. Is it just lashed out and just like takes a chunk out of your side, but you manage to flex the muscle through it, channeling your
Just had a
giant
thought.
heritage.
Just had a thought. Garv just turns and shouts in the direction of the ship. Clubber! There's just a moment's pause, and then spiraling through the air comes the shield.
Oh god. If you've ever been telepathic clubber, now's the time.
You finally learned.
You finally advanced to my level of intelligence.
It's on the ship, he's just sitting there like,
Waro, you are up. You see this thing's just come in and it's almost enveloping the
It's
three of
honest,
you.
cool.
Yeah.
Bonus action, switch out one of my pistols from a sword.
Cool.
Take a bit of a cut at it.
Nice.
R6, that's a nice little hit. I'm pretty sure with a sword.
You got your boys in the sky with you. As
I've
well,
got my
so-
boys in the sky, so
Yeah.
it's one of them sneak attacks that your mum warned you about.
Inspiration.
Hey! That was that was
Could have been
terrible.
better.
First 15 damage.
My mum was
Nice.
exaggerating.
Yeah, they're not that scary. Cool, and that's pretty much all I can do.
Can you not shoot it as well?
I only have
It's the bonus action.
yeah, it's the
Switch,
bonus
right?
action
Okay, cool.
to switch.
So you kind of like quickly kind of like pull out the sword, kind of like do a swipe across it. You see there's a few feathers kind of cut up, but
Bloody slimy chaps.
up next is Garv.
Cool.
I'm glad the person who has 2 nat 20s at their disposal is not in the fault. I'm a dream.
I'm a snake.
I'll like
I'm a snake.
bonus action.
Do you want me to use them now?
No.
Can I still attack with the spiky gauntlets whilst holding the gun, or
No, I'd say you've got because you've got Mustela, an egg, and the gun.
I use bonus action to tuck the gun between my legs.
which you,
So I'm clutching that like that, and I'll just start like punching it in the face with the gauntlets.
attack.
Fuck it, I'll rattle stack. Yeet! That's pretty taste. That's going to be a 27 to hit. That is, what's the gauntlets? R8. That's going to be 5, add my 2 rage damage, so that's 7, add my strength is, that's 11 damage on the first hit.
Nice.
And then second attack, ooh, not as good with a, I don't think that's going to hit with a 13.
No, it just misses. So the first one kind of goes through, you connect with it, it lets out, pulls back as the second one just whoosh, swings past and hits nothing but air.
Cool, that's me.
Mustela.
Sweet, same, yeah, same again, I'll do the minute meteors first, it makes its deck save. That's 2 meteors gone?
Cool. Yes.
So it costs like we found out it was something like a bonus action to fight 2 of them or something, wasn't it?
I think it's an action you can fire up to 2, or it's,
Okay.
either way you can do spells because he's sorcerer.
Send, as a bonus action, as a bonus action, send 1 or 2.
Cool.
So I'll send 2, why not?
Cool. Makes the first deck save. Makes the second with half.
Damn. Cool. Does he have any like close range spells?
Where they belong. Where they belong. Yeah.
How quite.
Yes. Lovely.
They break out that.
He'll just pull out his longsword, which is called like Eloise or something. No, that's the pistol. Etoile, I think his longsword's called, and make his standard attack against the rock. It's pretty good. It's a 18 to hit,
Yeah,
I think that's the first time he's hit with his sword. He's not playing.
and it's. I assume he'd be using it in one hand.
there's
at this
also
stage.
the extra damage for the phase of sun.
Oh,
which you
cool.
would have- which you both would have had as well.
Ah, right, okay, sweet. So, where's the sun stuff? Equal to strength modifier, so +2, so that's going to be 5. 7. 8, 9. So 9 damage from Estella.
Plus
then.
another 4 from the stuff that you guys did first.
Yep.
Cool.
And I think that's him.
It kind of like cuts across it. You see again, there's a couple more feathers kind of like burst out from it, but it's still angry and intent on getting one of its eggs back. Scythus still plummeting with the other egg. Cool. Nem.
I must be nearly at the ground now. Must
Yeah, where are we?
Yeah, so you got
What's that?
Oh no, well, these guys were like 120 feet away from the ground.
Oh shit!
And, like,
fair enough.
I just went 100 feet, and I was only a bit.
Oh,
higher
sorry,
than
they
you.
were 120 feet from these guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
we're
bad.
not down.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
like 1,000 feet high mountain. We're a way to go.
Yeah, I'm still flying. Yeah, just flying down.
I mean,
down.
Just cracking on.
To be honest, even if I wasn't a snake, I've not got a lot I can do right now. Nothing that my nat 20s would help with.
No.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got.
Carrying
Okay.
on.
Carry on, turn your back,
Keep going.
like looking over your shoulder. I'm next to the rock.
Bring it, bitch.
Dwayne!
Same thing. It's intent on getting its young back. At advantage because you're reckless.
Yep.
First of all, with the talons, that's a
Bad.
27.
That does it.
So
This is going to be interesting.
It's alright. I'll take half the damage.
It's more what it's about to do that's going to be interesting.
It's going to grapple me, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
27 points of damage, half the 14.
That's alright.
And that, and you are also grappled as
Sweet.
it lashes onto you as you're holding one side of Garv and this rock is holding the other side. It's then going to go for a bite attack on you to try and get you off, so it can kind of.
Before
Okay.
it does, can I make a reaction to just drop the egg?
Yeah.
Butterfingers.
Cool. So you. you
You're
see
not
the egg
going to throw it
drops,
away from you?
It's going to make the attack because it's got it.
Cool.
I declared it. That may. Do you know that's going to hit with a 19. On
Yeah,
you.
that hits me.
And then with its beak, it does that much damage.
Too much damage.
Yeah, that's not too
Bird on bird action.
27.
Don't
points of
Google
damage.
that,
Yeah,
kids.
some bird on bird action. 27.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
It just lashes out and just sinks its teeth into you. It then, because
Poirot's
it
hit!
hasn't moved, it lets you go and plummets after the egg.
Can I try and make sure it doesn't let me go? Like is it
Um,
kind of wrapped around me, just like
I'm
wrapped
going to
around
say,
it?
with an attack opportunity, you could, but you've used your reaction to drop the egg.
Fair enough.
Because it was very much holding you with its two large talons, it just pushes off you guys essentially. Both
Cool.
you and Marcella get a reaction if you want to.
Yep, and stabbing it.
Uh,
Yeah, that's a non-nat 20.
Yep, that hits.
Wow, that was really
Just
nearly
off right
good
now.
for Marcella, but it's not going to hit.
Real likely. 7 damage from me.
Nice.
Marcella missed.
Cool, and it's going to make an athletics check to see if it can catch up to its egg. Crit fail.
Oh dear.
It's not making it. You see the distress in this beast. You guys look up and kind of see this egg plummeting towards you, and now this large bird also in tow towards you guys.
Oh, it's coming to us.
We're going to turn this into a bit of a chase. We're going to break initiative after the rock's turn. So you guys are kind of like going. Is anyone doing anything to try and hinder the rock or move?
No.
Or just get out
Yes,
of the way?
now
No.
that we don't have an egg ourselves, I'm gonna let go of Garv. I'll see you down there and fly after it.
So you like go after the egg.
We do.
After the rock.
Oh,
Because you-
we do have an egg.
No,
Yeah, but Garth doesn't.
you have an egg.
I'm
but
no longer
Garth
carrying,
gets his.
by extension, one of the eggs, so
Okay.
I might as well get on defense.
Okay.
So you begin diving on after it as you and Marcella Garver just kind of like gingerly kind of floating down kind of behind everyone. You three still just dive
Just
bombing
going.
that way.
Yeah, I think there's a whole lot I can do.
I can't grab an egg.
Why make an athletic check to see if you can catch up to them?
I'm tiny.
Athletics.
Yes.
I'm gonna use that inspiration I got. That
Say me or?
beautiful Summer's Eve.
As he's trying to dive after the rock.
Oh, good. Yeah, never mind. It's a. It's either a non-natural one or a natural one.
Okay. Not quite a legendary fail.
No.
You see as you're like trying to dive after this thing through its sheer just size is infinitely faster than you as it just plummets, tucks its wings in, and you just see it getting smaller in the distance as it goes after its egg because it got a non-natural 20.
Then I'd just fly to these guys on the bat.
Cool. So yeah, you kind of begin veering off. You see as you guys are kind of plummeting, and this egg is just falling. You see it eventually does. You do kind of like start peeling off from it. You see as it goes down, it'll make one more check to see if it can get the egg. Hey. You see as it runs down, kind of very softly, whoosh, kind of scoops up the egg in both of its talons, kind of whoosh, lands on the side of the mountain, kind of scans, and then begins looking at you guys, kind of with the other egg. That's how
Oh no.
It's hidden.
Oh shit.
it should be fully hidden by my giant constrictor snake form. Granted, it's egg-shaped.
That's the story, and we're sticking to it.
You see as it kind of like rings out, kind of like this deafening screech as you guys begin floating down and you flying down as well. You see it kind of paces back and forth as it kind of like tucks the egg in under one of its wings. And you see it just keeps screeching as you guys get smaller, but it doesn't seem to give chase.
Good.
Failed check.
Well, that's positive.
You see as it does that, you can just hear this thing and see this thing, and it's immense size. You guys get further and further away before eventually it and begins flying back.
Cool. I'll fly back to Garth then and continue pulling them.
I'm glad I brought 2 of those things.
Yeah, that was well done, honestly. Well done, team.
I think that couldn't have gone much worse.
I mean, I'm just really upset. We didn't
They
kill
could have
it.
gone a lot worse.
I want to fight that thing proper.
Oh, then no one else can do the challenge, though.
Exactly. Do you want, like...
I don't care.
Alright, fine.
If they can do it, that should be on them.
Are
Very
you
true.
still falling through the air having this
Yeah.
conversation?
Oh, very casually. Oh, mate, I could use a savage right now.
You can, yeah, we got to get back first.
I know.
But end of the day,
We'll
couple
say
of hours.
You guys managed to kind of reconvene towards the a lower portion of the mountain. The place that we'll say, for argument's sake, we'll say the place that you camp, near a place that you camped the first night.
Cool. Sick.
As you've essentially just dive bombed down the entirety of the climb you've done for this day.
Yeah. That went pretty well. Thanks, team.
Oh, well, yeah,
Good job.
good job. How's the egg?
I assume fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not a check.
Okay.
Tense crushed it. Like,
Guys.
And they didn't say it had to be whole.
Yeah.
Everyone get your water skins. We all take a part of it.
how big's the egg?
Large, like
Mastella sized.
bigger than Mastella.
Oh.
Like, you'd be carrying a regular human would be carrying kind of like this. It's big.
It's a big boy.
Should we fry it?
We will eventually.
Not yet.
I think that's their plan. Is
I think
to have
Garn's
a
gonna
giant
eat his
feast.
whole.
Like a horse's heart.
We're gonna hard boil it. And you've got to
Or
eat it.
really like get on it, get drunk, have the worst hangover, and then just be like, right.
Crack the top with a big spoon. A big chip in there.
Oh no, it's the yolk. Oh.
Was there any way that Rock could have seen where we've ended up?
You just from the check you did earlier, you know rocks are pretty perceptive. You know it probably went the way it probably knows where you guys have gone.
Okay.
Direction at least.
Once we're all back in people again, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace and just recommend that we move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh,
let's
yeah.
not
Let's
stay
just keep
here,
going.
but let's move on with plus 10 to
Do I have to be
stealth.
within a certain
We
range
only,
of you for that
we
to
only
stay?
spent like 7 hours in that first
30.
in that day in that last
Yeah.
day, so it's probably only like
We can get that back
It's-
there. We
yeah,
don't trust,
it's
I think.
2:30, 3:30.
yeah. So yeah, let's just crack on.
Yeah.
Crack.
Do we have another use of the eagles?
Yeah.
Fly
Yeah,
over those
yeah, we
ghouls.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah, was there a
It's just-
particularly ghouly looking part that we remember? Because we should definitely try and fly over that bit.
They seem to be kind of scattered around the outskirts of where the hill giants lived. You didn't see any like den or anything like that.
Oh, I can't have Pass Without Trace and Eagles.
Okay, let's just pass that trace for now.
Yeah.
How long does
Yeah.
it last?
8 hours past that trace. I think.
Oh, let's just keep that.
How
Yeah.
many,
That'll
how
get
many,
us there.
how many
like-
targets within the area? Or is it just anyone?
Oh, it's just anyone within
That
a
he
radius of
chooses.
me.
Alright, cool. I just want to make sure my
Yeah.
plan was also. Yeah.
God, you've done this so much quicker than I anticipated. I anticipated you to do it quickly.
Yeah.
God damn.
What if it's a baby bird and not an edible
What can we
egg?
say?
Then
Then we have ready chicken.
Cool.
yeah, we get a pet rock.
So
That's like a delicacy, isn't it? You like age a
Ooh.
like a duck. Anyway, yeah.
Alright. So yeah, we're passing without trace and wandering on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stealthy
Cool.
boys.
So everyone give me a stealth check, please.
With a
Stella.
+10, right?
Ooh. Okay.
It's plus 10. Right?
Yeah,
Very
plus
nice. Oh crap.
My God, isn't it?
Well, it's not bad, you know.
Oh, it's pretty bad. In fact, it couldn't be any worse.
21.
Cool, 21.
No, not 20.
Nice.
27.
Nice.
36.
Nice. Rogue man.
Is he proficient in stealth?
Plus 9, plus 10.
No. So Mastella got a 24 and Garv got a crit fail.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got that wrong. It's 37.
Yeah, mine was also 28, not 27.
Jesus.
What are you guys doing? That's
It's just
mental.
Not being seen.
Wow.
That's what rogues
Passing
do.
without traces.
Yeah.
I'm so.
I remember being a rogue.
I
That was
wish
good.
someone had passed out trace in our EU party. So,
Yeah.
for
See,
that-
I would not have given you that power.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys begin walking and you're all really stealthy. Your stomach is just ringing out, but as it was a group check, they managed to kind of cover for your rumbling stomach.
Every time it happens, Flyers just down like wings over his stomach.
We all huddle round.
And every now and then there's another kind of like bout of giggling, but as you kind of like press on throughout the day,
I
you manage
forgot
to get
Gizmo is about 29 for stealth.
Oh, cool.
And for
Oh, he lets us down.
29 years old.
29-year-old
So
flame.
you've been going through the
He
woods.
sings
Could I
some
get
shit.
one more nat 20 roll? Yeah, sure. One more
Yeah,
nat 20
certainly.
roll.
There it is.
12.
Begin pressing on through the woods. You again see a somewhat trodden path. You see signs of hill giants kind of as you're getting closer, and you come to the point of resting for the night, and you feel like you'll probably get there within the morning if you want to either bed down or go on through.
Well,
Did anyone
We might as well go
To
on.
be
Did
honest,
anyone need
I was
healing,
thinking,
right?
might
Yeah.
as well go on, yeah.
if we want to just go on, like, if we were flying, how long do we think it would take?
Maybe
We flew this far
a
in.
couple hours.
If it's a couple hours, I can do it.
Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
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 Come on, Gav. Now hold up the last sandwich that I made.
And I
This
can-
is for you when we get back.
I can
He was
fly.
dangling it on a string.
literally drooling. Like, oh my
I can fly all of us and have giant owl spare for carrying egg.
Cool.
So
I'd rather be like.
okay,
carrying
you
at this
carry the egg,
stage,
but like we'll like have two giant owls
It's
carrying
your
it. But yeah.
favourite. It's
Do you
whatever
really-
Clobber gave me.
Do either of you need healing, by the way? Are we not bothering?
I wouldn't mind a quick one.
if you needed, oh yeah, you needed way more than
Yeah,
I
I'm
do.
very
How
bloody.
much do you need?
27.
I have 25 to give.
Can I mean, if I'm allowed it all, I'll take
Yeah.
it. Cool.
This healing energy of saloon washes into you as you're kind of like going through the night. As you're going through the night, could everybody give me con saves? The Garv giving me 2, and just let me know which ones for sleep and which ones for hunger.
Food is a 19.
Cool.
Sleep is, oh god, not as good
Ooh.
with.
I thought we'd surpass this if we were being
Are we doing a
flown.
con check for...
Food is
For
only.
staying up through the night.
Oh, I would probably have cast Bless on a few people, so I can cast it on 3 people.
Cool.
It's
Garv,
11.
Garv as he's in trouble.
Cool. I'll add that onto
Probably
my.
for Waro.
This one onto my first check, which will then
And then
take
you
up
can
to
have it.
21.
Oh, Stella.
And it was 11 my other roll, taken up to a 12 for hunger.
13.
13, fine.
17.
Fine.
14.
Fine.
11.
So,
Hey.
oh, I put Stella as well.
Oh shit, yeah, sorry, my bad. Stella, that's
And then a D4,
cocked.
because that's use the other
Oh, cool.
dice on
Ooh, it's probably going to be exhausted. What's his
Con
con?
save.
So 6.
7.
Yeah, just a 7.
Stella gains a point of exhaustion.
Do I not? Do I not at all?
No, you don't.
Sweet.
The DC for sleep was 10 and the DC for food was 15, and you beat them both.
Cool.
I
I only got a 12 for my food.
Oh, you would gain. Sorry, I thought it was the other way around. So yeah, you would gain a point of exhaustion in that case. As just the hunger begins to set in, as you're kind of on the back of the seagull, knowing you're getting closer to food.
Stella both of these crazed looking
For you and Marcella, you both I don't have disadvantage on all ability checks until you've rested and had
Cool.
sufficient food. The rest of you managed to press on through the night with no trouble. You get a bit tired here and there, but you manage to keep yourself awake as you fly towards the hill giant camp.
I assume I can
Well, yeah,
fly
like,
while sleeping.
That was
I'm a bird.
this was kind of my thinking was my owls can just carry everyone, so
They can,
they can
but-
start resting.
But flying on the back of a flying owl that's kind of like bobbing up and down, it's not like as smooth as like a car ride or a plane ride or anything.
That's true.
It's not,
Not
gonna be,
yet.
It's not going to be restful, 8 hours of restful sleep.
We need to get them all to carry like a big blanket between them.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Just
Oh
get
my
a swing.
God.
Yeah.
An owl hammock.
Yeah,
So
the flying owl hammock. We only need a short rest for an hour. Just like, right, here we go.
We can just use the masts.
The
sails.
Yeah, there we
that's
go.
such a good
Right,
idea.
guys, we're not coming back, so we're taking the sail, so you can't leave.
We
and we're
need to
sleeping.
take the crew up a mountain, just like in the basket.
Oh, this is such a wonderfully dumb idea, and we're doing it. This is how we take Clubber to the farm. We just have to scoop him up in the sails. and
As you
just-
guys
Just airdrop
fly
him into
him
the
off.
stable.
as you guys are flying over in the night, you get to the point where you can see roughly where the hill giant kind of camp is. You can see like the top of the teepee that Gun sleeps in, kind of
Drop us down.
drawing
here.
closer.
Yeah. Well,
Something you also notice as well, Caiaphas, is just off in the horizon, kind of towards the west, you see a couple of treetops which kind of move to and from, kind of going from side to side, not coming near you guys, if anything going a bit further away, but you just notice kind of trees gently moving as if something is passing between them.
I have no intention of telling anyone about that.
To
I've
just
seen
start to
it.
see it, or
Yeah, just
With this passive, yes.
okay, never mind.
yeah. I'm not telling anyone. We don't need that. We've got our own shit going.
Not telling anyone what.
I gesture my owl to kind of take me down.
You see as it
You think you can tell your owl what to do?
If not, I just I kill it until it takes me down.
as you kind of land, you see quiet kind of in the as it's pressing into night. You see a few of the hill giants kind of like asleep. The same one, kind of the one that you played the rock game with. What was he called? Tam. Was he called Tam? Or was he Thumb?
And
I
Kaz.
see his thumb.
I just love the idea of like, right, I'm ready to go down now. Stab, 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 stab.
It turns its head all the way around like, why?
You're not real!
You see his thumb is kind of like asleep across the large kind of stone makeshift table they have in the centre of their tribe, and everyone else is kind of passed out various piles of filth and food.
Keeping the egg behind my back for now, I'd like prod him a few times.
A wheel here,
Kind of-
a wheel.
Yeah. You see his one eye kind of blinks open.
Oh, no sense. So
You'll never guess what.
I'll pull you back. This is his mission.
In only 2 days.
Come! And you see here is like a movement from inside the teepee. What, stupid?
Crack open the ale!
Kind of walks out. She kind of like looks, kind of sees you back already. She kind of rubs her eye, and these giant boulders of sleep kind of like tumble.
Big
Rain.
sleep bogies.
Kind of stomps over to you quite hard. Kind of looks at the echo, takes it in both hands.
Shatters it.
Good Dwergilton.
Faster than last one?
Fast, yes. Fast. In morning, we celebrate. In morning, you feast like Grolantor. In morning, you eat.
I'll just keep then, and I'll just literally just like pass out there.
Wait, before you do, have a sandwich.
I can't till morning.
Oh, it's not. Till
I'll like hold it like this.
There you go. Your first snack.
What if you start sleep nibbling? Don't
Yeah,
do
you'll
it,
wake
don't
up in the
risk it.
morning and it's gone and you're like,
Dimension
what have I
shuffle my
done?
hands.
Morning rolls around as you guys all found.
I'm going back to my grove.
You,
Y'all are welcome to join.
when you go back to the grove, you see that a lot of it's been a lot of the vegetables that have been grown there seem to have been harvested.
Nice.
And a lot of the dirt seems to have been upturned by very giant, clumsy hands.
Well, I mean, what did I expect? I mean, it's still nicer than everywhere else, so he's going to sleep.
You see as you smell first. The smell of actually quite nice food. The nice thing you've smelled since coming into the hill giant. It doesn't smell of decay or rotting or anything disgusting as it usually does. You can smell fresh frying veg as well as egg and meats and the like. As this smell kind of immediately wakes you kind of up, bolt right, kind of having the hunger pains that you do. You see as they seem to have gathered these fresh vegetables that you've grown nearby, and they're kind of like frying up. You see as the centre of the table seems to have kind of a smaller stone kind of placed on top of it, and they've placed a fire underneath it and seem to be cooking things on top of it, like a hot plate.
Nice.
Hill Giants invented the hot plate, I'll have you know. As they kind of like cooking stuff, you see as Gum is there kind of overseeing the cooking. You awake,
Oh, I'm bloody starving.
you friends, and you all eat.
Wallow! Get the gang!
And I fly away.
Yeah, that wakes me up.
Gang, we're being fed. I think it's not terrible.
We'll reserve judgment on
Yes.
that.
Sound
yeah.
endorsement.
I said think.
Is this one of those occasions where if it's bad food, we have to say it's good food?
No,
Yes.
I don't think they're clever enough to understand.
5.
Don't worry, I've got one more batch of sandwiches. We can pretend.
Okay.
Prepare for 3 days.
You're down to the cucumber ones now.
Oh, they're not
Oh,
good.
3-day-old cucumber
Oh, there's
sandwiches.
like a cress and butter one back there. If someone really wants.
Why'd you even make that?
Last resort. It's like your emergency pair of underwear. It's like you know you're in trouble if you're eating that.
Well, what?
Nothing. Don't worry.
If you're eating your emergency underwear, you know you're in trouble. And tune in next time for
Jamie's
more
life
fact.
Jamie's life advice. It's all just as useful.
As you all kind of gather round, coming to this
Right.
large stone table, you're all offered hands up as giants like kind of lift you up, those who can't fly.
Oh, I take it anyway.
onto the table. And you see as this lovely meal is prepared in front of you. You see as each of you are kind of placed with giant-sized portions in front of you. Maybe like half a dead cow is placed in front of you, cooked very nicely, or the amount of meat half a dead cow would warrant.
Okay.
Big bowls of vegetables, and you see this one gigantic egg that has been kind of fried and made into this kind of like scrambled egg, almost
Massive
kind of
omelette.
substance. Yeah, essentially like a massive omelette.
Folded over.
And you see as they kind of like bring you up, kind of like next to it, and go, you eat.
Yeah.
You all begin digging in for breakfast.
Scythus just looks down at like the corpse in front of him. I was like, just drags another bowl of veg.
Oh,
Just
look,
kinda dives in.
meatballs.
Disgusting.
I devour.
Just tuck
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going ham.
As
on this
you start like rage eating, as you're all kind of like eating this breakfast.
empty my stomach.
You
All
have
my
your
calls.
fill and then some, to the point where you are all full to capacity.
I'm sure we don't get cutlery, do we? It's just like
No,
Nem's
you
like,
do not.
Even
get
if there
cutlery.
was cutlery, it would be like fork would be like that big.
fashion 2 twigs into chopsticks at least. Like,
Yeah, you certainly all have your fill. Also, barrels of ale are provided as well.
Yes, after 5 somewhere in the world, let's go.
Something you notice as well, something that you certainly pick up on, and you didn't notice this on the other barrels, but you can see prominently kind of branded across the front of this barrel is the insignia of Midas. The kind of gold coin with the profile of oil.
Where'd you get this booze from, lads? Where'd you get this barrel from?
People.
Nice. Round here?
Yeah, over here.
With
They-
money or take?
Yeah, you get what you take.
They people give drink. We kill bitey people over there.
cool.
Small, white, bitey people?
Small people.
That's not a
Yeah.
nice thing.
Oh,
Pale. Long tongue.
Yeah,
Nice.
ale.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
blame you. It's good ale.
Cheers, lads.
As the meal kind of comes to an end, you see as Gum begins to approach you, and you see as all the hill giants kind of they carry on eating, but they start chewing a lot quieter. As
They start closing their
as they
mouths.
begin eating.
Hey, let's not go that far.
I am just keeping an eye on Mastella this entire time, just making sure nobody picks him up
No
by
accidents
mistake.
happen.
You see that as this is a trial of the Virgil, and no one. You've certainly seen a couple of eyes like go
Yeah.
towards Mistella, and people like lick their lips, but no one has seemed to have made a move on.
So tender.
Need to move on him.
Gosh.
You see his gun kind of.
you around these parts before. Come here often.
Places the tree, or like, that she kind of
Sorry.
uses as a walking stick, kind of into the ground, so it stood upright. It says, "You pass trialed Vergilton. You moved fire now. But first, charm of Gralantor." And you see she kind of picks you up again from the back. Kind of pulls out from the side this kind of like small pot of like this kind almost like ritualistic paint, almost. Made of God knows what. It's this deep, earthy colour. She kind of like dabs a little bit on her finger. Very gently across your face. Draws this very jagged, earthen kind of rune across your face.
Cool.
And you now have the charm of Gralantor.
Oh,
Hey.
charm. While under this charm, you never feel full.
So, what you can eat until you're not hungry, but
Cool.
you feel like you could always eat more.
Cool. I'm immune to poison and disease from anything ingested. 5 charges. After rolling a con save, but before knowing the result, you can choose to pass. Lasts until replaced. Cool.
So yeah, it's just
Wow.
5 straight charges of that. Once that's run out, you got no more of them, but the other stuff will.
So the next charm would kind of erase this one, shall we say?
Yeah. So if you were to when you complete the next one, it'll replace it.
Cool.
God,
You
let's
feel
hope
like
the next challenge has like a load of con checks. You can just burn them all out quickly when it's done.
as this paint is kind of like drawn across you, you feel this magical energy kind of like suffuse with you that wasn't there before. You feel like the hunger pangs and like the madness that was possibly like lingering in the back of your mind kind of be buffed. You're kind of more defensive against hunger, I guess. You kind of take a glance over to the guy that's still kind of bound in that cage, and you feel like the hunger was similar to what he might be feeling. You feel
Okay.
maybe some degree of empathy to what he's going through, but you feel invigorated with this hill giant power. and suddenly, as you were full from breakfast, suddenly you're not full anymore. And you're like,
Oh, I could still eat, I suppose.
she gently kind of like places you back down. You
Thank-
go now.
Thank you.
Go, volcano. You have map.
I'll
Yeah.
pull out a map.
She plops her large finger down.
Cool.
Oh, that makes sense. The volcano.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Goes into Matt Cannon.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Let's. So yeah, it's next one's here. We're currently.
All the way over here.
Under Nem.
Yeah.
Right
Here.
here.
That's where the
I
next
think we're
one
slightly
is.
off the map where we are. We're just off the. Yeah, hello. Over this
Yeah,
side.
come on there. Sweet.
Not that far away from where we've sailed before.
See volcano. You go to Fire Chief.
Name of Fire Chief?
Never met.
Fair enough.
Who's he?
Well, it's been
Fuck
it's
knows.
been a blast.
We're looking for
and,
Chief Never.
Nice.
Excellent.
Perfectly.
Felt about coming. Never use it. It's the place.
Yeah. It's been wonderful. Thank you for your letting us stay here.
Well done for going.
Was quicker than last one.
Yeah.
How many days last one?
Many.
Well, that's good.
Good.
Right. We'll be off then. I reckon I'll just take a few little things, like whole bits of the table, like into my arm, and just like quite good actually. I didn't rate it before, but yeah, it's quite good.
I mean, this one's been made nice.
Oh,
Not
yes,
like
yeah.
just a dead raw halfling placed in front of you.
Oh yeah, it really grows on you.
I'm so glad you grew that garden of vegetables. That was such a good
It's
shot.
made it worthwhile.
Oh,
No fish. Not the
I'm
biggest
just
fan.
gonna go back, assuming that we've started to
Yeah.
move away, and in giant, just to the was it gum?
Yeah, gum.
What did we? Was it Russian? We decided was giant.
It's kind of like a European-y, Russian-y.
Yes.
yeah.
Hello. Next time people come with barrels. Taller. Human. Good for stuff.
Roll a persuasion check. Let's flick to him.
Well Silas.
No. It's a natural 20, Dan.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! Thank you, Billy.
Oh.
See if she kind of. Gum not consider. Stuff, big man.
I move away quickly.
It's gonna be wait. Frank.
Welk.
This is a revelation to the hill giants, and I'll be taking it into account.
You guys begin kind of pressing into the back into the forest, headed towards wherever you're headed next. We're going to take our break there because that's where I planned for it to go. Should they do it really quickly, which they did.
Hey!
Dan's got some thinking to do.
I've not, because I prepared for this after the fucking harpy encounter. You just bypassed all the other encounters that were. So, fair play. We'll be back with you in just a little moment to see where the party goes next. Who knows? See you in a little bit.
Almost.
Oh,
Oh, what the
Sachi.
hell?
Oh,
Sachi, yo, what's up?
Ferrets?
So,
How disappointing is this?
I was hoping to get a muscle.
It's an empty pistachio, guys.
damn.
we
Uh,
could tell on that.
So, jumping back in, after very quickly dealing with the rock situation, going
Well,
and stealing.
That took 2
One of the
days.
yeah, you guys did really well with that.
Took the other
because
party many days.
flying.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, they couldn't
But
fly.
that could still be just like 2.5
superior,
days.
superior party.
Which
Yeah.
is so good.
You have gorged yourself on a very large breakfast. Garv has received the charm of Grolanthor, the hill
Curse
giant,
me now, because I'm always going to be eating a session too.
hill giant god. And you guys have began making your way through the woods in this morning. We'll say it's about like 10, 11 o'clock as you had this kind of big breakfast. There's been the ceremony kind of painting Garv's face. As you begin trudging through the woods.
So,
Or flapping.
or flapping. So are we now heading towards the outpost where we were going to find the information, or are we heading back? That's gone
Yeah,
from
back
Welsh
to the
Northern
outpost.
Irish.
Back
So
to the
we're heading
outpost.
to the outpost,
Yeah.
not back to the ship.
No, not yet.
Meet up with Zane and the clowny boys.
Okay, well, does
Or
anyone know
Clowny
the way?
people.
Mastella,
Are we?
do you know the way?
Are we going to the place?
He knows the way to. I think we've brought this before. He doesn't know.
Right.
You're the one who knows most about the outpost. Mastella's not heard of it.
I think it was River that knew, not me.
River, do you know the way?
Yeah,
I used to come from Port Royal, so
You know that if
thought
you head
Ansport
towards
was a
Port Royal,
cat.
you may pass it, coming from this direction. But yeah,
I
it's a
know
place
about
you've never
bearing
been
and,
before.
like,
So
If you
I mean, I'll just keep
Yeah,
like
so-
jumping up
yeah,
and scouting, see if I can see anything that looks
we-
like an outpost on route.
If we head in that direction, then yeah, you can try and see it.
Okay, but
I
we
can
need to
navigate
not
on
get to
that
Port Rail because when we do, I'm going to enter a blood rage and kill everyone in sight.
If we got up
me
above
too.
the tree line, presumably we could see it.
if you were to get close enough, then yeah.
Yeah, so we could, just occasionally you or I go.
I'll just fly up here.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I'll fly up. You've got nice cool bats, but this is still my shtick.
That's fine. Oh, we had long rest, didn't we?
4 eyes are better than 2 though.
Well, I'll put glasses on then.
Cool. So
Don't lie.
anyone who's above the tree, going above the tree line to scout, go ahead and make a perception checks.
I'll go with you as well.
So the rest of you be.
Thank
Wait.
fuck for that.
You also
Team floor!
Yeah, it cocked. Cool, crit fail.
And you also get advantage because you were in when you're in Ravenfall.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
It's quite good. I will take that.
That was pretty good.
Better.
Better than that 21.
Perception, you said?
Yeah.
12.
Crit fail.
Cool.
An 18 from me.
Cool. So as the three of you kind of like coast up above the tree line, you don't seem to see much in the way of movement or any signs of like an outpost. However, those of you across the ground, after you're walking for a couple of hours, kind of going back, you think you may be past the point where you moored up on the beach, but you can't tell if you've stuck to the woods. You begin hearing the swift breaking of branches, and you can see like about 800 to 200 feet up in front of you, like branches moving, as something is. A couple of things seem to be running towards you.
It's the Omni droid.
As you hear like a like crushing of brush underneath.
Well, we should probably get out of the way of that. So let's do that, and then
Yeah. Get behind
see what happens.
a nearby tree and like get my book of prayers ready,
Cool.
shall we say?
Cool. So
Are we just hiding? Are we getting out? Somebody talk to me. Am I talking to the group? What are we doing?
I
we're-
just
we're
went
up
to
in
go
the air.
hide.
Oh, right.
Okay,
It's just us
you
three.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And go
Yeah.
3 people at once. Okay.
Yeah, so I did what you said.
Yeah, sweet. That's fine. I'll just have a moment, I guess. Hide.
so roll stealth checks. 2, 3.
Mastella gets a nat 20.
Go on.
Garv gets a nat 20.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my lord.
Jesus, these fucks ain't.
That's a 15 from me. I mean, I'm not using the nat 20 for that. You guys are fine.
So as Garv steps behind a tree and disappears, and Mastella steps behind Garv and disappears, you guys begin hearing the breaking of branches, so kind of like underneath you, kind of like someone running. You see as breaking the tree line, 3 figures. You see the 2 cloaked, leather masked forms of the elves,
Oh, no.
as well as Zane running. You can see his face, not there. You see bags underneath his eyes, as well as a look of pure horror as they just are running through, just like going through. They don't notice you as they walk past.
I step out.
Yeah, fly down to him.
Yeah, I like dash in the direction.
Oh, what's occurring?
You see-
Why are you running?
You see-
What's
You see
happening?
as they come to a slow. The 2 assassins come to a slow like stop, out of breath. You see as Zane
Did the
like,
giants try and play stuff
puts
with
his
you?
hand, kind of on his knees, kind of. Oh Christ!
Steak.
Oh, good to see you.
Got steak. We've got a few. I've just got like a basket still of like
Sure, if
meat
you could.
and
Yeah, if you got them. Kind of, kind of.
Clowns, I don't know if you eat.
We do indeed. You see as they both kind of like take off their masks.
No, we don't look.
Fairly delicate, good-looking wood elven faces.
I'm sure they are, but put them
You see
away.
Kind of like their hair braided back, and they kind of like rip off, like cut off a bit as well. Kind of like begin eating. You see Zane, it's just kind of their wide-eyed, kind of like bags under his eyes. They clearly camped the day or two and not slept, and he just
what happened?
Oh, somebody tell me when they've put their masks back on.
something big, destruction, death. We tried to stay on the outskirts. He drops something that he was eating with. We tried to stay on the outskirts, scope it out. We for the first night got a good lay of the land.
That's good.
A couple of buildings, tower, but we heard something in the night. Last night, something came through. Men screaming, stone being smashed, trees being thrown. We didn't get a good enough look at what was attacking them. We just saw men running towards the portray of the western faced inside. I felt something shaking the ground coming towards us. We ran. We saw the bodies flying. We didn't want to risk that. You said not to get into too
that
much trouble.
sounds
So we
familiar.
thought we'd
I
run
think I
back.
saw that.
Yeah, you did a good job.
I saw that. I saw trees breaking anyway.
Oh,
We had another job. I didn't think to mention it at the
no,
time.
fair enough.
What's left of the tower? Did you see?
From what I saw, fuck all. But I don't know about the rest of the compound.
Right. Well, if you want a rest,
Oh, God, yeah. God.
I'll just carry you for a bit.
Oh, I'm not going back there. Not if they're around.
What are they?
I don't know, but if they can tear through an outpost like that.
Oh, I mean, if it's giants, we're friends with them.
We took down a rock pretty easily.
I mean, let's not push it. We didn't take it down.
No, we did. Shut up. Now your fearless captain's here. Let's go take him out. Come watch our real display of power.
Plus, we need you to tell us what the lay of the land is that you so expertly deciphered.
I'm not a fighter. I can't face anything.
You don't need to fight. You just need to be there to point things out.
Well, first shot, I'm turning and going back to the ship. I'm not dying on their watch.
That's fine by me.
Yeah, that's
Was
fine.
I was going to say he crosses himself, but no, he does some kind
Does
of like
whatever.
simple. He kind of prepares himself. You see, as the two of us has to kind of bring that mask back down, kind of after.
Oh, that's much better.
How are you two feeling?
I'm not
Well, we only
changed.
really need one of you to come with us.
Shaken, really. We'll go back if needed, but we'd rather rest or stick to the shadows if we do.
That's
You
fine,
see
we
as
can-
they kind of like shake themselves and kind of stand upright again, kind of presentory.
We can handle most of it, just if you're there for support more than anything. We'll take down there.
Of course.
Stay hidden as much as you can.
How far is it?
About a couple of hours from here, half a day maybe. We're not sure. We ran as fast as we could.
Can we let them rest? Or?
We've been running since nightfall.
We can carry him.
Fucking
Put him on
hell,
that.
you've been running since
Oh, yeah.
the night before.
We didn't want to
Just
stop.
stop. Just don't move. Stop.
Cradle Zane like a baby.
Yeah, you see, Zane is like almost out. You see, he's still conscious, but he is like breathing heavily.
Just going to sleep. I put like a steak over his face.
Press down.
Yeah, put the pillow over it. Only dreams there.
Smother him with a steak.
Let the juices flow into you.
Oh.
The blessing of Gralantor upon you, Zane.
I'm suddenly really hungry.
I thought you worship Fuma.
I changed.
Oh, what?
Well, I'm chuffed to see you all, but I mean, we had a plan.
Did we?
Yeah, we were going to the outpost.
Yeah, there we go.
Are we doing that now?
Yeah.
Crack on, let's go.
I thought you meant we had a plan when we got there.
Oh no, we got no plan.
Oh, God, no.
Oh god, I got no
Anyone
idea.
carry?
Whenever we had a plan.
Anyone carry these two?
Put them on the back.
You see, Zane
in the
kind of
back
like
and-
plops down next to you, kind of. Sorry, I can walk a little bit.
No, it's not. I really don't mind carrying you.
Oh, it's fine. I'd rather you have your weapon in your hands if we come across anything.
Oh, I was gonna drop you if we fought anything.
Exactly.
Well, I don't. Okay. Well,
Another one.
if anyone wants a nap, I can carry them.
Oh,
Yeah, just hop on.
see, I'd sort of perch on your shoulder and like ruffle up a bit. Alright, wait when something happens.
I'm gonna get on your shoulder as a raven.
Oh.
As Nem.
You got Gizmo on one, Nem on the other.
I feel powerful.
Does Miss Stella want to get on my shoulder? Like,
You're already on there. You don't know when.
Usually no.
Bonjour.
Right, well now we're all suitably perched.
What languages do ravens speak? Can we converse in like avian when you're in that form, or?
I don't know.
Unless you know Auran, because you keep your mental stats when you do it.
No.
So,
No, never mind.
but yeah, you can't speak in that form.
Can we
I can
speak
speak.
in Oran?
I can speak Draconic.
Is Oran
Yeah, you can
royal?
Yeah, we speak.
So my raven
Oran
can
or-
speak Draconic
Yeah, because you
to
can speak
Pirates.
Abyssal,
Okay.
Fucking cannot.
or like in England or something.
can anyone
Oh, yeah.
speak Celestial other than me?
No. I can speak Draconic with you, Jamie.
Yeah, we speak Draconic. It's
I can't either.
it's like Ignan, Orton's a branch of it.
Yeah.
So you can speak it by.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you know
primordial.
primordial covers
That's what I was
all the
like, yeah.
elemental languages.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because you said abyssal, I was like, fucking can I?
Yeah, I know.
Sick. Didn't know that branch of
Can anyone
Druidic.
speak Aarakocra?
I assume it's a dialect of Aaron.
Yeah, probably.
It is indeed.
Right. Well, if you can just,
Tomato, Roger.
point out anything of note, and we'll be on our way.
Yes, but
Tree.
in the meantime, we'll be going exactly the way you've just been running from.
Brilliant. Well,
You're very welcome. I'm sure that's
I'll
very
keep
comforting.
a couple of you in front.
Yeah, we just stay behind us. We'll take the blows for you.
Despite not being a fighter, he's got his kind of like hand on the small dagger that he has to the side. But
Aw.
you begin kind of walking through or flying through the woods.
I assume the health potions helped.
Hmm?
I gave you a health potion.
They didn't need. Do you need it back?
I mean, if you're not going to use it. Let's see the kill.
Tight.
Poachers.
Toy. You see the elves just kind of disappear into the foliage around.
Have we had any kind of rest since
Since the
leaving
morning?
the giant camp?
Nah, that was the end of the long rest. So it'll be a couple of hours.
Yeah. Would I have reset? Because I didn't.
Yeah, because you had a long rest
Cool.
when you got back here.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. I'm all good then.
So you're kind of like
Are you exhausted though?
No, because I had a long rest.
Yeah, you
So
have
resets on the long
rest.
rest.
Okay.
As with Mostellas, I presume.
So as you push through the woods, before long, you're used to kind of like walking long distances after the past couple of days. So
Yeah.
before long, you come to a open clearing, and you can see the wood, kind of like the trees where they've kind of been cut and left as stumps for quite this large radius, and then a path that used to go into the middle of some kind of open courtyard. However, before you, all you see is a scene of death and destruction. You see where one central tower used to raise possibly above and into the sky that has now just been completely toppled and thrown to the ground. You see two buildings that would have kind of been on either side of the courtyard and the exterior wall that have all been crumbled to dust with its foundation still sticking up and a few errant walls here and there. You see most of the stone that remains is painted with blood and gore as bodies of various Midas officers as well as some regular tradesmen seem to be strewn about the place in various states of disrepair. You see some are torn asunder by either claw or fang or some bladed kind of weapon, and others seem to have been simply crushed in place. Something you also see in amongst this kind of this spread of destruction, this large corpse of this white-furred canine-looking being, resting, various spears jabbed up into its ribs, but you see flecks of spine and bone that are bright red sticking out of its body. You see a long tail that protrudes where its regular tail would be and comes up into a big barbed stinger. You see as its mouth lays open and dead as this thing dominates the centre of the courtyard that once was.
Just as a point, you shouldn't have let me read those earlier.
You see this scene before you, and it's just utter destruction. There is nothing left.
Right.
Do I recognise the thing?
Does anyone recognise the
Anyone
thing?
proficient in religion?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nada.
That's a nem roll.
So yeah, and then we can make a check for me with religion.
They just make oaths.
It's a 19.
That's pretty good religion.
It's obscure knowledge, but you know a few little bits. You know this creature is called a Shasuva. It's from the lower planes. It's definitely a fiend. You're unsure whether it falls into the demon or devil category, but it's certainly from the lower planes, either the abyss or the hells. It's not native to the material plane. It's strange seeing it kind of in this environment, and you know that tail has a pretty nasty poison in it, but it seems to be here, seems to be dead, but you know that these things are strong. The fact that one lays here shows that the Midas must have put up a pretty decent fight against it.
I'll become Nem and relay that to everyone.
What the fuck? Basically.
How big are we talking, by the way?
How big? Kind of like comparable to like direwolf size in like Game of Thrones.
Okay,
like that
cool,
big.
yeah. Big.
Big old beastie.
Knowing what we know after fighting the other thing that we extracted from Iklal, would that help us gauge kind of if it's a demon or a devil?
They're two completely different shades. Those
Okay.
things are very. This thing is a quadruped, all fours, with this big like white fur, big barbed kind of stinger, whereas that was just stood as a humanoid would, but had these kind of four, obviously appendages coming out of it. They're very different. They could be related. You're not sure.
Big dog.
Yeah. So this information that we were looking to get, do you know if that was written down? If that was a person we were going to speak to?
Written down more likely, but one way to find out.
Yep.
And I'd start flying around the wreckage, seeing if I can find maybe like the opening to a basement.
I'll start going through corpses and of
Yeah.
officers, especially.
Yeah,
Also
I'll join that.
taking their uniforms if there's any that are intact enough.
The majority of them are actually would be this with some checks. So Faro, if you go ahead and make a perception check for me, and actually anyone can go ahead and make perception or investigation checks for stuff that they're looking for around here.
I'll use a
18.
natural 20 on the investigation.
Cool. Look for anything in particular.
I'm looking for ledgers, books, any important trade documents.
Yeah, 18 for looking for the sign of basement, basically.
Can I look for like someone who looks in charge, like like one of the bodies that might look like they're slightly higher rank than the others?
Yes, you stand in the middle of this courtyard surrounded by corpses. Who's in charge here?
Is it perception?
Speak up.
Investigation.
Investigation. There's 7. Shite.
Yeah, I don't find anything even if I was making a mistake.
Cool.
Mastella and me both get 7, and Garv both get 17. Mastella with investigation, Garv with perception.
Cool. Is that just for going for like
Stuff
Go through
looking
corpses,
for. Mastella would have just been again looking for the information that we're looking for. Garv was specifically going through corpses.
So, as you, we'll go around. So first of all, as you're kind of like going through looking for tomes and stuff, you see it's hard to look through this stuff. It's rubble, it's destroyed furniture. You manage to find a section where a lot of paper seems to have just been like thrown, torn asunder, books have been split open and the like. You've been just kind of like going through it just in the hopes of finding something. And something you do manage to find. You find like a bound up scroll, kind of about this big, still with a seal on it. It seems to have somehow survived a lot of the attack here. You kind of, it has like a Midas insignia, but different from the ones that you've seen. It instead seems to have kind of like a paw imprint on it. It seems to still be like the same Midas coin, but instead of Auriel's profile, it's a paw.
Okay.
Kind of, you find this. You kind of open it up, and you can see this is addressed from High Watcher Brug. And it says along the lines of shipments coming to and fro. Expect another delivery within the next week. Auriel has demanded information be moved to the keep within the city. Feeling suspicious about something, sending more guards your way. Will come round for inspection in next week. It doesn't have a date on it, but the fact it was still sealed.
Yeah.
This
feels recent.
it feels.
Would I recognise the insignia as being something important?
You would have no clue. You wouldn't have seen this before.
What
Oh.
I have done?
Are you sharing it
Oh,
with?
locals. What's a paw
So
other than a thing on a foot?
in the time that you've both lived there, so Mastella and you can make history checks. This is a little bit out of when
Out of
you
my
lived,
timeline.
when you lived in Port Royal.
History.
It's pretty
Yes.
good.
That's not bad. That's a non-nat 20.
It's also really good.
It's a 17.
Cool. So you both know the name. Mastella picks up on the insignia. You know the name High Watcher Brug is one of the people who is directly under Auriel Dawnmaker, the leader of Midas. He is seen as the captain of the guard and the general Midas officers. He oversees guard patrols, outposts such as this, and anything that's kind of like land or city based. He watches over that. He's known to be. Actually, no, you don't know too much about him. You know he's an half orc gentleman, and is on the wilder side. But this is his seal, as Mastella can confirm that this is his personal seal that he would use for official documents.
He relays that.
Which is in our Midas coats?
I think Mastella's is just wearing his regular Midasy kind of.
I'll have one. I'll have mine with me.
Yeah, I
I
probably
wouldn't
have
have had
mine with
use
me,
for it
yeah.
for the past couple of days,
Yeah.
so
I
it's not on.
don't think we still found any that fit Garv.
See-
So
I mean, if that's been read aloud, I'd
Yeah.
now swap out, put it on.
I've got. Can I find like a Midas armband?
Yeah, you can tell a bit of cloth, I guess.
Cool,
That
yeah.
works. As you're going around,
The thing about mine is the armbands.
as you kind of like, while Scythe is looking, you kind of like doing the flyover, you're kind of looking and you see some like glinting on the floor. It doesn't glint like the other metals of swords or armor would. And you kind of like dive bomb towards it. And you can see this area that was kind of like you assume a garden area at once, although you can see some large bits of stonework have just crashed their way and dug up anything that was planted here. You see an area that is covered by these very nice blooming kind of purpley orchids. And as you kind of push them away and kind of move them off, you do see indeed a fairly large, thick iron hatch.
Oh, 10 points to Poirot. Found a hatch.
And then
I mean, I found a scroll, so...
with
That's
you,
5
you
points.
guys going around the
Nice.
corpses, you kind of go around, you kind of like picking what you can. You can
It's
see
a habit
none
tree.
of them have had anything taken from them.
Cool.
You can see they've all got all of their belongings on them that haven't been destroyed. Go around the corpses, you manage to gather about, we'll say, 67 gold pieces worth of just loose change that they seem to have on their persons.
Cool.
You get to one
Any
corpse,
food?
scraps.
As
possibly.
soon as I get.
You get to one corpse and you can see this person seems to be in better regalia than the others. He has a much more prominent breastplate, and you kind of notice this as Garth points it out as you were looking for that. You see this person is kind of up against the wall, kind of bloodied in the face, kind of grey where like stone from ash is kind of like rested against it. Human man, maybe middle-aged, kind of tossed hair that's now matted with blood. And you can see where one of his legs would be, there is just a giant piece of stonework that is just
that's
there,
it.
crushing the leg. You see as you kind of like look and go to poke, his hand immediately kind of grabs onto you and he
Oh shit! Punch him in the face. Oh my god!
Yeah. It's Garb, of course it's dead.
attack.
It's not that good. With the gauntlet, that's...
You'd have advantage though because he's prone and death's door.
And trapped.
17.
Dead.
Okay.
Oh,
What's that noise?
nearly got me. Nothing. Spider.
Oh.
Oh, roll deception.
It's crazy.
You see, like, the gore on his hand and he's like, take it off.
That's a big spider that looks a lot like a man's face.
The spider was on his face.
Are you telling me that's not what a spider looks like?
Yes.
That is news to me.
Do we know what the name of the ship was that went down that Blackbeard is asking us to look for? We don't.
You know, fuck all.
I'll like crouch down beside this box. Are you still alive?
Blood pouring from the various puncture wounds from your spiked gauntlet out of the face.
Hell yeah, whoever
Take
the
that
Scythus fan
As
is.
a no. I'll just like hold X to.
As you hold X to pat down the body,
Yeah.
you see he doesn't seem to have any coin on him, but he does have quite a nice pendant that seems to go down in this
Yank that.
kind of like a fist that's like like a golden fist that's holding a ruby.
Oh
You kind of like snap that
Nice.
off. You've got that now. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have anything else other than this like fairly regal, presentory armor.
I'll
It
take
look-
the breastplate. See if anyone wants to have a look at that. Kind
I'm alright.
take it over to Scythus. Like, any idea if this is magical or not?
I mean, let me find my little spyglass, and I will
Cool. What's that with?
identify on the
No, I mean
breastplate.
the which item?
The
Yes,
his
it is.
armor, his breastplate.
Doesn't seem to be magical.
Okay, cool.
No worries.
I'll pop this hatch.
Cool. So you,
I'll just pocket the ruby pendant for now.
as you go to lift it, it immediately does not budge.
Hey, Gav.
Yep.
I need your big muscles.
I do like it when you call them big.
They are sizable. I think your bicep is the side of my head.
I'll walk on over to the hatch.
Cool. I guess make a strength check to try to force it open.
Cool. Watch this go terribly. Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
never
not
mind.
too bad.
Oh, great.
Yeah, 22.
But you, it begins like creaking, and you can see like it starts to give way.
Do I, with the set of tools that I get, would I get a crowbar? Is that with the thieves ones, or?
Yeah, this is certainly something that you could probably try and pick.
I do
like,
have a
into.
10-foot pole that is just strapped to my back.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good point. I can pick
Got
the
that.
lock.
I can
Okay, give it
try
a sec and
use
try
some
and pick it
leverage.
before we bust it. What's this plus?
Thieves, proficiency and dex.
So plus 6. Not bad, 17.
17. You kind of have written pops.
Whoa!
And
Hey.
As you open
I
it,
just stood on it and you lift it and just launched.
this torrent of heat just washes over you.
Oh,
As just like hot stagnant air just radiates.
Ah, it's someone's D&D room.
And you can see a
Too
set
real.
of stairs that lead downwards into darkness.
Where's the show? Well,
Have to-
riding.
We don't have it.
Oh. Glamour!
Throws it to the mountain.
so, we going down?
Yep.
Now,
Just-
Wire starts walking.
Just
Oh,
quickly before we do, like, what was the deal with the ship that went down that we're trying to find? Did it have loads of like stuff on
We
it?
have no clue. Just Blackbeard wants what was
Cargo.
on it.
I think it was explosive.
Did
yeah,
he
it has
say-
like some kind of
Yeah.
like I want to say crystals on it. That
Yeah,
he
I want to
wanted.
say
I
crystals.
don't know
But that
why.
might have been the other ship that we raided and got the power
Kind
from.
of.
He told you that the chests were crystalline. That he
That's
That
Yeah.
was it. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
Oh,
go
the
to
good
so
Offered
Garth?
like magic enhancement or something.
Yeah.
Garth just punched the guy and killed him, so it's
Yeah.
within a minute. So I would like to get out my book of shadows, and I would like to get the corpse's hand and place it on it, and I would like to say, there was a ship that recently went down that had crystalline chests on it. Do you know where it is, and can you tell us?
Cool. So as you do that, you kind of like close the book onto the hand. You see as the hand rests in the book like it normally was, and the book just closed. No blood, no breaking, but the hand just goes in. Anyone who'd be paying attention, not Nivador, would see them kind of go over and do this.
It's just in the background, this spooky shit's happening. Me and Garth just
You-
battling with the trapdoor.
What's she doing?
You wait a moment, you feel the moment's right, you open the book to the page where it was, and you see the hand has just been perfectly severed where it was. The hand is no longer there. And there seems to be this faint black inky hand mark on the page where you've done this, and kind of written in around it. Almost like the thought of where am I? The ship. Yes, you see as these scratchings seem to form in front of your eyes, as if in conversation with this gentleman. Yes, the ship. Somewhere between the Midas Seas and the Divide, but it was escalated above my rank. High Watcher Brug now looks into this. And kind of dot. Where am I? What happened? And then it, mid-sentence, just fades off.
I knew it was smart to kill that guy.
Sick.
That's totally my plan.
So somewhere between the
I was so
divide.
relieved when he was
Somewhere
alive
between
because I was
Midas
like,
Seas
good.
and the Divide.
So where's the divide end? It's at Titan's Cradle. So it's somewhere around here.
Yeah, somewhere between
Switch
Midas
to
Sea
map
and the Divide. Midas
Oh,
Sea
yeah.
is up, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
There's the map cam.
The Divide is there above the octopus.
Yeah.
There we
Divide.
This is the divide.
The divide and where did he
Midas
say?
Seas, which is just here.
Yeah.
Okay,
So somewhere in that stretch.
so we're looking
So yeah,
around.
around there.
So really, Blackbeard made us sail way further than we really needed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, but he didn't know.
Oh.
Whoa!
There we go.
Whoa! Intro music again.
Sick.
So when something epic happens.
Yeah, Warren's going down this trapdoor.
Yeah.
How-
Sword and pistol out.
How large is this trapdoor?
You could fit ducking.
No. God, no.
I have a whole series of questions, and they are all, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a series then. That's just one repeat.
No, it's exactly. It's a series of the same questions.
That's not a series then.
It is. It's
It's
just not.
It's a very monotonous
Um,
series.
Yeah.
I don't understand your fancy land words.
Which question would you like me to answer first?
What did you just do?
Well, you know how you have magic that makes you turn into the animals?
I am aware.
I have animals that helps me to speak to a dead corpse.
Oh.
So
Oh, that's gross, but really cool.
death is nothing to be feared, my darling.
I mean, I disagree quite
Well.
stringently.
It's a good job because you don't have to speak to them.
No, I don't, I'm going away.
Would it
Oh,
help
can
if
you
I
make
was a
it?
raven?
I'd so much.
I'll turn into a raven.
Thank you. Oh, why is this better?
It's not.
Captain, what are we doing?
I'm long gone down this trapdoor.
Okay, cool.
I'm looping up and sliding down.
Fantastic.
It's the only way I fit.
You're like getting the beef and like smearing the fat on you.
I peck your ear affectionately and then fly off and follow them.
Oh, I mean, I guess I'm going as well.
Smells like lube down here.
Where's Mistella? Has he come with you? Was he
Presumably.
part of the...
He was running as like Garb was sliding down the stairs like the boulder from Indiana
I was about to
Jones.
say, you command us. Oh shit, it's coming. Go, go.
Oh boy, he's a-coming.
So as you all go down,
Oh, it's very warm down
and
here.
down, it just gets hotter and hotter and more humid. You eventually come into a rectangular room, 15 feet long, wide by 10 feet deep. You see as the walls in here are all made out of or plated with thick iron, giving this room just a sauna-like feel. You see on the northern wall towards the right of you a large metal door that seems to just be slightly ajar. But what catches your eye are the depictions, the reliefs upon this metal that surround the room. You see reliefs of various humanoids in chains. Doors, not doors, sorry, that's just read. I just read the word that was there. I was like, door! Fucking door! You see various humanoids in chains, hands bound together. This imagery of hands just being bound like this. Chains wrapped around them, people being tormented, burning, some people on fire, and just depictions of horror in this 360-degree around.
This seems pleasant.
Alright, Thurston, calm down.
This looks like my nursery. My dad painted a mural just like this.
With my blood.
I wish it was just blood.
Can I just do a quick divine sense while I'm down here?
Yeah. So you kind of cleanse the area, you don't feel anything.
Just a big old sign appears. Cursed!
Run!
Well, I mean, this feels very Midas to have everyone in chains and
totally.
everything burning,
Seems
so...
on point. Anything apart from just these murals on the door?
Just gonna like rap on the wall, see if it sounds hollow or like thick.
Doom, doom, doom. Feels thick.
with 2 C's?
Yeah, 2 C's.
Damn,
That's
there
number
you go.
3.
Let's have a peek
Whoa.
through this door.
Cool. Are you guys stealthing?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'll chuck up a
Trail.
pass without trace.
Oh, lovely. Lovely job.
Oh, I feel
That's
so.
not great.
I feel so stealthy.
And musty.
It's not fantastic. It's only a 28.
Those are both bad.
Yeah, fucking awful. I'm so glad for pass without trace. That's 18.
Cool.
Oh, that changes things.
Yeah, plus 10 from past that trace.
Fuck, what was I now?
24.
Wait, and we're plus 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17. Yes,
Nice.
17.
Gavin was stellar.
14 for Musty, and somehow Garb is more stealthy than Mustela, so that's just weird in itself, and 18 for Garb.
Right, so as you're kind of like going through, you open and you see stretching before you, stretching about 90 feet is this long corridor, also played with these iron walls. You see about 5 feet in front of you and to the left there seems to be like a cubby of some kind, and you can see flames kind of flickering from there like torchlight or candlelight. And you can see a few figure shadows being cast on the wall opposite. You see that there's a turning, about midway down this corridor, there's a turning off to the right, and this corridor ends at a T-junction 90 feet away. You can hear basic chatter. What languages do you guys know?
Ooh, can I just, before we go much further, I'm just going to say to Zane, at the door we opened.
Oh,
Those
Zane's, you turn
Zane
around,
didn't-
Zane's not here.
Okay, are the assassins? Are they still with us, or have they?
They said they keep the shadows unless called for.
Okay, cool. Okay.
We should have like a
Do you
signal.
think we should like prop this door open? I'm just really worried it's going to close and like lock us in for some reason.
You've been watching too many horror plays.
Did I steal a hook or a hook, or did I make that up?
No, we did. We definitely took the
Yeah.
hooks.
They hold a door.
Do you want like wedge one in the
Yeah,
door?
Why is wedge one in the door?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'll
usually.
wedge her.
You said that shadows were flickered across the wall opposite. Is that just our shadows from the torchlight?
No, this is like you can. So in front of you, on your left, there's like a cubby. You can see it kind of like a bit that goes in where it's been carved out,
Yeah.
and there's some kind of light behind there that you can't see the source of, and you can see these shadows of figures kind of like sat down essentially,
Okay.
kind of being cast across it, and this light chatters here. What languages do you guys know?
Common, giant, orcish, common, halfling, giant.
Cool.
Common, Aarakocra, Orin, Thieves, Cant, Draconic.
Cool.
Common celestial dwarvish.
Common, infernal, draconic.
Common, primordial, druidic, giant.
Cool. Garv, you understand this as they are speaking in Orcish.
Hey, came handy.
You hear as this kind of basic chit chat. 3 5s. You alright, you in?
Some kind of card.
What do you think about bringing the
defence is up. They said they're going to send more, but those fucks upstairs, they got what, well, they didn't last well, did they?
Fox upstairs.
No. Oh well, they'll rebuild, they'll send more.
Some kind of
We're fine down here. Anyway, pass us the cards.
Yeah, like a
shuffling
shuffling
card
sound.
game. Still.
Your commentary is so good.
Yeah, there seems to be some orcs down there talking about like guys upstairs doing stuff. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
From that conversation, can I gauge if there was? Did I hear two voices or?
You heard at least two, yeah.
Okay, there's at least two.
Okay. I mean, you've heard the conversation. I'm whispering, but for mics, I'll speak a
Yeah,
bit
of course.
louder. You've heard the conversation. What's the plan?
They don't really. They're not talking about a plan, really.
No. I mean our plan.
Oh right.
Do I just want to kick ass, or?
I
do
mean,
we wanna-
what we could do is I could like shout it in Orcish for them to like, oh, come upstairs, and we could like ambush them up here or something.
Yeah, I'm getting for it.
Okay, like.
I've not killed anything in so long.
Should we hide like behind the last door where we opened, and I'll like shout down?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
Did you two just come to this decision for the group?
Or if everyone's happy with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Just
fine.
have fun.
Yeah.
I can with Hook or a Hook's, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I'll like wait till you guys are all ready.
Cool. Yeah.
Should
Hide
we
behind the
raise some
doorway.
actions?
Just let me turn into gnome for a sec. Okay, now we're good.
Prep
Shit, is
the.
my bat with me?
It probably wouldn't fit down here.
Alright,
So-
we can lube it up.
That's cool. No, we're not leaving my bat.
Okay. I will prep the action to stab anything that comes through the door that isn't Garv.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I'm just gonna
to-
stand in the doorway for now.
I'm gonna turn into my giant constrictor snake again.
Cool.
And just prep the action for constricting.
Cool, so you guys are all pulling back into that first room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just ready my double ready
Oh.
attack. Wait, you can
Do
only do
orcs
that,
have
can't you?
dark vision?
I'm a
Yes.
snake.
They do.
Andy, okay.
You can have as many as you want, sweet
Oh,
pea.
you're a legend.
You help yourself, please.
Thank you so much, Andy.
It goes for that end of the table as well.
Y'all prepped? Y'all got prepped actions
Yeah,
ready?
for prep
Yeah,
stat. You can
primal
only prep an action,
savagery.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
And
the
I'll
claws
prep
out.
for when they come because I'm gonna shout and then like duck back behind the door as well. I'll prep as well to fuck them up.
Cool.
Make an attack when they come around. And yeah, I'll just shout down in Orcish. Lads, we got trouble. There's they've broken through the trap door.
Make a deception check for me.
Sweet.
Oh, mate.
Could be
Well,
better.
fuck.
That's an 8.
You hear that ringing out. You see as this figure shadow kind of like
My accent's not quite
come up
right.
to it, go up to attention. So make a perception check if you pull back, see if you can hear what they
Sounds fine.
say between themselves.
7 for the perception.
Ooh, Jesus.
They say something between themselves.
Who is it? Who goes there?
Oh, what? This is Elliot forgetting, not Garv. What was the name of that orc? The orc guy that Mastella told us about? Captain...
High Watcher Broog.
High Watcher... It's High Watcher Broog!
So,
Why do you have a French accent anymore?
It's High Watcher Broog!
Come on in, Captain, it's fine.
Oh, you gotta help me up here. I'm going up to the surface. There's people attacking.
That's an order.
That's an order!
silence.
Alright, that's double time in the cells for you.
50 push-ups each.
Oakum picking.
I don't think it worked.
I'm just going to start slithering through the second he whispers that through.
As you get something through, you see as one is kind of like, because you had all stepped in behind the door, you see as one is like moved and is going like down the corridor, kind of like backing up. Blade, this kind of like long, curved, winding dagger drawn. You see as they're in this not
Every
usual Midas garb.
time.
You see these robes that kind of like tuck in tightly to the waist, red trimmed with red.
Oh, we've seen these guys.
Might I possibly retcon a thing I did when turning into the snake, which is cast bark skin beforehand? Because that's what I keep meaning to
Yeah,
do
sure.
and forgetting to do.
They seem similar in garb to the Cult of the Kiss that you've seen, but their garb is decidedly different. Theirs is red on red rather than gold on red.
Okay.
And it seems to be like of a different cut as well. You see as it comes down, it doesn't float all the way down to their legs like the Cult did. It kind of goes to like a coattail at the back.
Short shorts. Oh.
Yeah, short shorts, hot pants.
Sick.
You see these two like roughly kind of green skinned, kind of dark green skinned orcs. There's one that's kind of like poking his head out. You see as they kind of like lock eyes to constrict the snake, and the one near at the front goes, "Run!" And then the guy turns and begins taking off.
Can I try
Could
and
you-
take a shot?
Could you all roll initiative for me?
Cowardly orcs.
Yeah, but then who are you gonna get?
Fuck.
Oh, it's a nat 20 for old Jimby.
Stop rolling these two guys.
So that's 20 for Fuaro. Silas.
That is 10.
10. Nem.
12.
12. River.
As a cripper.
What's your dex mod?
It's a rip.
Oh.
3.
Double
Well, oh well.
Then Fuaro, Gav.
Garv got a 5 and Marcella got a 6.
Cool. So up first is Fuaro. You see, it's about 10 feet down the corridor is this orc that's just like stepped out of the cubby, is kind of like looking down towards you guys, and then about 20 feet behind him is this orc that was walking further down to supposedly go and get someone.
Sorry, how far?
40 feet away, the furthest one is, and then the closest one is about 10, 15. We'll say.
Okay. I will fly up to the closest one and take a big old stab at him.
As you kind of land next to him, you see as he's kind
Never
of
said I landed.
as you kind of like fly in, the ceiling being at about 10-ish feet here. So you manage to nimbly kind of go in. You see this cubby where there's like a few stalls and they seem to be playing cards, and there's another orc there kind of like pulling out this dagger from his cloak as well.
Sick one. Cool. Stabs. Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
That's a crit fail on the stab.
So you go for the stab, and he just nimbly steps
Stab
out of the way.
yourself.
Cool. I move past him. I move up to the next one who's trying to run away.
Yep.
And just like kind of skid for a sec, pull out my gun, just like get a good shot in like at his ribs.
Much better.
Plus 7, 12, 29. 19 even.
That's a hit.
Christ, 29. It is just me within 5 feet of him.
Yep.
That's a sneaky boy.
Snaky.
Oh,
that's
is
a pretty
pretty
good
good. 22 damage.
Cool. You pull in. You see as you just let off this shot, like echoes down the corridor,
Oh, shit.
and the guy just drops down dead at your feet.
Sick. 1!
Why was that a sneak attack?
Because I'm a swashbuckler. If there's no one within 5 feet or me of the enemy, then I get my sneak attack.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's the one real good thing about swashbucklers.
Yeah.
And the disengage thing.
And the disengage thing is sick as
It's
hell. I
even,
forgot.
I'd say even better.
Yeah, no, I
honestly.
forgot about that being a swashbuckler thing.
Cool.
That is so sick.
That's you.
Go on, yeah, I've done.
Please swap.
Up next are these boys. So the first one is going to kind of like, as he draws the dagger, is going to turn around and run to you. Fuaro, up behind you, as you just shot down his mate.
My general plan at this point is to block anyone else going past me down the corridor.
Cool. He's going to go for the attack, which is going to be a miss with an 11. He goes in for the stab, but you're too nimble. You just manage to flap up out of the way.
Doing the goose swing thing.
The other one comes around the corner, pulls the dagger, and is going to throw it at the large constrictor snake that's in the way. Which will... I don't know what the AC of the constrictor snake is, but he gets a 19, so I imagine that hits.
Almost certainly.
What's
19 to hit you in your
Yeah,
constrictor snake.
hits.
That's going to be a lovely little 5 points of damage. So he just kind of throws this dagger at you.
Okay, and I maintain concentration on the spell as well.
Up next is Nem.
Gonna run up to one of the guys. I don't know, whichever one is closest, I guess.
It'll be the one in the cubby that's about 20 feet away.
One in the cubby.
Actually, go around the corner. Actually, it'll be 15, so yeah.
I'm gonna try and primal savage him.
Nice.
Yeah, sink my claws in. So that's gonna be
To pieces. Oh.
it's gonna be a 10.
This is unfortunate. As you go to like ravage him, you see he just steps back, presses up against the iron wall in behind him, and just. This
Okay.
is Cyphus.
Right, so I started slithering into the room. Who's still near me?
Near-ish. I won't be far away. I haven't done anything yet.
No, I started slithering into the room. Who is
Oh.
still near me
So
in terms of enemies?
you could basically you can get up to the one that's in the cubby with Nem, or you can get the one that's just ran up behind Fuaro.
How far away is that one? Because I've only got 30 feet.
Yeah, he'd be within about 30 feet as far as 40 away. So I assume snakes have 5 foot reach.
It's giant, so it might be even more. I got 10 foot reach with my bite, but it's 5 foot reach for constrict.
So yeah, you could
That's what I
feasibly
do.
you could get that guy with your with your bite.
Can I
would
get?
be 10 feet away, so you could theoretically get either of them.
I'll leave Poirot. He looks like he knows what he's doing. I'll go for the other one.
That's a
So-
wildly out of
As the snake
character.
just slithers in next to you, Nem. You see as his collar kind
Yeah.
of backs up against the wall, eyes go wide.
Yeah, probably hits 21.
That does indeed hit.
Poor guy. No man, there's giants.
Giants
just
snake,
cornering
fucking me.
So that's 15 bludgeoning damage, and he is grappled.
As you
and
wrap up around
restrained.
him, you just feel as his body just crushes in your form. He is dead.
Damn it.
Well, that was fun. How much movement was that? Because I'm going to start moving
That
towards the next one.
That would have been, as he backed up, that would have been about 20 feet of movement.
Cool. 10 feet towards the one that Foire is going after.
Why did I just write this in? 1 sec, that makes this
Done very
Mustela.
well, it seems.
Yeah.
Up
Well,
next
there's
is
people
Stella.
coming, aren't there?
Cool,
From
cool.
ahead.
Does he stay in the same phase unless something changes?
Yes,
So
unless
he's
he,
still-
if he crits, he can choose to change phase, or if he gets critted or knocked unconscious, he
Cool.
changes phase.
Oh, and I can do it. I can choose at the end of a long rest.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to choose to be in phase of the stars then at the end of the last rest.
Cool.
So I'm going to. How far away is the nearest guy to Mustela?
It'd be 40 feet.
Cool. Okay, I won't bother with that then. I will just go ahead and cast. Let's take it easy. Let's just cast a firebolt on this nearest cultist. So it's going to be +7. That's not bad. That's a non-nat 20.
Yeah, it's
Cool. So at this level, it's going to be 2d10s. It's not terrible. That's 13 damage to that
as,
cultist. Cool.
as he looses the firebolt, you see as it kind of travels down and licks up him, and he falls down dead.
Sweet, nasty biz. Is there no other? There's no other visible cultists. Not
currently,
cultists.
no.
Orcs. That's why I say cultists. To us. Okay, cool. Then in which case he'll just use his movement to move up 25 feet down the corridor,
Good thing that was
and
closed.
then
So good. Thank you, friend.
I don't think there's anything you can really do as a bonus action other than like quicken spell, which you can't see anyone. So yeah, that's him.
Garth.
Yeah, I'll move my 40 feet down the corridor.
Cool, so you move up, you're now right up there next to Poirot.
Cool.
Hey, friend.
Right. Can I see anything from here into the next room?
Not currently, no. It's just this corridor that stretches out in front of you, and then about 10 feet in front of you and to the right is this other turning that leads somewhere.
Cool. I will just.
Don't know if it helps at all with anything, but I've got blind sight out to 10 feet. I have no idea if that's going to be useful.
Bear that in mind.
Fuck it, I'll use my action to dash.
Cool.
So I get an extra 40 feet. I'll start moving into the next room.
Cool. There's no room, it's just
Sorry, yeah.
It's corridor. So there's the corridor on the right, and then there's just this corridor you can see that ends at a T-junction. So you can get pretty much to the end of this corridor, or you can start turning in and see where the other corridor leads you.
I'll just go. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'm just killing these guys, then we'll figure out the rest.
Wait, they're dead.
Oh, is everyone dead?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why.
I thought it was still initiative.
Yeah.
Alright.
You are still in initiative.
We are
We
still
are,
in
there's-
initiative,
there's-
but there's no one visible right now.
Oh, let's keep going then. Let's explore.
Alright, I'll keep going to the end of this T junction then.
Yeah, for I would think we're out of combat, so we'd just be into explore mode.
As you get to the end of the T-junction, you can see to the left about 5 feet, and then there's a turning to the north, and you can see a group of 2 cultists as well as one in. Oh, there's the stat block I'm using. 2 orcs as well as 1 orc that seems to be in a better kind of regalia. He seems to have this red kind of robe still, but you see he has more iconography across him.
Cool.
You see as he kind of like points towards you as they see you. As you do that, you whip your head around to the right, and you see about 5 feet to the right of you, there's another cubby that has another 2 of these orcs with the one in the more regalia as well, who also kind of like points towards you.
How much of my movement would I have used at this stage?
So that would have been
Got
5, 10, 15, 20,
14 more feet.
So,
I moved up to the T junction.
yeah, so after you dashed, you now have about 15 feet of movement left.
Can I get to either group?
You can get to the group on the right.
I'll run up to
Of
them.
course, you get into combat with them.
Cool, and then I'll use my. I haven't raged yet, so I'll rage now. Look up as I'm kind of sprinting towards them. Blessed Fulmar, cast your punishment down upon those who would oppose me, and in return, I will always do the same for you. And I'll enter my rage.
Nice. As the lightning kind of crackles, you see some that sparks off against the iron walls that are like either side of you. Up next is River.
Okay, cool. So at the T junction, there was two guys to the
Yeah.
left.
So you're still at the beginning of this corridor. It's about
Yeah.
It's about. I got it wrong. It's about a 70-ish foot corridor.
Should I have been able to...
Yeah, you should have been. I counted wrong on the on the time.
Well, with 3-9 agility, I can get basically to the end of to the T junction.
Yeah, quite easily. So what would that bring your movement to?
60.
Yeah, so you can get pretty much to the end. You'd be able to not get in combat minimum, but you can certainly see the group that Gar's run up to the right, as well as the group kind of round the corner to the left.
As I saw them as well, I would have just shouted more.
Yeah. How many in each direction? Sorry, just
Three in either direction.
And one's got the cheap.
Two of them. One of each group seems to have the more
Common
fancy
giant
kind of regal.
You went to the right, right? Garv went to the right.
Yes.
Cool. She would turn to the left and just bring the helmet down. Thanks. And yeah, I think I will get ready for a fight.
Cool.
I'm not gonna prep anything right now.
Goes at you. Or
Next, I haven't really used an action, have I? I've just got that.
no, you've just gone because Feel Agility is free.
Do you have anything thrown?
I don't really have anything at range other than like curtsy spells. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bane this boy.
Cool.
As a wise man once said.
That's 3 charisma saves.
Yeah, 3 charisma saves.
I misheard that and I thought you said 3 Christmas saves.
Yeah, me too.
Three
Yeah,
Christmas
okay.
saves.
Ding ding ding.
Three
How
Christmas-
festive are they?
The what's your DC?
Was he festive yet?
15.
Relatively festive.
One of the regular boys passes, the other 2 fail.
Okay, cool. So those 2 that failed subtracted D4 from all attacks and saving throws.
Cool, and that's concentration, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Up next are the more regal boys. You see as this one kind of like puts his hand out in
You're
front,
up again.
puts his hand out in front of you, kind of like twists it round, and this energy kind of wraps up around you. This deep kind of red wispy energy, and you should make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh,
Hold on.
okay.
That's a bad boy.
That's not. I don't like that. This is bad. Oh, okay. It's not too bad. Wisdom save, yeah.
Yes.
20, non-natural.
20. So you feel this kind of like force come over you, but you manage to just kind of shake it off through your stalwart nature.
Nice.
You see, as the one in front of you now as well, Garv, there's a similar motion. Could you also make a wisdom save?
I can indeed. Nat 20.
Nice.
Oh! Again, don't even feel the effect. You see as he kind of
I'm too angry to think.
says something in a different language that you do not understand.
Do any of us
Spicy.
understand?
Spicy
People
tongue.
within earshot will probably be you two. What language do you know again?
Me included, sorry.
Yes.
No, sorry, Garv and River, because they're the ones in combat.
What
Like
language
with
do you
this
know?
guy.
Common, Celestial, and Dwarvish.
Cool.
Common giant orc. So.
No, neither of you understand because he just says something in his tongue. You see as they both point towards their 2 compatriots. You see his energy almost transfers between them as they swap initiative.
Oh.
Ooh, what a cool power.
That's a
Interesting.
power.
That's sick.
I like that.
So they're going to go at the end as well, I guess. Cause
Like, no you. No you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Goes back to the top. So up now is Fuaro.
Cool. I will.
Horribly polite switching situation.
I insist, sir.
Please.
I will fly to this T junction.
Cool.
As I do so, dropping my sword and pulling out my other pistol. That's a free action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Do so then sort of like skids along the floor to like the end of the T junction to me. Just quickly shout, "Dock!" And as I land, both pistols like that and fire.
Who are you making the attacks against?
I don't know.
Cool.
Just 2 cultists who are down the corridor.
We need to make the dex checks to get out of the way of
I'll
that.
roll a d4 for each, so you target one of the regular boys on the left and one of the regular boys on the right.
Sick. The one on the left.
no.
17 plus 7, so
Hits.
24. And I've got an ally within 5 feet of them,
You
don't I?
have, yes.
Sick.
Very nice.
Oh!
Nice.
Very nice.
12, 22 damage on one on the left.
Yeah, he's dead.
And the one on the right.
No.
Nat 20.
Fuck.
Nice.
So this doesn't get sneak attack, so that's 10.
Dead.
Right, yeah.
Jesus Christ, so you just unleash these 2 shots. Ringing out down the corridors yet again. As these 2 shots go off.
Nice.
I'm afraid I might actually be a badass. This is bad for my ego.
Oh no.
Cool. That's you.
What we do not need is you to level up the ego.
Up next are taking their places the... actually, did I rub someone out by accident?
Mistella? Haven't seen him
No,
in a
we've
while.
got
Stella
Fuaro.
goes just before Garv.
Okay.
We've got Fuaro.
No, sorry,
we've got
Garv
Nem,
is
we've got
just before
Cyphus, Mustela, Garv, and Riv.
No, we got everyone. Cool. Weird. You see as the more formal boys, the leaders of these groups now, go next as they swap initiative. One's going to come towards you twice with a dagger, Garv.
Oh. Fucking.
That's going to be... Best one's at 15, they both miss. So
Nice.
he goes to... Swipes these two dagger strikes, you just manage to easily move out of the way or just kind of like push him in such a way that...
They hit, but it just doesn't matter.
River, the one's on you. That's going to be...
Subtract a
what's your
D4.
AC. Yeah, it's going to... Even without the D4 it misses. Do the same thing, kind of goes for these swings. And you see as he swings, there's kind of like red energy almost like pierces across the dagger for both of you.
Okay.
Like where the blade is, it kind of like reads up it as if it like moves with the motion of
Do I
the
know what
dagger.
that is?
Not seen it before.
Okay.
Up next is Nem.
I suppose I'm going to try and run down the corridor. I've only got like 30 foot of movement. But did you say there were two boys in a little alcove in the corridor, or is that after the T-junction?
That's after the T-junction.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I'm just going to leg it as far
So-
as I can.
So
I might as well dash, actually, I haven't said that.
yeah, you can get right up to the end of the corridor with it, and you can see this. You're kind of like just in behind Faro now as he's just let off these two shots.
Sick. Amazing.
I imagine I'd turn around like I'm facing back up the corridor and do it and just like wink at you. As like,
Nice one, Captain. Is dash an action?
It is, yes.
It is, I thought so. That's fine. Who have we got in the corridor, sorry?
So there's a regular boy on either side and a leader on either side as well.
Can I, as a bonus action, cast Hex on the leader?
Yeah. So you,
Thank
which
you.
one, the one on River or the one on Garv?
Mine was already Bane, so.
So the one on Garv, I guess.
Cool. So you see as this kind of like dark energy kind of wraps up around the one near you. Cool. Cyphus.
Hex, bitch.
Excellent. What did you give them?
I'll give him
Yeah.
dis on
Way.
wisdom, I think.
Wisdom checks. Cool.
awful.
Yeah.
Awful, you monster.
Cool. So I moved up 10 feet last turn.
Yeah, so you've now got 5, 10.
What's the
15,
speed of a
20,
snack?
25.
With 30, you'll be at the T-junction.
So I can get 30 feet and I've got 10 feet of reach.
Yeah, so you'd be able to probably get one of the two by Garv. You would just be out of range for the ones on River.
Cool. I shall do that then.
Snack 'em. Snack on them.
Snake.
Snack those
Oh,
boys.
maybe not. Maybe not this time.
That's a fail of a snake. I just
That's a little
kind of
We've had a lot of crits
Qu-
this
quail
session.
up.
Yeah, it's been a good
Fails
time.
and,
Yeah.
successes.
yeah, it was bad.
So you go out for the bite and just over Garv's head. You feel as the snake like,
I will coil and look menacing.
nice.
So don't tread on me.
Mustela.
Sweet, yeah. How far? He got like 25 feet up the last turn, so he'll move his remaining 25 feet. Is he near the end yet?
He'd be about. He'd be about 20 feet from the end.
Cool.
He wouldn't be able. He wouldn't have vision on. He wouldn't.
Sweet. That's okay. I'll use Melf's Minute Meteors, which is a 3rd level spell. I haven't used these sorcery points yet. And then as a bonus action, or do I get to do that as part of the casting spell? Can I shoot
I'm
anyone
not
else?
sure. It should say on it.
When I cast a spell and as a bonus action, I can send 1 or 2 meteors to any spot within 120 feet.
Cool.
Judging by what's going on, I'll send one. Do they have to go to the same location?
No.
No. Sweet. I'll send one at the leader. Send one to the leader at each end of the corridors. Then.
They hit and explode.
4 as well.
They.
Because then you and I will take damage.
5 foot radius, so I'll aim it like behind them both.
So the one on Garv passes. The one on River fails.
Fails, cool. So that is 2d6 fire damage on that guy. That's going to be 6 fire damage.
Nice. You see as it kind of explodes and kind of burns up the back of him. You see as he kind of shields away from it, but still up in
So
your
that
face.
was his action, and then as a bonus action, I'll do save again.
So one is a D6.
So that's 4 missiles gone.
This time, other way around. Even with the minus D4, the River one passes and the one on you Garv fails.
Sweet, 10 damage to the
Nice.
one.
Same thing. It's fire explosion. It kind of reads up him, but still is looking okay.
Cool, that's it.
Garv.
Cool. I'm raged up, so I will bonus action smite. There's 2 up
Yes.
on me, so regular guy takes 1 damage, other guy takes 1. They both take 1 damage, and then I will reckless attack the leader. That's going to be. I'm using the maul this time, so that's going to be 19 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. That's going to be D6. Nice. That's going to be 10, 14, that's 15 damage on my first attack.
Nice.
And then same guy again.
Still standing.
Hit again.
Go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Snake eyes. That's going to be 3. Add 6 is 9 further damage to him.
Nice. You see as you just cleave through this guy with the while using the hammer.
The bull's head maul, yeah.
You just whoosh, bat him. You see as he goes flying back, kind of like slamming against the wall into the cubby. Now with just the one cultist on you.
Oh, he died?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
That's me.
Cool.
Very good.
River.
I'm gonna. I've got the leader like right up. on
Leader
me,
and a rego boy on you.
right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna do my first attack on the leader with my rapier.
Cool.
13? 12, sorry.
12 just misses. As you go through, he kind of brings the dagger up, kind of like parries the rapier away.
Okay, cool. Extra attack. That's more like it.
That was
So
going.
for
That
it.
was
That
going.
is.
Cool. I'm gonna divine smite that as well, which is what 2d8 radiant
And your speed.
plus a d8. Oh, 3d8. Cool. Oh, nice.
That's
Oh,
rather
that's
nice.
tasty.
Go on.
20 plus 4, 24 points of damage.
Oh, that's an oof.
Still up, but not looking good.
Okay, cool.
Kick him in the nuts.
Well, I mean, I've got a bonus action attack. Which is
Oh, yeah. Sword him in the nuts.
Cool. I'll bonus
Are we
action
keeping
attack
anyone
with my
alive?
rapier again.
If it the opportunity
Um,
presents itself, I suppose.
20.
Yeah.
Hits.
Cool. I mean, it's just d8 plus 4, so 9 points of damage.
Cool. You see, as he just the first, as he deflects the dagger away, you get one in through the abdomen and the other
Yeah.
up through the bottom of the throat as he just
Oh, dear.
falls down, just bleeds out over the next
Darn
couple of seconds.
Oh, that's a badness.
The leaders are down.
Oh, I
That's
could
you.
specify non-lethal, but I'm bothered.
Yeah.
No one's got Bane on them anymore, have they?
Yes, the one guy who's on you now.
Oh, has he still got it?
Yeah, he's still going
Poor
as well.
fucker.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he's not doing well. Up next is Bear Goes as well. So first of all, the one is going to attack Garv with advantage
He's got
because
advantage.
he's reckless.
I make a request.
Yeah.
Don't kill him.
Okay.
Info purposes.
Fucking make me.
At
For information
advantage,
purposes.
that's a... What do they get? They only get plus
We need
six.
one
16,
alive.
that just hits
That
you.
does hit me.
Um,
Try and
Just
stop
really
me.
about everything.
you're going to take a lovely little... 2 points of damage, half to 1.
Sweet.
And then
Get
the
rid of that.
one on River... Oh, shit.
Oh,
dropped that.
yeah, he's trying to hit me.
That's a nat 20.
All that for a drop
Oh,
of blood.
that will hit.
Oh.
Yeah. Max damage as well.
Wow.
So it's going to be 13 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
As he just kind of sees his commander fall, kind of like says a little something under his breath, and then whoosh, rakes his dagger like across your midsection, kind of not cutting through the chainmail, but kind of leaving a nasty,
Runs you for the old
nasty
gods.
injury.
Ouch.
You see as at this T junction, you see as there's that corridor that kind of snakes off to the left hand side and leads upwards, the one where you are, and then where you are, just the corridor extends further off to the right down with various kind
Straight
of
on.
it goes straight on with various kind of tunnels leading off of it.
Cool.
You see on the northern wall as a door opens, and you see as
Oh, fuck.
I thought this was a bit too easy.
I thought it was done.
from hearing the gunshots, you see as
Damn it,
3 more of the leaders and 6 more cultists just pour out kind of in the corridor, kind of like seeing you guys and ready themselves, kind of standing 2 abreast.
Okay, you can kill this one.
Yeah.
We've got enough. It's a killing body.
Faro.
Cool. I killed that one, I guess.
Which one?
So-
The one on river or the one on...
Well, the river.
Cool.
I've been told I can kill that one.
Cool.
Where are these guys that have just poured out?
So
Behind
river's off to the
where I
left,
am.
these guys that poured out to your right. So to your right, Garv and the other guy is about 5-10 feet away. These guys are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. About 30 to 35 feet, depending if you're going front or back.
Okay, I'll first get a shot off on the one on the river, just for brevity's sake. Ooh, that's only a 10.
That hit... Oh, wait. No, it doesn't hit, sorry.
That's a miss. Never mind. And then I'll turn and take.
Have you noticed?
What's it doing?
Just like check the screen out. Your yellow arm, basically.
Oh,
Can you see it?
wow.
I just noticed.
That's cool.
Your green screen.
I'll take a. I'll fly up next to Gar. Oh no! I'll use my bonus action to stow my non-magical pistol and pick up my sword as I swoop
Cool.
past and
Yep.
land next to Gar.
Cool. You do so. You
Alright.
pop in next to him.
Hey.
What are you on?
3.
Nice.
How are you?
I think 1-2.
Right.
I'm next to the cult leaders. You see as they kind of push to the front of the, not the very front, but like one behind the front line. You see as one of them kind of extends his hand towards you, Faro. Can you give me a wisdom save, please?
Not likely. Save. Not terrible. 12.
12. That just passes. So you
Eight.
feel this energy kind of wash over you, manage to shrug it off. Same with Gav, you see another one comes forward, kind of like puts his hand in front of one of his guys and twists it, and this kind of reddish energy extends out towards you.
Oh, drop that. What's this?
Wisdom save.
Save. Cool. Ooh.
Oh.
That's noof. It's a 1.
I've got nothing I can help you with.
You see as
That's only
Gav,
ones this time.
as you are now paralysed.
Fuck.
You see as the third one's going to break forth, run forward, brandishing a dagger, and is going to take a stab at you, Faro.
Bring it, you fuck.
That's a hit with a 19.
Don't bring it that hard.
You see as he brings the hit around, you see as he raises it, he kind of, again, mutters something under his breath, and you see as the red in the dagger blazes up into flame, and he's going to use his once per day ability of Cult Fanatic and turn that hit into a crit. As this strange magical energy is just forced behind the dagger, and he jams it down into your clavicle.
Oof.
No, my clavicle.
I need that for all my clapping.
So it's a total of 9 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that's not so
As he
bad.
just drives it down, and then this gout of blood just squirts out from you.
Could be worse. To
I'm next to Nem.
yeah. The one that's paralysing Garv, how close is he to me?
He would be. You're at the T junction, yeah. Should be about 5, 10.
Or just in the
About
way
30
of
feet
making
away,
metal.
just in
Yeah,
behind
you're-
one of his
you're
guys. He
covered.
kind of like reached over his like ally shoulder and cast this spell.
That's convenient. I'm gonna move my hex to him.
Nice.
I'm gonna run up to him and cast poison spray.
If you run up to him, you will get an attack opportunity from the
Will
guy
he?
who ran up to Fuaro.
Oh, okay.
You'll essentially be running past
Oh,
this guy, and he'll like go.
Oh,
for a
and he'll
swing at
grab
you.
me.
Can I?
Fuck.
Oh,
okay.
entirely out there suggestion. Can I use my reaction to block that attack of opportunity? Like bash his weapon down with my sword?
I'd say no, because there is a fighting style that particularly does that.
That's fine. Okay.
Because, yeah.
Then I won't run up to him. I will instead put both of my Eldritch blasts on the guy that's
Nice.
paralysing Garv.
Cool.
And that's
Ooh, good.
that's a non-nat 20 and also a 19.
Damn, yes, they got it.
Thank you. And
Ooh,
that's
this is going to be painful.
If you can give me the damage
Thank you.
separately, please, for that.
damage separately. Okay. So that's a 3 and a 6.
Cool. So
Do
first
you add your
one-
charisma to those?
You do, yes.
Do I?
If you have that particular evocation.
You do, I believe.
Do I?
Yeah,
What, like my not my spell attack bonus,
Yeah,
just my
yeah, just a
charisma.
charisma bonus.
Charisma
So
bonus
whatever
is-
plus you have to charisma.
Did you not just hex this guy as
Plus
well?
4. And I
Hex
hexed
is an
him.
extra d6 of
Fuck me.
necrotic on each as well.
What did I say? I said a 3 and a 6.
Yes.
So that's a 3 plus an
It's
extra
a 7 and a 10 plus
plus a
so
1.
an 8 and a 15.
Passes both of his concentration checks, so Garb, you are still unfortunately paralysed in place. But as these two bolts go 17, so 21. He's still up, not looking great. You see he kind of recoils, kind of like pushing his subordinate kind of in front of him, kind of like to deal with it, but still maintaining the spell.
Rude.
Cool, that's you, I believe.
That's me. Okay.
Cyphus.
It's a 30-foot corridor, right?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Well, it's
glad.
30 foot until the guys it extends beyond them.
Oh, that's fine, as long as they're within 30 feet. I slither in between where all of this is going on, drop the form of the snake, and as I'm rising up, my hand's going towards one of my water skins, open it, throw it up in the air so a little bit of water comes out, and just tidal wave down the corridor.
Cool. So I assume you're moving like... Where do you want to be?
Paralysed Garth.
Yeah, I basically just want this tidal wave to hit the person that has come up in front, and then just the tidal wave launches down that corridor.
Yeah, sure.
So in theory, shouldn't hit any of us, and should hit all of them,
So-
is what I've aimed for.
Cool. So what kind of save is that?
Dex, I believe.
Cool. So
Uh,
first we'll do
15.
the 3 leaders. Damn, they will pass.
Wow.
And then the
Bastards.
first of all the cultist that's on Garv fails. The first 3, 2 fail, and the second 3, 1 fail. So that's a total of 3 fails on the guys who you guys haven't gone up to yet, and the guy on Garv who also failed.
Oh, that's really bad. 6, 8, 10. So that's 11 damage to anyone that failed, halved to anyone that passed, and anyone that failed is knocked prone. I was hoping that would do more damage.
You see, as they are not knocked prone, as they are killed. As the guy that's the guy that's on you, Garb, as well as 3 of the guys that were in like the group that's just come out of this room, all just knocked to their feet as this water kind of like goes down and then just immediately begins to boil and steam through the corridor and the sheer heat of this underground lair.
Fuck.
Wow.
The guy
That's
that's
really
paralysed,
It's really that
does
hot?
he need to make a con check?
Yes, he does. Thank you. Passes.
Dang.
With a 17. Up next is
Yeah, that's me.
Mastella.
Cool. Would Rostella know anything about paralysis magic, and in the sense that if he were to, kick his least favourite Goliath, that it would break the spell?
You can make an Arcana check.
That's not terrible. He's proficient, so that is +7, so that's a 17.
With the paralyzed condition, he knows of spells that kind of like do that kind of thing.
Cool.
He knows that any attack that he'd likely do on you to try and shake you out of it would probably just do more damage to you than anything because you are paralyzed.
He's going to kick him anyway if he runs fast as a bonus action.
Makes him attack at advantage.
Pretty good.
Really good.
Yeah, that's like a 19 to
It's an
hit.
auto crit because you're paralyzed and he's within 5 feet of you.
Cool, so he deals 2 plus 2. He deals 4 damage to me,
Yeah.
which I half because I'm raging.
Yep. So you just take 2 damage.
Cool. That rounds it down nicely. I'm not paralysed anymore by any chance.
Nope, still paralyzed.
Cool.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, it's a character moment. And then, as his main action, he'll. How many? Just the leaders left, aren't they?
There's 3 regular guys.
Yeah.
There was a leader that moved up to where Fuara was.
Cool.
And there's 2 leaders that are kind of behind the 2 front basic guys.
It would
about
be
30 feet away.
It would be the ultimate dick move if you used that kick as an act of aggression to kill Mastella with. Just like the go ahead. Like, oh yeah, you kicked me, so I killed you.
No, he's paralysed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll cast a chromatic orb at the guy that's paralysed with Garb at the moment.
Cool.
I'll make that. What do they? Let's go for cold because it's all hot and shit down here. So that's just a regular spell attack. That's not bad. That's going to be 24 to hit.
That,
23
that,
to hit.
that indeed hits.
Cool.
Even with the partial cover.
That's going to be 3d8 cold damage.
Oh,
Not
Nice.
bad. 10, 17 cold damage.
It hits across him and it just kind of freezes and then immediately evaporates and his body just kind of crumbles. The parts that are frozen kind of melting away.
Oh,
So he falls down dead and you find your strength comes back to you just in time for your go.
That was-
As a chance would have it.
one of
That's
the
handy.
coolest rolls of D8s I've ever seen, by the way. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fulmar. Got me out of that one. Props. Who's left? There's a few normal
there's-
buggers.
A guy like about 5 feet away from you on Fuaro who just you saw got this hit straight down into the clavicle with his dagger.
This one's a leader, though, isn't it?
He is, and then there's one more leader who's behind 2 guys with another guy behind him.
Cool.
So-
On this leader, I'm just going to run up to this leader guy first off. Do my
The
rex
one on
attack against him.
Fuaro?
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't fuck him up. He's under my protection. And that's going to be a non-nat 20 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. That's 16 points. No, sorry, 12 points of damage on him.
Nice.
Is he dead by any chance?
He is not.
No. Cool. Then another X attack on him. That's going to be 18 to hit.
I thought it was one of the 2.
I dropped that.
Should've taken
That's
it.
going to be 9 further damage to him.
Ooh, still standing.
Cool. Then I'll bonus action blast him with my lightning. That's 4 further damage.
He's on the edge, but he's still up. He's taken this flurry of attacks from you. Shocked, hit twice. You see he's kind of still just hanging on, kind of like clutching onto his torso, kind of breathing heavily. Dagger still in hand.
Is it worth it? And yeah, I'll end my go.
We get dental. River here.
They'll fight to the end!
How many are on my side?
1.
That's it. There's one
Yeah,
left.
just the one guy who's still baying. You've seen the commotion go down the other one. This guy's still there, kind of like wide-eyed, a bit afraid.
And how many down the other side?
5.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm gonna do my bonus action first.
Yeah.
How healthy is this guy looking?
Not very. Well, actually, no, he's not been hit yet. So yeah,
Has he
he's
not?
looking fine. He's looking fine.
Give me a minute then. Give me a think. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for him with my bonus action.
Cool.
19
Hits.
Cool, great. Do I waste it? I don't want to waste a smile on it, am I?
I think they were pretty weak, these guys.
They do
Yeah,
not
and I
have
can't
much
do it with
HP.
one. Okay, it's not bad. 10 points of damage. with my action intact, I will use my feline agility to get up on. So just talk about who's attacking who.
So
these
the
two
closest one to you, there's one guy who's on both Poirot and Garv.
Yeah.
You'd run
Garv,
past kind of
Garv,
Nem and
Sarah.
Scythe to kind of get there. Then about 30 feet behind that guy is two regular guys with a leader behind him.
To get to them,
Yeah.
would I have to get an attack opportunity by the person?
If he still has a reaction.
Oh, in that
he
case,
does.
I'm just going to stab the one on you guys then.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh,
he's,
Cool.
he's Pond Death
See
Straw.
if you can knock him out at least.
Huh?
Knock him out at least.
Knock him out.
Yeah.
Non-lethal.
We got a leader.
Okay,
We might
cool.
as
Can
well-
I specify non-lethal damage then? Cool. I'm going to do my first attack.
Depends entirely on how much damage you do as well.
Well,
I will say, but
balls. Alright, okay, well, extra attack.
cool.
I definitely missed with that one. Nat 20.
Whoa!
Oh, he's dead.
I would say with a nat 20 you've got enough control where it's a crit, so you can you've got enough control so you can do that.
2 to 20. that
Well,
would
are you
be
going to
good.
do more than 2 points of damage?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 8 as a minimum.
Yeah. So you quite easy
12
just
is a
move-
minimum.
You quite easy to move up and just on the side of the head and he unconscious.
I loosened it for you.
Yeah, of course. We'll question that one later. Yeah, I haven't got anything else I can do. I'm out now. So.
Regular boys. You see as the three kind of like push forward, kind of move. They kind of say something over to their leader. Kind of
In Orcish?
No, not in Orcish. Actually,
Damn.
they pull daggers as
There are
well.
more of us here now. Do we understand what they say?
Anyone understand Infernal?
Yes,
Nope.
I do.
You see as he kind of like turns to
Of
his leader.
course you do.
You see as he turns
That's
to his
okay.
leader and just goes, "Run, go, get help, get the mistress."
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't-
Well, fuck
You see
me.
as these three kind of like brandishing daggers begin moving forward for the three that are right there, which is River, Garv, and Poirot. So
Hello.
you get one attack on each. So Garv, that's a miss. Poirot, that's a
Who's
hit with a 19.
Ow!
And then River, that's a
I don't
miss.
know which one. Oh, they haven't started running yet,
Never.
so.
No. So that's 3 points of damage to you, Poirot.
No!
Um,
I am perma-dead.
you see as they
I
walk up
often
kind
use
of like
evasion. Do you have that yet?
not
Oh, I have uncanny
Uncanny
dodge, so I
dodge.
can half that to 2.
I was kind of surprised when you didn't use it on the rock attack.
Because I keep forgetting that's a thing that I have.
How often can you do uncanny dodge?
Once around.
Every
That's a
turn.
reaction.
Yeah.
Oh.
I once
Use it more,
avoided,
right?
as Zinnia, I avoided an attack by some bees, and then the next one was like the dragon attacked me.
Yeah.
I uncanny dodged the bee attack, but not the dragon. Oh god.
Poirot with uncanny dodge is the new guarding with raging.
I mean the mechanic that makes barbarians.
Yeah.
Poirot, you're up.
Cool. So is there one on me?
There's 3 technically in combat with you, but they went for attacks against each of you that were there.
Okay.
And you can see the other guys about.
Are any of the ones on
30
us leaders,
total.
or are they all minions?
No, they're all minions. They turned, said something to this leader, and then moved forward.
In the 30-foot cone ahead of me, what, like captured it?
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them?
Nice.
Any of our guys?
No, but it would also make a very loud sound, I will say.
That's fine. Do it.
They know we're here.
God, I hope it goes well. And I use the blasting gun and blast.
Do we have enough time to put our hands to our ears?
I see him like the glint in Poirot's eye and drop my hammer.
You and I both just like.
Can they all make me a Constitution save, DC 15?
1 passes.
Okay, cool.
We're doing this first, and then we'll do that other little bit.
Yeah.
You see as he puts the gun forward, and this loud, like, kind of vibrating kind of comes out the front of the gun. You see as that they kind of like go to put their hands to their ears
Borrow D6.
before they take quite a hefty bit of damage. I believe.
Good grief.
So, oh, it's nice. 10, 15, 15 damage if they're healthy.
You see as all 3 of them kind of. Oh, I didn't make a save for the leader, but you see as the 3 normal guys in front of you just all grab their ears and just blood begins trickling down and out of their nose as they crumble to the ground. Dead.
Disgusting.
The leader failed his save as well. So
Oh.
what was that?
15 damage.
Cool. He's still standing,
Okay.
but not looking great.
I'm gonna make a D100 check, I guess. Okay. Fuck. Oh, it's a 22.
You're fine.
What's
What's
the
below 20?
Below 20.
Oh.
What happens if you get below 20?
I die.
He takes 10d6 force damage.
Yeah, it just fucking kills me.
It's a
That's
gun of
snowy.
blasting.
How have you got? Oh my lord! That's
Where did you
quite-
get that?
I got it from the fake dragon horde.
Oh
God.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was
It's
literally,
the most Pawaro weapon.
I was
that
flicking through the
exists.
DMG and I was like, I don't want to just give a +1 gun. Like, what can I put in it? And I came across that and I was like,
Yes, that is the right move.
Fantastic
Weapons.
reaction. Sick. I live. They don't.
They don't.
That's.
all three of them drop down dead.
Do you have a bonus? Can you shoot
I
us
do.
bonus?
Is there just the leader left?
Yeah, he's about 30 feet away from you and you see as he kind of looking out, he's going to, he's like in the process of backing up and going
I flutter on over and just sword to throat, saying, "I'd stay where you are if I were you." Oh wait, he wouldn't have heard that. He's deaf. What?
We've already got one.
What's
right?
right there?
Cool. Make a
We've already got one.
make an intimidation check.
Stab 2. Cool. 5.
Cool. He just kind of grits his teeth. And up next is his go. You see as he will
Stab you.
No.
Shove and run.
he'll use another spell slot. He casts something on you can make a wish save for me because he casts whole person.
He's like, you stay there. What? With save. Not terrible. Save with 11.
That's what you need. You pass. You see he kind of like tries to loose this red energy towards you to no avail and turns and runs away.
get an
Make a
attack?
opportunity, yeah.
Is anyone within 5 feet of me and hit?
No.
Sweet. That is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
Sweet, and that's.
Oh yeah, you're blasting, so yeah, you didn't use
That'd be
that.
sneak attack, wouldn't it?
It would, because you don't use it this turn, yeah.
So with my
Nice.
sword, is that what
Have we
was?
been stabbed this MF in the
Ow.
back?
Blimey neck.
Not the best.
That could have been better.
Yeah. 10 plus 3, 13 damage.
Nice. As he goes to turn away, you just swiftly just drag the cutlass across his throat, cutting it as he goes, and he just gets a few steps.
That was 7.
Nice.
Mm.
Alright,
Beats 1.
That's pretty good.
What are we counting?
The amount of people I murdered.
I think I got 3, maybe
You're
4.
Out of combat for the time being.
Hey.
Can I count this one?
I didn't
Which
get
one?
any.
The one that's unconscious.
Yeah.
3.
No, but
Nice.
you helped.
Yeah, I helped.
I think I actually only got 1 as well.
Oh.
Sad day
Pretty
for
cool,
the giant coin.
Pawaro wins
Sounds
this
so-
round.
That gun you've got is fucking disgusting.
Oh, it's great, right?
It's quite. What?
I nearly died.
How often do you plan to use that?
Once a long rest.
Was that
Even though it can kill you.
Yeah, why not?
Alright.
Once every day.
Have we got a vice captain?
right?
Please,
Wait, do
between,
we, yeah, who's the first man?
please, all of you between you, assert who would be the backup captain now, because it's only a matter of time.
I don't want to be captain.
Too bad.
I've got too much stuff to do.
I'm kidding.
I mean, I'm not
We were,
Adam-
as soon
Adam-
as you pointed us up, everyone was like,
yes, please, yes. Whatever you want.
I turn into whatever has the most hands and pour them in.
Well, should we talk to this fellow?
I could be captain. You hear a very quiet voice from Estella.
I think a river would be good.
hello?
Or nothing.
What am I doing?
Nothing.
Anyway, enough of this chit-chat. Wake up!
Kind
I
of
should flick some holy water in his face.
You see this kind of like
Oh.
underbite orc. You see as all the bodies, they're not all orcs, but it seems to be mostly orcs out of this group.
Oh, also, this guy was a mage, wasn't he?
Certainly he casts spells.
Yeah, I'll break his fingers.
Oh.
You do so.
Sorry, I should have done that while you were sleeping, really. I'll say that in orcish to him. Don't really want you casting anything.
You see as he, under his breath, he says something in Infernal, which you understand. Ladies, like water over me. Send me down to you. Bring fire towards these fools. What do you want?
Does anyone know what he just said?
I do. He's got a mother. He's praying to.
Alright, mummy's boy. What do you know? What is his place?
Carry on, I'm sure you'll find out. You're already in too deep. Kind of
Uh,
glances down, kind of sees the did we say you got a brand from when you were?
I would have had a brand, yeah.
Yeah, so you see, he kind of clocks the brand that you've got on your wrist. Just begins smirking, kind of giggling to himself under his breath.
They're all wasting it on him.
I think we just kill him, and I think we carry on now.
No, wait, let's have a chat. Sit yourself down, friend.
He's already sat down.
He's
He's already down.
He cannot.
Oh, I say that knowing that full well.
Literally
I have
cannot
my
stand.
rapier pressed is like out of
Yeah.
apple anyway.
River, if you've got a
Rest
thing
a
you want
while,
to
let's
do,
have a
do it.
chat.
I just don't know if I can be bothered to waste a zone of truth on him, really.
I'm
I
going to
mean-
start pulling his teeth out. If you're okay.
That's a
with
good
that.
thought. I'd like to take the first one because my shoulder really hurts right now.
I'll go for it.
The only thing is because he needs to carry on being able to speak.
He doesn't need his teeth. If I take one of the back ones.
But it might become difficult to understand. Okay, fine.
Yeah, no, it's, no,
I don't
you're
know. I'm
Nem's
just saying
right.
he's got a lot of toes.
No,
you know?
you're right. Yeah, I was going to
That's
say,
funny
take
enough,
his
I was
shoes
gonna
off.
say-
Let's
yeah.
go there.
I was going to go for an eye.
It's a bit.
Oh,
it was
I
safe though. We
I'm not
escalate.
sure.
Just Sarah Kane this shit.
Oh God,
Yeah.
memories.
Let's escalate to that. Just take his shoes off for now.
I'll take his shoe off.
Cool.
I eat his shoe.
Weirdly
Damn.
good texture.
Garva's hungry.
I'm just like chewing on the shoe.
I assume my my thieves' tools or something similar will provide good toe removing
I could
apparatus.
just lend you my dagger.
I've literally got a butcher's knife.
Oh, even better. Yeah, pass me that.
No, it was in the bargain bucket of knives
bucket.
from Triangle,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was a bargain bucket of knives.
I just like
I'm
to
just
start.
going to be on hand with produce flame just to cauterize the wound every
Good
time to do it.
So yeah, with a butcher's straight edge knife, I try and slowly saw his big toenail off.
Oh,
Damn. You do so, and you hear
Just
as
the toenail.
he
Oh, yeah.
screams one of the loudest screams you have ever heard.
Oh, I'd sneeze
Again,
louder,
Much
more.
like the gunshots echo throughout the entire corridors.
If we could shut him up, that'd be great.
I just shoved my fist in his mouth. Actually, no, I put the remainder of his boot in his mouth.
He kind of immediately bites down on it, kind of clamping through it.
Weirdly good texture.
Sudden realization and a look of a life wasted. Kind of.
A sudden realization of great boot.
See, as I prize it off, great, I think we're even now. Do you want to talk or shall I take another?
Oh, to pull the boot out.
Very good.
He's speaking in tongues. Cut out his tongue.
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Advantage, sick.
Guidance.
Is that
Add a
plus
D4,
D4? Intimidation's not. Hey!
Oh,
Quite
very
nice.
That was very nice.
That's a 19.
You've not got much time until they come.
Who are they?
What do you need to know?
What can you tell me? What is this
Yeah.
place? Who is
Look for the ship.
Oh, we're not chests. Good point. We're looking for a ship with crystalline chests that sank. You know anything about that? First off.
You see, he kind of ponders. The full Brugg was sent to.
Okay, where'd it go down?
You're in too deep.
I mean, we're diving for it, so deep is where we're aiming.
Oh.
But that's enough of that. Tell us where it is.
I don't know. I didn't see. We
Take another
stay
toenail.
down here.
Who would
mostly.
know?
Well, information was given to Brugg.
And where is Blue?
I'm sure you find him in port.
We
we
can find it. I've got a plan with that. Okay, who is she? Who is Mother that they were gonna send your mate to go get?
Oh, she runs this little facility.
What? Okay. Firstly, who is she? Secondly, what is this facility?
She's a nightmare that walks. Armour clad, wings, smites anyone who comes in her way. Oh, she's gonna have a good time with the likes of you.
I mean, by the sounds, you're just describing my mother. But continue. What's this place?
Oh
This
God.
place. So we bring your kind.
What?
His
Biz?
kind. The
Goliath.
kind who would go against the great word, the great laws. Oh, we have fun with you down here.
And what do you
Can I
do
kill
with
this
them?
one?
In a second. What do you do with them?
New recruits, they gotta show their dedication. They gut you, kill you however you want. Oh, you thought you saw the likes up front now. No, they know nothing of what goes on down here. What we do to your kind. Kind of spits out a gallon of blood towards your feet.
Enlighten us.
I'm sure you're going to look around. You'll see.
Listen, mate, I've been to the Guilty Spire.
Oh, you've seen firsthand then.
I know what this business is, and it, weak sauce if you ask me, and I suck out one of his eyeballs.
See as he lets out another scream as I imagine the boot is then swiftly crammed into his mouth again.
Yep.
Do that.
I'll eat it.
Yeah,
I'm going-
flame into the eye socket.
Make a save for him. He does right. He manages to stay grip on to what little bit of life he has. You kind of burn out
Slimy
of
yet
it.
satisfying.
You do that, yeah. Weirdly, yeah. With the blessed Glantor,
This
it's
is
not
great.
bad. It's not
I
the
can
best thing.
eat it.
It's not the best thing you've ever tasted, but it ain't bad.
As the boot comes out, I'm just like nonchalantly chewing on it.
You see his blood kind of. I don't know. You cauterized it. So
Yeah.
you see as it. This method gives me strength.
Who is that?
Who? What name was that now?
Send me onto your realm, please. When these fools bereft me of life, bring me to you. Show me the way.
Oh, I'm gonna need that name again,
Both
thank
of you
you.
can make religion checks as you hear
I
this
don't
today.
think we should kill him. It sounds like that's what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does actually.
Oh, nat 20.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah, fair.
No waste.
And was a 13.
The ring of this name hits your ear immediately as you have studied various religions in your time, and your studies brought you to the Nine Hells.
Oh,
The name that he mentioned, Dispater, is the archdevil, the archduke of the second layer of hell, known as Dis. He is a very, as you got on that 20, he is a very beautiful archdevil, is known for manipulation and deception, and
Yeah.
the phrase silver-tongued devil probably derives from him. And it seems that this chap has some affiliation towards him.
Do you relate this?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm sure that thing that attacked them was probably a demon then, if this place is run by devils.
That makes sense. I mean, would it not have been a... Oh,
But
oh,
also,
no, yeah.
why are devils working with Midas?
Because
they're
Midas is
bastards.
evil, that's what they do.
They work for us, you fool. Yeah, none the wiser.
For the devil or Midas?
Pressing the rapier a little closer. Do the words Minorus or I can't remember how you say this one. Arianus?
Erenius.
Yeah.
You see his eyes kind of...
Aye.
yeah, sorry. Goes wide. Minorus. No. Erinias. Yes. You begin to hear a...
You remember this guy?
walking from the corridor.
I think we just found one.
With the noise that has been made and with all of you focused on the interrogation,
No.
you see as a slender female figure
Yeah.
walks down the corridor towards you, flanked by these two flying small impish creatures that hover around her. You see her heavy plate armoured form dominating the majority of this corridor, and these big red feathered wings tucked in behind her. You see a long sword to her side with this ruby embedded in the pommel, and you see as she pulls out this rope that seems to have this barbed, like almost stinger at the end. So she kind of whips it down, and kind of looks across all of you and goes, "Oh my, you have all gone a little bit too far down the rabbit hole, haven't we?"
I stand up and just say, "Hey, gorgeous, why about we find a barn area and get to know each other?"
It's fine, I'm sure we'll get well acquainted.
How far
but
away
I'm
is
peeling
she?
the flesh from your bone.
Oh, not quite
No.
my kink, but I'm game. Let's go.
You see as she throws up this rope that begins to cascade down towards you.
How
and
far away is she?
That's where we're going to pick up.
Don't
next.
you fucking dare!
It's now.
Oh!
Tell her, this is probably going to
Lovely.
be a little bit of a long thing. Yeah, I didn't expect you to encounter her this time, but hey ho.
Garth's just there, wide-eyed with a boot in his mouth.
Cool.
This
So,
is my favourite thing.
Just gently tap the rapier into the guy's
yeah,
throat.
you quite easily managed to just like see this. You just quickly just.
Give me his eye. That was delicious.
Oh my
So,
god.
thank you very much for joining us for this session. We got through a fucking lot. Damn. Yeah, didn't all the stuff that happened. Didn't think you'd get through all that much. So, but hey, here we are.
Just overachievers.
The person I thought you were going to interrogate was going to be the dead guy, but obviously it was you who found him. So
Yeah, that was really from the start, wasn't it?
So we'll be back sometime soon with some more streams. The best way for you to find out if you like what we do here, down below is the link to our Twitter, our Discord. Come join us in Discord. We've got a wonderful community, some of which have been in the chat today, so thank you very much for joining in with that.
Oh, speaking of the chat, I forgot to mention earlier, the winner of last week's Climax comment competition was Kiss Sander. And if you want a chance of being next week's, or I guess this week's Climax competition winner, please just be sure to get in the chat and be chatting around the climax of the session, which is roughly we count from 2/3 in.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for the donations as well. It allows us
thanks
to
so much.
do.
Thank you.
It allows us to carry on doing what we do to a better quality as well, which is
And
amazing.
breaking the game.
So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, cheers, Millie.
Other
You
than
are our
that,
favourite. Thank you so much.
We've been
Legend.
nifty. You've been you. Stay beautiful, you beautiful people.
Peace.
We love you.
Bye.
Stay nifty.
Ferrets.
Ferrets.
Ferrets.